still something that a lot of people are looking at, I think, right? Because they're going to need that superstar performance, or maybe not. It all depends on what version of the team shows up. But what you can be very certain of is that Faker is going to show up. I mean, he has never missed top 4. He has been to the finals for 3 years in a row, trying to make this his 4th. It's incredible resilience.
It's absolutely ridiculous. And one of the things that blows me away is it's not just about shot calling.
It's time. It's the time has come. Just kidding. 7 more minutes, guys.
You know, flick after flick
7 more minutes. 굿모닝이다. 이거 보세요.
hero moments on a collie to take over a game.
Good morning, guys. I was awake earlier and then I fell back asleep in the night.
Like he is in another renaissance, the like 50th renaissance.
T1 tracksuit, yeah. We're wearing like a track. Look.
50th wind at this point, you know, like he's gathering storms.
Thanks for the 1 and 8.
The big thing to me, Chronicler, I know you and I talked about this a lot during It's Okay.
Oh my gosh,
LCK
this
season
play.
Is that regardless of
This
his
play.
form,
Look at Faker. Look at the moves.
shows up
3만 W into
internationally. And
성냥.
it's so impressive how
와,
he consistently
진짜.
reinvents himself on the
피가
international.
And
진짜.
it's wonderful as an LCK analyst because you can do 2 things. You can be like, man, you know, Faker's laning
Oh my
phase
gosh,
doesn't really look
Rel's
too good.
Mel
but I'm sure
from
that they'll
Faker
be
was
able
so
to
good
make
too.
it happen again. And you always
Faker
have to kind of wish for it
Mel.
because
Faker
this
Mel.
is just one of those examples where every single year the same thing happens. If you ask
Faker
me
Mel
after
skin
summer, what would I
waiting
say
room.
was the weakness for T1?
Wake up very
Faker's
high.
laning phase hasn't looked too great.
I am trying to
Have we
wake
seen an
up.
era
I'm
once?
also
No.
trying to drink some
No,
tea,
we
guys.
haven't.
And
I'm
I
trying
think
to
it's
drink
really
some tea
poignant
and get my
after
voice back.
If you look at what
My
happened
voice is kinda,
yesterday, right,
like,
and Chovy
booming right
not
now.
being able to make it, you can have all those other things usually.
I
You
hope
can be the
T1
best in
loses.
lane,
I am a
you can
hate
be the
vulture.
best at moving around the map or having the best champion pool, but if you don't have clutch, you have nothing.
Absolutely. And another thing that I heard a lot of people talking about for Faker was
Will
how
we
is his
see
champion
Bard
pool
today?
gonna be in Fearless?
Bard
Will he be
is
able
going to
to
be
play enough
perma-banned today.
champions
We
at
know
the
this
elite
is going to
level?
happen.
Well, guess what? He's played
Why?
13 champions, the most
I
of
think
anyone here
last
at
time it was
Worlds.
open
He's
because
playing a new
Kyle
champion
actually plays
basically
Bard.
every single
But,
game, and he's looking stellar at it. You know, even the throwbacks to like the
TES
LeBlanc,
support,
which to
from
me,
my knowledge,
every
does
time
not
Faker
really
lost
enjoy
LeBlanc,
playing
I'm
Bard
like,
too
okay,
much.
let's
So.
go.
Let's go. It's still all there.
Jackie
all that
locked-
legacy champion
we're
pool as well. And I
locked
think it's
in
definitely
Zaya
interesting if
and
you
1v9.
contrast it to players
I mean,
like
Jackie
Jackie
Love,
Love,
right?
Because
Jackie Love?
as you said, someone who
Jackie
won the
Love.
title first go and never
Hold
was
up.
able to grasp that moment again. Whereas
Jackie Love's
Faker
probably
is
playing
someone who
Kai'Sa. He has
been
a
at the
Kai'Sa
top,
skin. He has
been
his
at
own
the
skin,
bottom,
right?
Came right back a million times
Great
over.
start of
Yeah, I
stream.
mean, like in all this discussion, Faker also won the title on his first go, right? So, and
Oh my
he has
gosh, yesterday was too
consistently
crazy, by the
brought
way.
teams to
어저께
that
진짜
title over and
아직도
over
실감이 안
again.
나는 줄.
And I think the big
어저께
thing to
도대체
me
무슨
is
일이
just
일어나는
whenever
거야.
it's like, oh,
Hey, if we win
you're
here,
only gonna
we're
play
gonna have a
mid lane
telecom
Lulu
war
now.
in the finals,
Okay?
by the way.
He changes
T1
this
vs
play.
Genji.
You need to
No.
learn Azir because we're gonna sub in easy
T1
until you
vs
do.
KT.
Guess what?
If
next play he
we can
shows
secure
up,
a
he's
win.
the best Azir in the LCK. And so it's that like consistency to just grind out
감사합니다.
new play
Hello,
styles,
you're so
new
hi.
champions
Hello.
along with his
Oh,
game
감사합니다.
knowledge. It's
있잖아요.
just so
Thank you.
impressive.
It's been crazy.
이렇게 많이
Let's
감사해요.
see how our fans voted at home at
운명의 날이
Mastercard
왔다.
GG on
절대
X.
방심
And I
노노. 아니
wonder
내가
who
경기하는 것도
you're
아닌데 왜?
Oh, it's T1 with 86.
Okay.
그래,
Okay.
팬들도 방심하면 안 되긴 해 근데.
I always talk
팬들도
about,
방심하면.
it's
아니
always
어저께
T1,
보셨잖아요.
but
어?
even for T1
젠지가
standards,
무너지는
this
모습을
is a little
보셨잖아요.
silly.
You guys saw what happened to
That's outrageous.
Genji.
Normally we stay
All the fans
till
were acting as if
maybe
Genji already
75.
won
I
and
think
they already
this
made
is
it to
a
the
combination
finals.
Of like the
Yeah.
you know, the T1 Worlds buff,
It's crazy.
the TES Worlds
대진
debuff,
잡히자마자
like,
솔직히 젠지
Where's the
하나전만 어떻게 하면 올라가지 않을까 이런 생각. 우리 쪽 AL만 뭐 이기면은 TS 정도야라는 그런 그런 얘기들이 돌고 있는데 그러면 안 되죠. TS도 무섭다고. Everyone thinks it's gonna be best of 5? 3-2, 3-1, 3-0, 3-2, 3-2, 3-2.
But there's still that idea of TES has the chance to do the biggest thing for their
Gulp.
region on home soil.
Yeah, for me, I really want top esports to show
Gulp,
up
gulp.
and like show up strong, right? Like bring those really strong early games through Birthday Boy
Chronicler.
Kanavi. Show your
3-2.
patience around
Hold on.
objectives, and then regardless of who wins, I'll be happy. Obviously, I am calling it 3-1.
Miss Fevy, the title?
T1.
What happened to the
I
title?
have yet to bet against this T1 team at Worlds over the past few
Hold
years,
up.
and
Not gonna start now.
no.
I'm gonna have
Title's
faith
fine.
in TES to show the level of gameplay that they've both shown thus far, and that they've
What's
shown
wrong with the
domestically,
title?
and that's why I'm
Let me
going
know
for
right now
3-2,
what's wrong with the
because
title.
I trust T1 blindly when it comes to winning.
Saucy!
but
Suki, thanks
as
for
the
now.
players
Welcome
themselves,
back.
as we heard Jackie Love say, all they want to do, they just want to perform, right? You
No
just
way,
want to
20
come
get
here,
this off from
show
the
your best
Euler.
game.
Let's
I
go.
think that the best game, unfortunately, will not be enough. because of
Thank
the
you so
level of their
much.
opponents. But I'm expecting a better
Nice
best of
rap.
5 today.
You know, actually, I kind of changed my mind. I was thinking about it more. I feel like TES could actually win, and I'm going to tell you
AL
why.
is
There's
that
5
Febby.
key
Wait,
things
did it
that
update?
we're going to have to
Oh.
focus on here. So they're going to have to
Okay.
play with no fears.
Hold
That's
on.
not a problem when you have Jackie
TS
Love on your
를 바꿔.
team. You can lock in. You can be
TS.
able to really
TS.
do
Okay.
it. Oh,
Where's the
where'd my
pen?
marker
Where's
go?
the marker?
The marker
Rest in
got
peace.
you.
We got you.
We got you.
We're going. All right. You're also gonna have to be
Right,
able
rest in
to
peace,
adapt.
AL.
I see what's coming.
You're gonna have to be able to adapt throughout the
감사합니다.
series here.
Tyrell is
Because
updated.
I
Don't
think if you're
worry,
gonna take
guys.
down T1, it's probably gonna
updated
go long.
now.
You need to be able to be flexible with your picks. You
이거는 내
need to be
거라
able
믿고 치킨
to make
시킨다.
the right choices at the right moment. You're also
깐부
gonna
치킨
need
시키죠.
to have
그거.
killer
아 요즘 깐부 치킨
When
다들
mistakes are
깐부
made
치킨
by
얘기밖에
T1,
없더라고요.
and they will be made because this team has not been flawless.
저는
You're gonna have to
들어보지도
capitalize on it,
못해가지고
okay?
뭐지?
Also, you're
궁금한
really gonna
부분이죠.
have to execute on your plays. You have
There we
got
go,
to be
yeah.
able
We updated
to
the
set
title,
up
guys.
your
Don't
set
worry.
plays
Thank you for
around
letting me know.
objectives. You got to be able to make it happen
I didn't know
and
it's the
crush
AL
in
pump.
those
There was
plays.
TS for sure.
And the last thing is
Yo, Alex, thank you for the
you
$2
have
on
to
the 20
have
months.
resilience,
Alex.
okay?
Of
You're
course.
gonna have to be
Oh
resilient.
my gosh, guys. Here, we have a new
throughout
Fevi
this
Stair, by the way.
series when
We have a
things
new
get
Fevi
tough.
Stair.
But sometimes, though, I think if they can pull off
If
these
you're gonna use the
5
old Fevi
things,
Stair, you can do the Fevi Gun.
sometimes simplicity
Fevi Gun,
is
Fevi
better.
It's true.
Sometimes you really just
젠슨
have to
황,
focus
젠슨
on
황이
one
페이커,
key
페이커,
fact.
페이커 이렇게
One
하고
key thing
깐부 치킨 먹고
in a series. And that's Faker.
영상
That's
찾아보니까
T1's
짱
gonna
깐부 치킨
take
먹는데 막 엄청 막 손가락을 빨면서
He's
먹는
too
거야.
clutch.
와, 세상에서 제일 돈 많은 분이
This man always
저러시면은
delivers when it comes to predictions. And I think you're agreeing with him. You're smiling.
I really am. And
참
I can't believe because when I
그만큼
came
내
into the
치킨이
LCK,
맛있다는
there
거지.
was always
안녕하세요,
this talk
팬이에요.
about Faker,
오세요.
about what he was able to do. And there was
Chronicler,
some doubt.
don't ult.
Showmaker
Chronicler,
came up,
don't
we had
ult.
Zeka, we had
Chronicler.
Chovy, but here we are, 3 years later, and guess what? We're going to another
Chovy
semifinal. He's here again, and they're the
Oh my gosh, there's
Ever
so
since they
many
lost in
Chovy
2022
memes
in
going
those
around,
grand
and I
finals,
can't
they
even
have
like
taken it
I
as
can't
a
even
personal
laugh
badge
anymore.
of
At this
honor
point,
to
it's
run it
sad.
back and
It's
win,
really sad.
to run it back and win again, and they have
It's
another
crazy.
chance
It's
to
not
get
even
to the
sad,
grand
it's like
finals
crazy.
today for T1. But
His
it is
performance
12
yesterday
years
was
of
so
defeat
crazy
for
bad.
the LPL and best of fives at Worlds at the hands of Faker. And top esports,
I
they
feel
are
so
the
bad for Chovy.
chosen
Exactly,
one.
Kara.
It is
Like, I'm a
Jackie
T1
Love who
fan, but
takes
I feel
that
really
chance
bad.
and gets this chance to take
I
revenge
can't even
for
like the
all
memes
of
and all
the
that. Like, there's like so many
LPL. It's
memes
gonna be
mocking
one
and like.
for the books.
Yeah,
T1
sports.
versus
Like,
top
it is what
esports
it
to
is.
find out who joins KT in the grand
Okay,
final.
but
of
we're
Worlds
starting the trailer. We
2025.
have to focus on the trailer, guys. TES vs T1. Yeah.
春兰
Oh.
夏竹
Sure, sure.
秋菊冬梅人称四君子
Fevi hyper ye Fevi wiggle vamos T1.
감사합니다. Thank you very much. Thank you.
志远心自
Oh my gosh,
明
the golden music. The goat! Golden music with the goat?
冬梅于霜雪中傲立，凌寒独开。
又进世界赛了，我们还是4强。去年输给 T1 之后，感觉就是差距比我想象中的更大一点，
Fevi
还是
comfy.
很失落的。
每次世界赛总能碰到 T1，因为有飞快选手的存在。
Holy. Chills, guys, chills.
对于我来说，这一次会不一样的。我们都互相信任，我们都相信每个人也都能站出来。
输了的时候就要想着下次有机会一定要赢回来。我会努力抓住每一波机会。
记录就是用来被打破的。
夏竹于青山中扎根，任由风打。
Oh, Leno die. Legends never die.
이번 연도 같은 경우에는
Mr. Owner, please carry us
다
today.
힘들었었던 것 같고요.
No first time windows, right?
이렇게
first time
연습 때부터
windows.
도전하는 적이 좀 처음인 것 같아서 실전에서도 좀 자신감이 없는 상황이었었던 것 같습니다.
제가 월즈
Five
리핏을
star.
이뤄내고
Five
바로 다음
stars.
해 교체 기용을 당한 거에 대해서
6 stars.
힘들었었던 것 같고
6 stars.
그럼에도 한편으로는 세계에서 가장 대단한 선수인 페이커 선수도 그런 일이 있었기 때문에 저도 이 시기를 잘 보내보려고 노력했던 것 같습니다.
Oh my gosh, she's literally talking about Faker having the same thing that he went through.
정말
Hold up.
많은 일이 있음에도
That's literally what I said
그 자리에
too.
꿋꿋이 서
That's
있는
crazy.
게
It's mindset.
가장
That's such a
높은
healthy
대나무를
mindset,
거는 것
TBH.
같습니다.
No way. Bamboo tree.
T1이 없다면 유산도 없습니다.
Doran.
유산을 가지고 싶다면 저희를 넘어야 할 겁니다.
No, don't jinx it. Don't jinx it. Oh my. Okay, don't jinx it.
然
Don't
华
jinx
夏祥
it. Don't
瑞，
jinx it.
气象大千。典籍所记有神异瑞兽、龙首、弥身、怒宗。
Aura farming, aura farming, aura
天
farming.
命将至，
아우라가 진짜.
麒麟，谁能挺进决赛？
他们有很多可以失去的，但我们什么都不怕，一切都是用来打破的。
결코 깨질 수 없는 기록도
There's some records that can never break. 절대 깨질 수 없는 기록. True, true, true. Oh my gosh, the music though. Holy cinema. It makes like all the legendary songs into like one. Hello chat, my baby is being born, but TES vs T1 is more important, Yosapali. Didn't know you had a wife. Polypuff in the chat, trolling again. Hold up. There it is! There it is! He won!
25. We're here at the penultimate series of the
Oh
entire
my.
competition to see who gets the right to face KT Rolster in the finals in Chengdu next week. Will it be
thank you Diego R for the result for 2 months. Really appreciate it. Welcome back to the Meeple family, and
or
thank you Alex on T for the gift for the result.
team here in Shanghai with
donation
the
감사드립니다.
LPL's
Thank you.
top esports.
Super chatting.
I'm Captain Flowers here with Dagda and Vedius as we all find the answer to that question here today.
Top esports trying to do what no other LPL team has done before them. Whereas T1 trying to do what no other team in the world has achieved in getting that 3P for
How's
the
the
title.
sound, guys?
And it
How's the
sits there,
sound?
all eyes on the trophy.
Is it okay?
Expectations are
I
that
can't.
T1 will continue their legacy. But
It's
that
good.
is what
Okay.
makes top
바드
esports such
줘라.
a scary opponent.
바드는
We've already seen at this year's World
오늘
Championship that expectations can be
풀리지 않을
defined.
예정.
And today, that responsibility falls on the shoulders of top esports
오늘 왜 이렇게
as they go up
창백해
against the
보이냐?
titans of T1.
And a Titan was already slain yesterday in the first
불빛 때문에 조명이 또 그런
semifinal.
거일 수도 있어서
Gen.G
잘
heavy
모르죠.
favorites in the eyes of
아무
a
일도
lot of
없기를
fans,
제발.
a lot of analysts.
아니 거은혜진님
Taken down by KT, who have
감사합니다.
just shot meteorically straight to
어머나.
the finals.
감사합니다.
And now T1, who have been to
너 왜
finals so many times,
$50,000
versus
time to
top
retire.
esports,
Goodbye.
who have never made it to the World Finals
Goodbye,
before.
goodbye. Time to buy a house,
It could be
guys.
another upset,
Just
or
kidding.
it
You can't
could
buy
just be
houses
another
for
stepping
50,000
stone for the reigning
감사합니다.
champs.
Yeah, it's an absolutely insane world that we live in. Either curses are broken for top esports and KT, or potentially T1
Coach Tom,
go on to
please.
show that they are just the greatest
It's all up to the
team,
coaching
even the
staff,
greatest
isn't it?
version of SKT and T1 that
빨간
has
눈
ever
누나
existed.
어디 갔어? 돌려줘. 할로윈
Quite the timeline that
이벤트라고.
we find ourselves in,
그럼
gentlemen,
눈이
and all I can ask
정상이라고.
for is that we see some fantastic League of Legends on the Rift.
그럼
It's not been the easiest journey
I'm shaking
for
already,
T1.
haha.
They've had their struggles, they've had their
할로윈 하루
setbacks,
한
and AL
장판.
very much did push them to their very limits. And we'll see if top esports can do the same thing. If nothing
Okay,
else,
I'm not nervous.
their
I
brothers
am
in AL
actually not
showed
nervous
them
at all.
the weaknesses
We're good.
in T1. They
I
showed
think we're
them
gonna win today.
opportunities that they can look to try and exploit. And my eyes draw towards that man in the jungle, Kanavi, the man that just made fun of Skumon in the jungle, the man that I feel that continues to run the rift for top esports, and the man that can build those leads needed to get the edge over T1.
And I feel
실험
like when you've
픽
been
가는
looking
거냐고.
at
아니
the
근데
LPL
인터뷰
all
들으셨나요
year,
여러분?
it's been Kanavi,
문도
it's been
그냥
Tarzan, the top
연습도
two
안 하고
junglers
첫판
there
꺼낸
in that
거라고.
league. T1 obviously having worked their way
AL
through
상대로
Tarzan
5세트
and anyone's legend,
지면은
like
그냥
you're talking
탈락인데
about
거기에서
just 2
문도를 첫
days
판으로 했다는
ago
거야 은호
in that
선수가.
quarterfinal. And now we'll
와
see if
진짜
Kanavi can do
어쩐지
what
숙련도가 좀
Tarzan
이상하다
could not. We're
싶었는데
into our first champ select. It's T1 on the blue side, top on the red. Yone and Yunara banned out by T1.
Oh my
As
gosh.
Fakers is
Yone
here,
ban
will
is
not
so
be
good.
allowed to enter
Remember
the rift
BDD
from top.
Yone yesterday guys. BDD Yone. We cannot let it go through.
Top esports against G2 was a willingness to give across the Orianna and open up Cream to play things like the Akali, the things he made his name on back when he started in OMG. But we'll have to see what that game plan is going to be, because when we look at
Poppy
the
ban. I was gonna
series,
mention the
it was
Poppy too.
constantly taking Orianna
Nice
and
ban.
Azir away
Enemy
from
bandit.
T1.
The Poppy
봐도 살렸다고.
increases the value of things like
아직
Ambessa,
모릅니다.
Wukong,
Is Bard open,
Rakan,
guys?
and that Akali pick that Dagda was talking about. T1, how will they shift their focus? Because with the Yone
Is
ban
Bard
and the
open?
Yunara,
That's the
Sion
question. Hold on.
comes to attention, and immediately it's going to be banned away by T1. So that first pick now looking to be the Wukong. T1 want to get their hands on it, a very powerful engaged tool. But the question is, will top esports?
I mean, Orianna's gonna be open. If they ban Bard here, Orianna's open, right? 다들 밴 되면 Orianna 풀리는 거 아니야?
Is something that they're eyeing up.
Hold
I
on.
think it's very telling essentially. what the Bard from Keria
So they'd rather
taken away
give Faker
once more. This is
Orianna.
another staple
They'd
ban
rather give
we saw
Faker
from Anyone's
Orianna
Legend.
than give
But it
Keria
does
Bard.
say, hey, go on,
I
take
see how
that
it is,
Orianna.
guys.
We're going to try and take the Akali here for Cream
Hold
and
on.
answer with our own style in
Faker
top esports.
Orianna. 아니 페이커 선수 오리아나를 좀 아무리 바드가 싫다고 해도 그렇지 이게 맞나라는 생각이 들죠 당연히. 페이커 선수의 오리아나는 예사롭지 않거든요.
Absolutely. Wukong
His
plus
win rate on
Akali could be
Orianna, his
an
performance on
incredibly
Orianna
viable
is just so
combination.
another level,
And
by
it's
the
going
way.
to be locked in
A step
immediately.
above.
We've seen this once before.
Oh
and
no,
they're
it was
gonna
a trap.
secure
It was
for
a trap.
themselves. Owner will respond
It
with
was
the
a trap. They
Zimmer
wanted to play the
zone.
Kali to
Big
the Orianna, which is a bad matchup for them. Oh my, Orianna does not do well into Kali. But if we have a Xin Zhao into Kali, that's fine. And we secure Gumayushi Varus.
Consistently got big leads in the
스킨 주인
lane on
등장.
this champion and been a menace when it comes towards team fights.
I have to imagine that the Ambessa will now be higher in priority. Top esports going for a lot of dive threat, but maybe they want some poke of their own. They would be a little bit AP heavy, but still, with the assassination, with the backline threat of Akali plus Ziggs, instead they move towards the Sivir. Still, a very effective engage combo, good wave clear, a little short range, which means that poke Varus in the late game, can they get on top of him will be the question for top esports.
Look at the color scheme though. I don't know why, but the colors always match each other. Look at this. Orianna, Xin Zhao, and Varus, all of the cool tone, and then over there is orange.
AP damage, you can find yourself lacking in opportunities in that top side of the map. So the Renekton ban?
Intentional? I don't know.
Yeah, I imagine that T1 will read the play and they'll look to remove it themselves.
Holy
now,
moly,
champions
bro.
like
The
Alistar,
color
top esports
synergy.
need to be very aware of it. It could be a great
쿨이랑
engage
쿨톤이랑
tool, potential
웜톤이야.
follow-up on the side of T1. Good frontline and also just a great answer
Red side is
into
warm.
the
Yeah,
Sivir as
true.
well. Will top esports consider
Too
it
invisible for
ban-worthy, or do
TES?
instead they have
Yeah.
something in the top lane they want to get rid of?
Akali and
The other
Wukong
thought is
boost
also
them.
something like a Braum ban, because 369 would love to go towards something like an Ornn. It sets up beautifully for the Wukong, the Akali. You've got two very mobile carries on the opposite side, and I think that may be
369 돌아온 왠지 비슷한
something that they
느낌이라고.
wanna look for, but I am curious if
템포풀이
T1 are gonna
비슷한가?
read it, take the Braum for carrying that bottom side, and then enable Doran on his own sort of engaged champion.
Okay,
T1 would be perfect for this draft. Am I right, Chad?
Going to be the ban instead. Earlier on in the day, Azael
That's not gonna happen. Melon B, thank you so much for the sub for the push. Bossy Bra, thank you for the sub as well. Morley Dyer. And Diego, thank you again, Diego. As well as Hot Cheater with the 5 subs.
It seems though that 369 wants to play more on the defensive route. They want to give Hong full counter pick, full flexibility in what he's playing into carrier. We know that carrier
we
is
have
just a master
Ornn.
of these range
What are we playing to
support,
Kasante?
and the possibility
We have
of
Galio
Varus
top as well,
Varus
if one
Renata, Varus,
갈리오도
maybe the
괜찮을
combination
수도
of
있어,
range
오히려.
support could be a very deadly
Galio could be good.
deadly lane to deal with.
It does mean that they have to
Ornn
rely on Doran to be that
sounds
engaged
fine
tool,
too.
so I guess we'll see
Ornn도
if
괜찮아
Ornn is gonna be
보이고.
taken here in that top side just to provide
조금
that tool. Mordekai's are actually
Oh my!
Sante here. And make sure, and there's that Rakan you were talking about. So T1.
그래 아칼리가 뭐 막 R1 딱 사용하잖아. R1 from Akali, you ulti his you ulti her booty in game occurs. Like Mordekaiser can just take her away.
Aurel potentially just
Hold
the
up.
safest thing you could
Let
go
it-
for.
let-
Have a
let
little bit
Doran
more
cook.
engaged to facilitate and work with
I don't really
the
like this
Wukong.
Rakan pick,
Right
guys.
now they're considering the Nautilus
I guess you
having that
need
single
some
target
kind of
lockdown to put more threat on the
engage.
backline of Orianna and Varus.
Rakan isn't too bad by the way. Into like a dive, like Akali Wukong goes in, you can R, charm them, and just walk over them. And then you W where they're charmed. Right. But the problem though Rakan brings is that like your lane base is a little bit weaker.
And it looks like that's the call. Just go for lane dominance in this bottom side. Make
I mean,
sure
Nico's
Dracula and
banned.
Hung can fight toe to toe against the T1 bot
할만해,
lane and try
그러니까.
and snowball into effective dragon control.
이러면은 바텀 라인전은 조금 빡셀 수도 있긴 한데 요즘 카르마가 그래도 너프도 받고 해가지고 막 엄청 OP 느낌은 아니거든요. 힐 들고 버틸만 합니다. 약간 굳이 수업을 안 해도 될 것 같아. 모데카이저는. Like it's Mordekaiser, I don't even think we should swap it. Like Rakan should just stay bot lane and try to survive, and then 1v1 top.
They're gonna have to be very
That way
careful with how
Mordekaiser
they
can
approach these fights, because I don't think they're gonna have as easy a backline.
Yo, Kale, thank you for the
given that they
personal
are so
nutrition.
reliant on Kanavi
Predictions
to be
in
that
the chat,
engaged.
guys. Tweet chat if you guys want to bet your chance or channel points. Go and do that right now. Let me go ahead and change the overlay.
Multiple strong
This
targets
one?
here for Doran.
That's good.
Nice pick on the
어때요?
Mordekaiser,
뱀픽
but
어때요,
how
여러분?
much
뱀픽 어때요?
value you can get.
이제 모데카이저가
Or
어떻게
are you
하느냐에
going to be
따라서
able
좀
to
달라질
fight
것 같긴
through
한데
this
모데카이저는
pushing bot
negative
lane
winner. I'm
into early
surprised.
dragons, into
I
objective
think the
control,
champion
and try and
actually
set up
looked
for a
really
strong top
busted there.
esports early game.
Especially when AL Flounder was playing Mordekaiser,
with
right?
the Orianna being given over on first pick, I feel like if you
I've never
lose this
seen Doran
first
playing
game,
Mordekaiser.
there's going to be a lot of criticism towards that choice, not only with the popularity of the champion so far at the tournament, but with
I think
Faker's
this might be his
legacy on
Mordekaiser
here too.
first
But
game
we'll
of
see if
Mordekaiser,
Top's
you're right.
plan works out
Hold
as
up.
we're on to the Rift here for game number 1 in this semifinal
Oh, there
best
is
of 5 to see
He
who
won.
gets
Fight
the first
him.
ticket to Chengdu. Runes up on your screen right now. Immediately I'm noticing it's Summoner Spellbook for Carria's Rakan. However, the Comet over on the side of top esports for Hong shows me they really want to play for that lane.
playing T1 Varus. 스킨 주인
For that
등장.
bot lane control that Dagda was talking about in draft, wanting to leverage their push to maybe get early rotations to set up for the grubs, or maybe even set their sights on that early dragon in the early game. But before we even dive even deeper into that, I want to look back a little bit at last year, because these two teams are no strangers to one another, and we've got a little bit more time to talk about it, because last year it was a one-sided affair.
아, 작년은 또 작년이고. I mean, like last year T1 wasn't as, you know. I don't want to say weak, but then again maybe weak. Yeah, there's a pause.
Yeah, and even when you looked at that game 1, it kind of
Seems
looked
like there's
top
something
esports
problem
had
with
gotten off to a
Doran.
decent start, but
The
T1
referees
just
with
came
Doran
alive
over
and were
there.
able to dominate the rest
도란
of the series
선수랑
throughout.
얘기를 하고
Obviously,
있는
slightly different roster
중인 것
setup in
같은데
there. You had Mako and you still had T1
뭔가
that were on
문제가
the
있나?
team. And
지난번에도
now it has
모니터가
been
문제던데.
shifting over
Like,
towards
why is it
top
always
esports
Doran?
that
Doran had a
aren't
monitor
really
issue
playing
too
towards
last
that same
time.
style. They are much more patient.
Doran had a monitor issue, so they had to like pause the game.
Set up around objectives, and I think it has given a new identity to this squad. But you are still going up against a T1.
저기 자리가 그냥
It
말썽이네.
seems like at Worlds just come alive every
여기
single time.
여기 자리가 문제인 것 같아. Maybe that place is just like has problems.
Drafted there for Keria, the importance that is being placed on his shoulders as the main engage.
I mean, it's like a
here
PC
for
issue,
T1
and it's
in
gonna
this
take a
game
while
one
to
draft.
fix.
I feel like in the Swiss stage, we didn't
컴퓨터
see the best
전체가
League of
이슈면은
Legends
좀
from
걸릴 것
Keria
같은데?
that we've seen many times before. It
오늘
didn't seem like he
T1
was
트레이닝, 네
executing on the
맞습니다.
same level that we
트레이닝으로
had
한번
seen in the
입어봤고요.
past. But then in the series against anyone's legend, just a couple of days ago in the quarterfinals, that series that, like you mentioned, Vedius, went the full distance, best of 5. It was Keria who
Team
had
choose
a
what
ton
side?
of clutch
T1 choose blue side. T1 won the side selection. 참고로 오늘 T1이 그 블루 레드 결정권이 있었어가지고 코인토스를 이겼나? 그랬을걸? 그 다음에 이제 블루를 골랐습니다.
But it feels like that whenever they return to this environment, to this stage, it's almost like their comfort zone.
Doran called a
because all of
pause
the
so he could
players
read
come along.
Mordekaiser's
I
kit.
actually was watching an old owner interview earlier today that actually talked about how it felt like it doesn't feel like a different stage when they go to Worlds. They've been here so regularly and have played under these pressure situations. So effectively,
I mean, it's okay.
it
I mean,
kind of just
have we lost with the Varus?
At this stage, and that's why I think you're starting
그만이
to see
Varus.
quarterfinals. They like
오늘 진짜 오자로.
like
오늘 진짜, by the way, like his signature champion.
Again, it feels like they've kind
And
of
Faker Orianna, all on the same team. Hello.
And as
Don't
we
jinx
jump
it?
back
Okay, true.
onto the Rift, there's a cool little tidbit for us on the caster desk, because Clayton, so many years ago, you had the iconic call of Faker Shockwave finding them all, and now we have Orianna and Rakan in the hands of T1, potentially giving you another opportunity.
퍼스가 근데 왜 걸리는지 캐스터분들이 얘기를 안 하는데? The casters are not talking about why this pause happened.
But if they engage in a split
Some
second,
problem
I might have to pick
Okay,
and
post
choose
and golds.
yet again. We'll see if T1 can find that team fight magic here in the semifinals in 2025. On our screens right now, this bottom lane, we've already talked about it, but again, I feel like control, priority of this lane for top esports is so huge.
And I think that's why you're seeing Kanavi starting this top side of the map, right? He knows that he's going to be able to
스태틱이
shift his
안
way down
터졌다.
towards the bottom side with the push on bot lane, should be able to grab for himself. And one of the things that is kind of the
스태틱을 안 사고 나서 스태틱이 안 터졌다고 포즈를 거는.
그때
퀸이었나? 탑에서 퀸 했었나요? 탑에서 원거리 챔프들이 나왔던 그 메타가 기억나요. I mean, I told you like the bot lane into Karma is a bit of a pain and suffering, but it is what it is. 아, Q 저런 거 맞춰야 되는데, 라칸이. In order to sustain in this lane, Rakan does have to connect Qs. Rakan Q actually heals quite a lot, you know.
Both junglers
okay,
panting towards that bot side of the map.
They both have
Keep
cookies,
eyes
right?
on Kanavi as he is actually moving into the river. Is he looking for an early gank towards the middle lane? No, it looks like his eyes are set on stealing away those Raptors, but now he will be a camp behind. Ona securing that advantage.
I mean, Kanavi is going really ham here. Good word from Owner. They actually don't know that Bush is warded. There's no bot prio, however. So Karma and Sivir are coming up. 이거는 근데 바탕 주도권이 없으니까 그걸 바탕으로 인베를 하는 건데. Oh, that is so good! Owner Giga chance, bro. 와, 저기 와드가 있는데 상대가 몰랐다. Enemy team didn't know that Bush was warded. Owner has such a nice ward timing.
Beautiful steal comes through from Ona.
너는 최고야.
Well, pretty much all of his camps. He's very happy with how things have played out. He's now going to path back up towards the top side of the map to secure that Scuttle Crab.
Importance of knowing the wordle.
The consequences of this for Kanavi is that he is very far behind on the clear.
Bot lane's doing fine.
A nice recall is going to come through soon from Ona. He's going to get a nice first base off as the bot lane
heal trade.
as the bot lane has continued to battle it out.
Exactly. T1 just going to defensively activate.
Yo, Wishfully, thank you for the soul for relinquishment. KL and Wishfully, thank you guys for the prime.
Now a nice grand entrance from Carrier.
Okay, the 2v2 is crazy. Hang is just walking in.
More damage into
Crazy
Carrier
guy.
here as both sides take a little bit of a beating.
He's
but
taking
it's
like a
all
billion.
the lowest
Oh,
HP
that W kill would
overall.
have
Very
hurt if that
fortunate
connected.
to sidestep that piercing arrow with 3 blight stacks. That one would have taken him.
이 정도 딜교환이면 나쁘지 않아요, 근데.
Yeah, it just feels like the first round in this bottom lane though. Both AD
Nothing
carries
happens.
running that teleport, so should be able to reset and TP back in. Guma gonna look to
요즘
stop
원딜들이 다
Jackalope
페퍼를
there,
드는
having that level up as well.
all the
Just put a
ADCs
little
are
bit more
taking
pressure
TP
down.
now again.
Still, TP's back in.
Crazy how
Go back to
ADCs
even Steven in this bottom lane.
in the end, DP is just the best
Na'Vi
summoner.
did skip his wolves
It's
in order
crazy.
to get back and start re-clearing those respawn camps.
Right,
He's
just
now
has to
gonna be a
nerf
little bit
TP
behind his
more,
door and
or
getting a
what?
little low.
Yeah, Doran in some danger here. Pops the
Oh
shield.
my
369.
gosh.
Keeping the
Oh,
pressure
with
on
that
this
connected,
Mordekaiser.
that was actually
Wanted to go
really
back in
dangerous.
for some footwork
방금
for the third and
Q4타
Toppo strike,
맞았으면
but the
진짜
knockback
위험했는데.
not colliding
Q3
with
would have
Doran
actually
means
costed him
safe
his
for
flash.
now.
The early base from 369, securing that double
And the
magic
Lucio
mantle,
dying,
giving him
thank you for
additional
the
magic resistance to
gift
win out on
continue
these
to get
trades.
this off.
Doran
Thank you.
should be perfectly
Appreciate
fine
it.
in this situation. He just has to be
Luco.
cautious
Is it
at
Luco
the threat
dying?
of a
Luco
dive.
dying.
But
Thank you,
Mordekaiser,
Luco dying.
not the easiest champ in the
Luco
world to
dying,
dive.
the
No
Luco
level
family.
6 yet for 369.
Kanavi was spotted though.
Okay,
on the
but
ward,
we
and
all
everyone's
knew
moving back towards his
Doran.
top side.
All right, they're moving
Okay,
around
okay, it's
trying
fine.
to see if maybe they can set it
Doran's
up,
level
but they
6
have
now.
to
He can
know
just
if
ulti.
369 was
If he
close
gets
to level
ganked,
6,
just
so
ulti,
was
and then
Doran,
1v1
and
happens.
trying to dive
갱을
Mordekaiser underneath the turret
모데카이저가
with the ulti is never gonna work.
당하면은
Now,
궁으로
T1
한 명
are
데려가면
punishing
되는
the
거라서.
early pathing from Kanavi. Remember that because he had to skip his bonside camps to try and steal, he's now late to these Raptors. Carrier is here with Ona, and Kanavi has no idea.
Yeah, Carrier jumps forward. However, the grand entrance does not hit Kanavi.
Smite is up.
Still
Smite is up
continuing
for
to try to
jungler.
contest here for this Raptor camp. Does secure the large Raptor, but now over
Oh my gosh,
It's
Owner's
Cream
in
and
danger.
He wants
Fucking
the kill,
Ronnie
and
dial.
Owner's the focus. Cream
Oh,
goes
the W
forward,
did
but
not connect.
cannot
Carrier's
put
gonna go
damage
down
just
too.
yet.
Doesn't have anything.
First blood
Okay.
here for Top Esports.
Just one
Massive plays from Top Esports. The double flash over Faker's shockwave means they find none of them. And it's Top Esports that they can get a kill on the back end.
And this is so important for Kanavi because the jungle advantage was very
오리아나가
quickly
쇼크웨이브를 하는 거를
spinning
플래시로
out of
앞으로
control.
돌진해
Ono was
들어오는데요.
contesting these
아니.
camps. He was leveraging the tempo advantage that he
it's
had,
like-
but finding that
It's okay,
kill
it's okay.
put a stop to that.
사소해.
The Raptors are stolen away, and Kanavi
That was just
can
well played
now
by,
pick up the
TES.
Scuttle Crab as well. Nice advantage gained for Top Esports.
Yeah, and as you were saying, Betty, like they spotted Kanavi on
Look
that
here.
top board, and then
Look at the
so then
shockwave
would have
and
been the play
both
for
just
T1,
flashes
but the double
forward. Like, what the hell,
flash
bro?
over Faker
Hold up.
means that Owner is completely caught out. Cream having that level 6, able to follow him over the wall.
What do
And
you
it's T1
mean?
that, in
Bro.
theory, played smarter on the map, but it's TES who are outplaying them in the moment.
Exactly, Kanavi on his initial invade, trying to steal away the red.
괜찮아,
Doesn't
사소해.
get the payoff that he wants.
I mean, we
And
didn't
like you
lose
pointed
anything
out,
off of
Betty, is
it,
then it
other
feels
than
like
kill
he's
goal.
behind in the pace of the game. But then the invade from T1 to try to punish that lack of pace ultimately ends up being the greater error, as it's Top Esports first on the board here with that
슬쩍
first
불리었다
kill.
했죠?
And
아,
Kanavi
그냥
has
오리아나
the gold
궁이
lead in the
플래시로
jungle
피해지는
since he was the
순간
one who got the kill
오리아나가
credit for it.
도와주시는 상황이
Now, track
아니었고.
these lane assignments. Already, Top Esports looking to move their pieces around the board. Cream has been sent to the bot side of the map with that Hextech alternator. It looks like he's going to be matching up against Doran. Not a very favorable matchup for the Akali, but this early on, she does still have some great trading potential. The main goal, though, for Top Esports is to
8
move their
minutes
Sivir
soon.
into the mid
Boy
lane.
grab spawns at
Help
8
you
minutes.
guarantee that lane prio
8분
to make it
05쯤
easy to
타이밍에
contest
이제
the
우리는
grubs that
탑으로
are spawning in
수업하고
20 seconds, but with the swap
상대는
up to
이제
top,
미드로
T1 will still have
바텀을
access
수업을
to
했네요.
this objective.
I did think the Top Esports would try and play more for Dragons, though. I feel like their team fight is better set up around.
we don't have TP on Mordekaiser. Well, so is their Akali. Akali doesn't have TP either. Akali is actually walking up though after shoving bot lane. Hold up. So we're gonna be down, remember. Doran's not gonna be able to make it there. So maybe we do have to give the regards.
Yeah, Cream going to make that
모데카이저가 텔포가 없는데 바텀에서 웨이브를 하나 더 미네. 이러면은 한 명이 없으니까 그냥 줘야 돼요.
There's still half the cooldown remaining on that teleport. The Mordekaiser is
이거 싸우다가 진짜 게임 갑니다.
bottom lane, and Top Esports have already taken the first grub.
But now, Top Esports, they can have 369
Buddy,
TP
who's
to
gonna
bottom
kill
lane if they
369?
want. He's going to go back to base.
In-game,
they did
right?
sacrifice a wave, and Doran will secure a plate. But ultimately now, Jackie Love and Hung can go and match up against the bot lane 2 versus 2. Akali can return to mid. And just a beautiful sequence of play there from Top Esports to allow them to secure an uncontested grubs.
This is where exactly you kind of want to be as top esports. Again, you're
you gotta put the in-game.
It's a little awry, being able to now find these moments to get point rolls.
Guys, if you use the K word, you gotta put the in-game part after the word, okay?
Nice. You can continue to keep up pressure through 369 as well in the Mordekaiser matchup. And Jackie Love is just going to wave clear. So I think now on T1 side, my eyes are going to be on owner.
근데 끝한테 이거 어떻게 상대하지? 아, Mordekaiser should be able to deal with the Cassante, you know? Am I
I'd
dreaming?
love to see top esports invest a little bit of time
he's
towards
going
that
Kane
mid
Rukon
lane
there.
as well. Faker
That's
going for the
cringe.
Rod of Ages build means that he's looking to stack those defensive items to help survive the Akali burst. As Owner sets his sights on the bot side of the map, I'd be surprised if they really try to force anything. It looks like, yeah, he's more interested in the enemy jungle camps. He wants to take things away from Kanavi. He should be able to secure this grab and walk away scot-free.
We mentioned earlier how
미드에서 라인전 잘하고 있고요. Faker doing okay in the mid lane. Crime oversteps it. I think he's gonna just ult his ass. No flash right now.
That you're gonna get the kill because of how easy it is to turn around.
Please no dive. Yeah, I mean we saw this again and again, trying to dive with Doran owners. It did not work out.
There for owner.
Did not work out.
He is still slightly ahead in terms of pace.
Faker is kind of though, so
just 1 or 2 stacks ahead of Kanavi on the Wukong, who still does maintain about the same gold lead that he did after we saw him secure the first blood earlier.
So just a fun fact about this mid lane matchup, Faker maxing the Q over the W. Sometimes we see that shift between Oriana's, but given how low he is on mana, having that extra Q damage really helps facilitate him, put that poke down onto the Akali in those shorter trades. He is very low on mana though. This could be a window for top esports to try and force that dragon, but with the resets coming out from Kanavi, I don't expect that to actually come through. Components very close to completing that first item, and as I say that, Jackie Love will complete the Essence Reaver, TP back into mid,
we banned the
and now top
Bessa.
esports will have control over the midway.
We
I
banned
think
the
they would have loved
Bessa.
to have the Wukong finish off his Triforce here, but still a little bit away. And that it looks like what top esports are trying to play for is that big spike that you can get off of some of these first item completions. And for
Do you
T1,
guys miss the
it's
times
okay.
when
We're
Cassante
still
was
waiting on
not
that Rod of
perma-locked
Ages
in
for
and
Faker.
perma-played?
We still don't have that first item for Gumayushi. But top esports still in the area, just trying to clear out vision and use these pushing waves.
There was a
to
time
establish
where
themselves
in
further
top
river
lane we saw
so
like
they can set
Fiora
up for that
pick.
play in a couple of minutes.
We saw like the Fiora into Aurelia.
Cassante does have the Spectre's Cowl alongside the Negatron Cloak, so plenty of magic resistance building towards that first big item.
아니 근데 크산테는 저걸 어떻게 밸런스를 해야 될까요, 여러분? 여기에서 전오프 하면은 그냥 뭐 플레이가 불가 수준으로 내려가기 때문에 I think they just need to nerf his damage. I guess nerfing the damage doesn't make sense though. That's literally its identity. That it can build full tank and then one-shot the ADC. Yeah.
The reset just came through for Faker,
I'm getting
though,
sleepy, yo. Good night.
He actually ends up buying a tier.
I'll yell
instead
when
of trying
something
to finish it
happens
off.
to wake you up.
So I think for
Good
T1,
night, good night, good
they're
night.
not really interested in going for this dragon right now.
패시브를
They're more than happy to
높여하자.
let it scale. And I think with that crab take,
그래 라인전을 좀
Kanavi should
높여하는
have
게
just
좋지 않을까?
ticked over towards his Triforce. So unless T1 can find a pick before this dragon happens, it looks like top
Fiora,
esports
Darius,
should be able to come back
Camille,
out of the map and try
Cho'Gath.
and force the play there.
I don't know when the latest first Dragon of Worlds was, but we're definitely heading towards that number. Top esports.
탱커 말고 전사로
Position here is
바꾸자고.
they kind of fight with Faker for that mid control. Varus has to be careful, but he's pretty
그러니까
safe to
탱템을
push out the
당하자고
bot wave.
전사랑
Now it is
1대1을
T1's
이기는
turn
그런
to take
구도가
control over
나오니까.
the bot side river. Fantastic vision control means they will be the team to start this objective off. And
There is top
top
of the absolute cinema.
as of right now.
But maybe if Adam was in the Adam was at Worlds, he would play there.
Here onto the neutral objective. It is secured by Owner and T1 as Hong wants to step
Nice
forward.
Dragon secured by T1!
To disengage from the tether
Nice.
means that top can't get any sort of a punish, and T1 just kind of walk away with a Drake for free.
A nice timing window there by
지금
T1.
유미
So they
상태 봐봐.
use the
유미
Kanavi
그냥 안 나온 지
reset
너무
for
오래됐죠.
the,
Like
for
look at
Triforce.
Yuumi.
But Kanavi
Finally,
stopping off
Riot
Force,
nerfed
Wolves on
Yuumi.
the way forward,
And now
meant
the
that they
champions
actually
just
had a little
never
bit more
played
time to try
ever.
and push through.
Yeah.
So they move in towards mid, force Jackie Love to
플레이
give up
불가
priority on
수준으로
that mid
내려가야
wave.
이제
They already
프로에서 안
had Jackie Love
나오고.
pushing in bot wave, so able to use that small window where top esports weren't on the map to their advantage.
You guys forgot. You guys already forgot who
Feels
Yuumi
like
is.
that we're heading in the
Hold up.
direction of a slower team fight orientated game. And I think that based on how both teams kind of find that success, when I especially look back at that AL series, a lot of the conversation was about how
Because
AL
on the
need to
promo
pick up
presence
the
in
pace
3
of the
years,
game, because
yup.
if you just let T1
Even
run
in
the
Fearless
map,
Drafts,
that's where they seem to feel
even
like
more
the
in
most
Fearless Draft,
comfortable.
actually.
But top esports, they are the slower, more controlled LPL style of team. They like to play the map, and that's just kind of a given when you've got Kanavi as a jungler.
I'm glad
That
we
very
don't have Yuumi
methodical
meta
type
anymore.
of
Don't get me
approach
wrong.
to the game, very much playing towards his strengths, and he's scaling up
처음부터
nicely on the
유미는
Wukong now
사기한다.
with the Trinity Force
유미가
completed.
딜량 1위 하던 시절. 그래서 캣타워를 이제
Of that Rakan roam.
바텀에서 원딜이 필요 없어. 유미가 딜을 다 넣으니까 서폿이 딜을 다 넣어요. 그래가지고 유미가 CS를 먹을 필요도 없고 캣타워가 CS를 먹은다. No! Oh my gosh, Mr. Faker, Pokemon. Nice pullback from Faker. If he didn't pull him back, then he was definitely gonna get chased down
Still
and
45 seconds left until the Rift Herald spawns. Means Faker is going to have time to go back to the fountain, heal up, make a purchase,
되게
and then
침착하게
return to
잘했다.
topside river as
궁을
T1 wants to fight.
The top esports
뒤로
really
이렇게
wanted to try and force the
땡기면서
play,
안
but with carrying
죽었어.
that top side, the
플래시도
exhaust
안
went down
쏘고.
onto Kanavi to prevent him from
He
going
does
in.
lose a minion
And
wave
also then
on the
having
tower, but at least he didn't
the
lose his
charm
life.
to prevent anyone from following up
That's good.
meant that top esports knew it had kind of fallen apart and they all back away.
You also see the value of Rod of Ages into this matchup as well. That extra HP
And
really
he's going
making the
Tears
difference,
and Rod
but
of Ages for
Cream simply giving us a
survivability.
taster of what Faker can
Into
expect
Assassins,
in the side
on
lane,
Mage,
why it's
the
very important
Tears
for
value is so
carrier to
huge, by the
be
way,
in
Seraph
area
value.
when that Orianna is
But like,
playing
for
into the
example, on
Akali
Anivia, you should not
specifically.
be going
Working
Tears.
with Jackie Love as the
Ooh,
heal.
딜
Ooh,
겁나
that's a
센데?
good damage.
Ooh, no flash of karma now. Holy Gumayushi.
Using the chains of corruption,
Scary.
making Hong flash away or face certain doom.
And right as Rift Herald spawns as well, so Owner immediately books it over
이러면은
towards
우리
the objective. They
전령에서
start that one up. And
세게
look
할
at
수
the map.
있겠다.
Top
야,
esports
카르마
not
무슨
in a
half
position to
TP
contest
있어.
here again.
카르마가 텔포가 있는 건 아니죠. She didn't go spellbook, obviously. You want to win lane with Karmas, win with Karma. She didn't actually even win lane. That's the thing. You win Karma and you win Comment, and then you're not even winning lane. I feel like it's a bit tragic for TS bot lane. Because you wanted to go airy, you wanted to go for teamfights. Airy is so much more valuable.
I think T1 just with really good lane assignments, they know that Faker, as long as Cream doesn't have his ultimate, can easily gain control over
카르마
that
픽하고
wave.
라인전에서
Also,
그렇다
the fact
이렇다
that they got that
이득을
nice
못
trade, as Dr.
본
was saying, that is the go
부분이죠.
signal, that is your window of opportunity.
그게 근데 11이라서 그런 것도 있어.
Overall
카르마가
awareness from T1
못했다기보다는
as they gain a small lead for themselves.
Silver is like one
And
of
it's
those
also really
champions
difficult
who
for top esports to try and punch back.
is
You
just
try
really
and go,
known
hey, we're
for
gonna
strong
dive
lane,
bot weight
just
lane,
because
and you're like,
her
hey, that's a Mordekaiser, that's just not gonna end well. And you want to try and
cooldowns
trade
and
that
her
top
mana
side, but
usage
Faker's already
kind of
pushed in,
too large in
and
the
you already
beginning.
have Owner on that side of the map. So top
And then her
esports kind of
range
just
is really
clear out
short.
the waves and do nothing.
She can't really
They're looking for
auto-trade
top
that
here.
much.
Faker still has flash.
Yeah, Faker gonna drop
Oh,
that
looking
shockwave
well.
to try
Oh,
to
the
defend
E
himself
expired.
here
He
as
can't actually
Cream
get through.
again trying to
와,
play as
이렇게
aggressively as
그냥
possible
안
on this
당해주기만
Akali.
하면은
Last time he had
사이드에서
the
되게
ulti, he
좋긴
spent it on
한데
Faker.
Kanavi's
This time
trying to
he does the
look.
same. Redemption
No,
coming in to
it's a
try to keep
Faker.
Faker
Pokemon.
alive. Kanavi
Okay, it's fine.
has to back
Rakan
away
is
after
backing
the
up.
redemption.
Rakan
Heals
is
the
getting
enemy
caught
mid
out though.
laner.
He has to watch out.
Keria supporting Faker from a long way away.
세상에
Stops
캐주는구나. Oh my gosh, Faker just not dying side lane is so important. It's so easy to die to Akali, by the way.
He weathers the pressure well.
It's so
You want
easy to die to
there
Akali.
to support him when
아칼리
he needs
상대로
it.
되게
Doran now
따뜻하게 되게
taking over the top
쉽거든요.
wave as he looks
오리아나가
to chip
빌드를
away at
저렇게
that top
탱키하게
tower.
가니까
Exactly, and he's got his
안 당해주는
Riftmaker
모습이고
online
거기에서 이제
finally.
궁
In that
활용도까지
head-to-head, he
완벽하고
went straight for the tier
all
2
timing is
boost,
very
completed
important
steel caps at the very beginning,
to stop the
and it meant
combo.
that he's actually been pretty far behind in terms of that first big item completion.
Faker World
That's why
Global
369
Taunt
had all the
activated.
control that he did in the head-to-head. Now Doran with that first big item, feeling a lot stronger.
Yeah, the plan from top esports continuously is
Okay,
being
I
attack
mean,
the
I
other
think
solo
T1's
laner
gonna be
Faker,
pretty
but
happy with the
they
game state
really
right
want
now.
to get that flash out, but every time Faker's just been happy to trade the shockwave, and now coming in towards this next dragon, Faker still
If
has
T1
that
wins
flash,
Worlds, I'm buying a
which makes him
jersey.
not a
Mumu, I
target
bought
for this
Carry her
Kanavi
jersey
and Cream combo.
last
And it's just
month,
been that
actually.
patience with him
어
on
뭐야,
the
포즈.
potential flash that has netted nothing
Okay, it's not
for
Doran
top
this time, is it?
We're also seeing the rotation begin from Doran.
어?
He's navigating his way around the vision. That top
이번에는
esports is
TS
set up on
쪽에서
the
포즈한
top
것
side of
같은데?
the map,
TS
which means
pause
that should
maybe?
he find
I
a
don't know.
flank,
Fnatic
it means
pause
that top
remake.
esports won't be aware of his position as they get closer to the dragon spawning, which for the
Yeah,
record,
I'm wearing
should
a
be
Carrier
happening
jersey
in
right now,
mere
actually.
moments. T1 with great position around that neutral objective again, and considering
I
how
was like
slow
so,
they want to
I
play
was like
this game,
so
T1 have been very happy.
close to buying Faker jersey instead, but then I went with Carry instead. What?
With how things have been panning out.
Pause?
Yep, I have been
RL?
informed that this is
Hold up.
really going to get to see
Stream is
a
pausing
larger
too?
investment towards
Tech
a team
pause,
fight
stream
from
pause.
both sides. But again, with this time around, with the way that Gumayushi forced the flash out from Hong, that just didn't happen. And considering
It's
this
World's
is still only
baby.
Drake number
Yes, it
2,
is.
I don't even know if we're going to get
Yes,
it
it
here.
is.
I don't think Top esports are in a position to really fight.
스트리밍 포즈,
Just used Kanavi's ultimate on that
인게임
top
포즈,
side of the map. That's still on
방송도
cooldown.
포즈,
The Orianna
모든 걸 다
ultimate is
포즈.
about to come back up.
디더스?
This is still only Drake number
No
2.
way.
I don't even know if we're going to get it here.
No way.
I don't think Top esports are in a position to really fight for this though. You've just used Kanavi's ultimate on that top side of the map. That's still on cooldown.
There's music?
The
Wait,
Orianna
there's music
ultimate
going
is
on?
about to come back up, and Cream does have his available, but
Oh yeah, there is
lacking
music.
that key engage tool for Kanavi really makes this fight
I
difficult.
wonder who wins
and I
late
think
game
T1
though.
are aware of it. They've
I
already
think
established themselves on that
Orianna
bot side river.
definitely wins late game
And for top esports,
over
you have to
Akali.
find a way to try and break that bunker. But it's
Unless
just so
Akali plays like a
difficult
god.
with no Kanavi.
Akali has to
I
play like a god.
that if this was game 5, this would be very tense. But because we're in game 1, it feels like that the tension hasn't quite set in. But
Their
we are
game plan
ultimately
is just to kill
building
Faker.
towards
Yep.
What could be the first
They're trying,
fight
but
and
it's not
the
working so
defining
far.
fight of the entire game. If a single
Don't say
team can
anything.
find a large enough lead in this fight that we're hoping to see soon, it could very well be the key that snowballs either comp.
I mean, I feel
Orianna
like we
or
see
Collins
this a
huge
lot,
team
and
fight.
I feel like
Yup.
we see it a lot, particularly in game 1s, where teams are just testing
My
the waters
only
a little
problem
bit,
is the
getting a feel
Mordekaiser, but
for
then
what
again,
the other
Mordekaiser can
side's
just
gonna
ult
do,
Wukong
and
or
you
Akali,
get
and
this
then
very
he's already doing
slow-paced type of a
way
game that
enough.
only has 1 or 2
모데카이저가
big fights like you're
50이나
talking
아칼리
about,
정도
but that just
궁으로
means the
데려가면은
pressure is that much
1인분 해주긴
higher. If
하거든요.
you're saying
궁
it's
안에서 안
not going to be a
죽여도
10-fight game, well then you better play the one fight correctly.
I also
Just
think
don't
that both
ult the
teams
Wukong
feel
clone.
very locked in. You can see how aware they are of the movements on the map. But if we
Kara,
get to
no
this mid-game,
spoilers.
I do
Kara,
think that
Kara.
T1's lane assignments have just been that much better.
We
They've
both know
leveraged the
it might
strength of
happen, okay? We
Orianna
both know it's
into
probably
Akali,
gonna
while
happen.
also not isolating the Orianna. We've
Glaze
seen
inside,
how Cream
okay.
and Kanavi have tried not once, but twice to get that flash out that Dagda was saying earlier, and both times that effort has been thwarted simply due to the presence of Keria with Doran TPing
Keria just
up
roaming
towards the
around
fight.
top river since
And so
Faker is
because of
against an
that,
Akali.
They've played with their
Yeah.
pressure well, they've controlled
So
the
nowadays
neutral
a lot of
objectives,
supports
and the
just
moment
roam
that
around.
They did
They
punish
don't
top
actually stay
esports,
in lane.
they immediately converted it into a herald.
And it's even the
They just
play
do,
off your
I
screen
don't know if
that
you
they're
know the
playing well
river
as
Shen
well.
tactic
When you
where
have
they
that
just
TP from Doran to the top
Shen
side
just
of,
like
say,
doesn't
Faker,
lane and
Owner
just goes around the
down and
river.
collects that
Yeah.
bot wave and prevents 369 being able to take the bot tower and get any
That's
more into
actually
play
the
for
support
themselves
meta
as
for
well.
this
So
world,
they're
if you
constantly
haven't noticed,
keeping
guys.
all these moves in
Crazy.
check, and I think that's where top esports are struggling to really break them open. And as
It's
we start
because
to move forward
they're
into this, again, you've
they're
got no,
basically
ultimate
taking
for
advantage
Wukong.
of
If now
catch-up
just T1
XP.
just get another
There's a
objective
catch-up
on the back
XP
of it,
mechanism
they
in
start to
League of
get towards
Legends.
his feet. That's when it starts to become a little bit more difficult for TES.
Pro teams are now taking advantage of
Doran,
that catch-up
to
XP.
me, will be the difference maker in these fights. Because as we've discussed, at
하드웨어
lane,
문제?
the engage is quite
Excuse
not as
me.
clear-cut as we would
clearing
traditionally
my
see
door a
with something
lot.
like an Ornn or a Rel
아니,
or a
요즘
Nautilus. Because Kanavi
목이
will need
상태가
to
진짜 안
not only
좋습니다.
find a flank,
지금 티를
but he
마시고
will
있긴
be the
한데
key threat on the backline.
룰
that Cream
업데이트를
will
안
be relying
했다고.
on to
하드웨어
find access on
문제,
the Akali.
뱅가드 문제.
Meanwhile, Jackulov and Hung will be working together to deal with
Didn't
whatever
update
threat
League of
is coming
Legends?
their way, and
And it's like
Faker's
a hardware,
shockwave
like, Vanguard
that's
issue
going to be
then.
ever present in the
Something
team
like
fight. So who does Doran remove in these fights
Okay, that was
to
actually
turn it
kinda
into a
fast,
4v4 for T1? Now we're back in the action, we're back on the Dragon, and given the positioning, top esports, it's not easy for them to contest.
Ignore the bottom of
My
your screen.
bad guy.
Kanavi does not have his
I'll
ultimate
try my
up
best
available. It
to
is
not yell
still
so
a
much
little
and
bit
lose my
away,
voice before the
which is why
finals.
top esports
But we
there
both know.
didn't really want to try and
Chat,
contest.
you guys know.
So it looks
I'm
like
gonna
for
be
T1
yelling
again,
in a little
another
bit.
Dragon,
Hold on.
yeah, the feats, they're in a great spot.
And it's exactly what we were talking about back in the draft. Kanavi is the engage. Yes, you get the extra
이용
speed, you get
땡큐라.
the extra lane control when you draft
방금
this
용
karma for the
먹고
small
나서 이제
position.
상대가
But it means that
바텀
if
들어오는
Kanavi
거
doesn't have the
맞기만 해.
ultimate, the way into the fight
게이드.
is so much more difficult.
Enemy team doesn't
It
actually
looks like
have
Top
many
Esports are gonna
very
go for some push
forms
on
of
the bot lane
engage, by
tier
the
one.
way. Wukong's like the
So
only
top
engage.
esports with a little bit of pressure for themselves. But
상대가
again,
근데
we talked about it
이니시
earlier. See how T1 is doing a great job
실시가
of
많이
protecting
없습니다.
Faker. They refuse to leave this
진짜
Orianna
50 궁밖에
isolated
없잖아.
because that is the key
생각해보면.
target that top esports is trying to find.
The only
the
engage I
benefit
have
of.
is like a
But it's the only
Wukong, like
target you can really
ulti.
go for,
That's
right?
pretty much
Zuma
it.
just sits in
Meanwhile,
mid-wave,
T1 has so many
shoots down
forms
the
of like
wave in one
going
go
in.
and it's like,
Or
all
you're
right,
not
well,
ulti,
you're not
there's
getting anywhere
ulti, we
close
have
to me.
Rakan.
Doran is just able to get rid
I
of
think
all
that's
of
the
the
problem with
Avengers
Karma
apart
thing.
from one.
You do
So
it when
for
lane
top
with it, and
esports,
then it's like,
really
it doesn't
difficult
really
to find plays anywhere on the map.
give you
And
that
it's this slow burn now of T1 just
CC
starting to collect dragons, keeping the peace,
and the ability
and
to
they're
fight
slowly
whenever you want to.
Away at some of these,
멈춰 Q slow. Oh, I'm just gonna back out. Oh, you guys wanna fight?
getting to the objective first,
I'm just
forcing
gonna
T1
click the other
to actually
direction.
try and brute force
Sounds
their
like a
way
great
in
idea.
with a lack of vision that opens up these flank
아타칸
opportunities for
출발한다.
Kanavi and for
20분
Cream.
거의 직 45초에 40 seconds onto 아타칸.
Those first 3 grubs of the game that we saw back
Already
at the start
almost
of
20
things,
minutes
but the 3
into
neutral
game 1.
objectives since
What the
then
hell?
have gone
Comes
the way
fast.
of T1. They
No!
have the feat of monster slaying.
Flowers.
We're still only 1 kill
Flower
in
value is so
19
huge,
and a
by the
half
way,
minutes
especially
into
early
the
game.
So that feat not claimed by either side, but you do see some damage onto the turrets in the side lanes for both squads. So that means also, after we have one of these big fights, it's probably first turret right after.
The funny thing to me is that we're only at 16 petals for the whole game. 14, my mistake, 8 plus, well now 7, as the Otacon 10 seconds away.
All right, Otacon topside in this one. There's also still the Rift Herald in the inventory.
Don't fall asleep
of
yet,
Owner.
guys.
That could also be used
Something
to
crazy is
force
gonna
down
happen soon.
one of these tier 1 turrets if that's the play they want to make. You can see T1. They're not going to start up the Otacon immediately.
T1, like, if T1 just never fights TES, TES can never fight us either. 우리가 안 걸면은 TES가 걸기 되게 빡셀 것 같은데? 그러니까 예를 들어 우리가 아타칸을 먼저 치면서 상대를 부르거나 막 이런 걸 안 하면은
If the Otacon is started up, you need to be a
as
little
long
careful.
as long as we don't
Actually,
like
okay,
die
that's a
like
very
this
big
1v1.
circle. Being
right?
behind the blue buff of T1, and that is something that 369 can look to try and create a
That's
flank
fine.
opportunity for himself. But TP now towards
Mr.
the mid
Duran
lane,
has it
trying
under
to keep this
control,
mid-tower
guys.
safe.
Exactly. They summoned up the Herald. The Herald should guarantee that you're going to be able to at least get the first turret, but it looks like someone up in mid lane, it
Very
cannot
sleepy
guarantee
up,
that much damage, but they don't just want to give that away
Sleepy
for
time.
free to Kanavi being able to jump in there onto that tier 1 with the Wukong, with the Trinity Force. So Herald charges, takes off about 2/3 of that turret HP. 2 minutes on our next Drake. Otacon is alive. Turrets, low health, legitimately everywhere. And that bottom lane head-to-head, you saw 369 again winning out in that, as he has Jack's show now fully completed. Still only 1 major item for Doran.
Of all the ones he could go for, he went for the full health tower. Guys, it's fine. Mid tower is more important than first tower at this point.
A nice item spike as Cream goes in.
Here we go
Faker,
once more. Faker
no,
trying to
Pokemon.
protect himself from Cream.
Nice.
As the perfect execution, once again, just not enough damage to really pose the threat, and Faker doesn't even have to spend Shockwave on that one.
But now
Oh,
TP
Mr.
could be used by
Carrier?
Faker to try and get back in. Actually, Shockwave now used.
There it is, right on top of Carrier, who comes in to reinforce the T1 mid laner. The quickness comes out.
No flash,
and the
no flash.
forced
We can
from
actually go for
Cream.
Atacon then.
He's still got
Okay,
protection
hovering
here, though,
around
on the top side.
Kanavi.
Kanavi
Kanavi
having
has
to
to
clone
run.
over the wall to make sure that he can try and
오늘
escape.
오늘
But
선수가 한번 더
T1 putting
들어가나?
pressure on this top side, and you've got that TP from Faker to come back in onto this
근데
top
이거
side.
이런 거
With
가지고
Kanavi on low
아타칸을
HP
먼저
and
치기에는 좀
Akali
에반가.
with no ult.
아칼리가 태포가
Maybe
없긴
that's an
한데
Otacon
Kami
area
doesn't
that
have TP,
T1 are
but
looking at.
maybe
T1
Atacon is
are
like too...
controlling this
They could
Akali
steal the Atacon
so
there.
well.
I don't know if they want
They
to
are
be doing
giving
that.
such
Sounds
few
like a bad idea.
opportunities, and Cream, I think his
Seems
goal there was
terrible.
simply a chunk. Get a nice trade, make it easier for him to gain control, threaten that top side.
괜찮아.
But who's there first?
그냥 퍼블 타워
It's
밀면 돼.
Carrier, it's Owner, the
Maybe
supporting staff of
Baker can push
T1
the
are there
first
to
tower.
protect their goat of the mid lane, and they make sure that they put Cream back in his place. Nice advantage being built for Faker. Top Esports trying to get some vision around Otacon, but T1 is making it very difficult.
22 minutes,
Doran
1 kill,
versus
bro. I'm
Cream
falling
in the
asleep. Good
bottom
night.
lane. Now, the important thing to make note of is
Yeah,
that
like
Doran has
in
his
Korea
teleport
it's like 4
available,
p.m.
and Cream
like
still does
in the
not
afternoon,
have
but
his. The perfect
for you guys?
execution is back off of cooldown, but Cream's flash
Oh, sleepy
obviously
time.
still a long way away here as well.
Oh, Carrier,
He loses
Pokemon.
half HP to
Oh my
a quick
gosh, they're
burst
going
from
in.
Kanavi,
Oh my
but
gosh,
now
Owner's
Owner's
angry.
ready to lead the charge here with the Crescent Guard. Kanavi, Jackie Love, and Hong all backing away from this one.
Okay, nothing
T1
happened
gets the
again.
better side of the trade.
Like no
So
kills
Top
every time.
Esports tried to punish the positioning of Carrier, but it's they who is punished on the other side, and now T1 want to secure the first tower of the game.
They're gonna try to put enough damage into this, but again, they don't
Top
have any
is
void grubs
top is
whatsoever,
open.
so they can't just
They're
force it down
because
with a
Dante's
double
just
bottom.
gonna push
They
top.
forced
Like
Top
what?
Esports out of
I'm just
River,
gonna
though,
move
and
down. He
Dragon
doesn't
is
care about
available,
first tower.
and that was really what they wanted.
Oh, he
And
hit
now
their
Top Esports
dragon
gonna have to
down.
try and break
그
into this,
상태가 이거
but
태포를
it
쓰지
looks like
않아가지고
it's
우리가 그냥 뭐 Wait, we're just getting another free dragon like that? They were not contesting us. 근데 상대가 이렇게 용을 다 주면은
Another uncontested neutral objective.
I mean,
Clown
immaculate
Dragon is
control
actually
coming
really
through from
broken into a
T1.
comp, by the way.
Top Esports on
It's
the other
broken
side
into
might
any
be able
comp,
to
but-
secure first tower for themselves as 369 will
퍼블
be
타워를
left
줘도 됩니다.
alone to hit away on
3용이라서.
this tower. So hey,
Yeah, I mean,
a
first
feat of
tower's
warfare
not even a big deal,
contributed.
guys.
Now the question is, gentlemen, will in this
We take soul point
we
over first
reach
tower
3
and
kills?
die of the week.
Because so
And yes,
far,
Owner could have just
24
used his
minutes
heralds
in,
top or
we're-
bot
I don't
lane,
even
but
know what
no,
the division
he
is,
decides
but
to
I'm
smash
telling
it
you
in
the
the mid
kills
lane.
per minute is awfully low.
it's not looking at
Because we could have gone first tower with the herald too.
Whoever
then
got the
secured
pickups
the,
for Kanavi
we
first
could have
blood,
secured
though,
the
at least somewhat happy
speed and
with
strength as
things.
well.
Maybe not with how this game state is going. As T1, once again, it's just been these little pockets that they're playing off of. Keria getting
시간 더 끌면은 아칼리가 우리 못 죽인다. 지금 연운 템 나왔죠? Seraphin Brace has been completed by Faker, by the way. Level 15? He's gonna be level 16 soon at this rate.
Because he knows how hyper aggressive he can go. Burning that ultimate just to force top esports back.
상대가 급한 조합인데 상대가 안 걸고 있어가지고 TS has to fight, but TS is not fighting. Oh wait, 369? Okay. Thank you though, it's Kasonte.
Audacious charge right in after him, finds a little bit
Yeah,
of
because
damage.
Faker already has so many defensive items, Akali's gonna have even a harder time to take him down here. Although they do have a little bit of an advantage in every other lane, by the way, other than mid. 미드 빼고 다른 라인은 근데 나쁘지 않게 하고 있죠. 골드가. 아칼리가 썩는다. 조합이 5명 모이면 아칼리가 진입하기 힘들 텐데, 약한이라서. If 5 group 5v5,
yeah, and it feels like this game is a bit of a metaphor.
I feel like Akali's gonna have a hard time
esports and the LPL
into
has played against them. They keep trying to take them down.
So now they're trying to
but unable
force it
do so.
because they recognize they have to go for something. But this can turn into a disaster for TES.
Yeah, they get the summoner spell, but that's all they're going to take for now.
This could be turning into a disaster.
Because they do not want the debuff on everybody else on top esports. Doran making his way up through the river.
Doran could just flash ult the Kanavi.
Top esports looking for
okay,
something
Doran?
here. It's Doran
Ult?
jumped on immediately.
There he is! There it is! There it is! Doran! 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 Hey, Doran! Doran! Oh my gosh, Keria missed that. Hold up. 369 is taking so much damage from Atakan. What the hell? 그 상태가지고 아타칸을 다 쳐맞았다. 와. 게임 끝났다. Game sense. Unless maybe if they can pull off a miracle ball. I don't think they can.
T1
they can't do that.
Fight him, and they'll take the Otacon.
Kanavi is given no position,
GG.
no purchase, as
Red Tower
Doran
destroyed.
isolates him in the death realm, and after taking out the
even
jungler,
going to the
taking out
Baron.
369, T1 will turn their attention
This is the
towards
problem, and
Baron.
Atakan spawns top lane. The pit, Atakan pit is right next to Baron. So if you happen to lose an Atakan fight, then you lose both objectives. You lose both objectives. So the instantly the game's just over.
Faker, and now Faker has caught Cream.
Faker
so Cream.
And once
Mr.
more,
Faker,
it's
Mr. Faker.
Cream,
I can't believe they banned Bard, not Faker or Orianna.
T1
I would have banned
great
Faker
patience. They
Orianna.
leveraged their range,
They're
and again, this pick from
TS did not
Mordekaiser
ban his
doing
Orianna.
very much as we expected. The question was, would he
페이커
remove
선수 지금
Kanavi
2렙
or Cream,
차이에다가
but that
1600
decision
골드
was
차이,
made so simple for
1600
him
gold gap,
the moment
and
he saw that
also
Wukong
2 level
tried to
gap
engage.
onto Kali.
And Flowers, you
Thanks to
highlighted
Rod of
in the
Ages.
fight, to add insult to injury, the
And
second
Magic Pen
Kanavi
item
comes out of the fight,
was secured by
there's the
Faker.
quickness, charming him
Because
up,
a lot of Magic Pen
isolating
coming
him
through from
to allow
Kasonte.
for Faker to secure the kill.
You just sit on top of the little Christmas light and press R as soon as it returns to a champion. Well played there from T1. Now over 2,000 gold ahead. And my friends, we have 45 seconds left until the Cloud Soul spawns. Hong in some danger here, has to flash away. Keria ready to go after him again with the quickness, feet of warfare. Finally,
where did Karma go?
by T1, and they are just barreling down the bottom.
Where did Karma? No,
Kuma,
you should dash! Oh, Pokemon! Creme Santa. Okay, nice. Oh, look at this damage from Zimmer! What the hell? You can't kill Love just running us on. Just kidding. I forgot the double kill coming through from Mr. Faker. 오자룡이 이걸 또 해준다고. I think that plate of steel cap actually saved him. He was so low there. 저 린탑을 가가지고 방금 11가 충분히 다 잡은 줄 알았는데 어떻게 버텼습니다. 갈라진 화면 평타로 이제 체력까지 흡수하면서. Oh my gosh, Hong is an insane. Like, what?
Doran brings Hong into the death realm instead. You will not be able to catch
does get
back
out
up
for
to the
now,
karma
but
to guarantee
this
the kill.
karma,
But now
man.
it's Faker joining up with his top laner.
I mean,
for
he
the
has
extra
magic.
damage into
369
369.
can't really deal with the Faker's
tries
magic
to get away,
right now.
and he outpaces the Claw to do so.
인정이야.
But the entire time,
4
it
dragons,
was owner on
Dragon
the Drake.
Souls, Curse
There's
of
your
T1.
MasterCard priceless
Things are
moment.
looking quite
29
dominant right
minutes into
now.
the
It's
game,
looking like a little bit of a
T1 got
stomp,
all
not
4
gonna lie.
Drakes uncontested.
It got a little scary for T1
조금
on the
그
bot side of the
일반적인
map. It felt
경기가
like that
나오긴
Jackie
합니다.
Love had
이
really woken
세트는.
up in this game, but Kanavi once again isolated. Shockwave.
Oh,
Shockwave
Faker,
from
Shockwave,
Faker bursts down the
nice!
enemy jungler.
No funky.
Kanavi has never found his
Jackie Love
angles
walks up
in
and
this
then just
game
dies.
after that first blood.
Oh
Cream
my
of the
gosh, he's
Wall
trying
wants
something, but
something.
no,
Give him
immediately
a
taken down by
burial.
Gumayushi.
Gumayushi with the kill. 9-3 for T1.
아니, 너무 그냥
Everything Top
솔직히
Esports tried early
일반적인데?
was
Oh
completely
my god, oh, 그만!
T1 is showing them how to make
Like, how
plays
dominant is the
now.
game when ADC can just
369
flashing to
just
kill the
trying to
support like
escape some of
that?
the damage.
I mean, the
He's
game's
the
over,
only
that's
one
why.
alive
It's
for a
frustrating, I
game
think, with that
that
way they
had
can
one
end.
kill at
GG.
24 minutes. T1
와,
are about
진짜
to
그냥
end
뭐
it. 30
할 말이
minutes
없다. 너무
in.
깔끔하다, 진짜.
Respawns are not even here. 369
Look at that
is the
mid
only
gap,
one
bro.
left.
Almost
And they wanna
4K
try to
only
grab
from
the
Faker.
ace on the way out. T1.
와, 거의
It was a
4,000 골드 차이 나고
slow
있죠?
burn, but it's Top Esports
Oh my gosh, Faker.
being put to the fire.
Shockwave
T1
again.
just gonna pad the stats and take game 1.
It's a buy one, get 3 free at the end. As they marched in one by one, and Top Esports happy
Faker
to take them to the
just sipping on his water, guys.
What
Faker
a
sipping
game
on his
number
water.
1 from 1 kill to
Another
game
day in the
over in
office.
6 minutes.
두번 연속으로
Analysts,
G3 있어서
T1's
부대수에
looking fierce.
넣어. 그러긴 한데 일단은
T1
1세트 기분 좋게
fight is
출발했습니다.
all you
Game 1,
get, and if
we're
you don't
happy.
show up, we're gonna take
Gameplay,
your base,
happy,
Maurits.
drop, happy.
And I am used
Happy,
to
happy.
LCK games, and now I'm sometimes like I'm pushing back on the narrative, like guys, it's not. This game really was slow, you know, and it was setting up for a big explosion down the line.
Like,
but it wasn't because of a lack of
I
attempts,
mean,
because I think there was
TES
actually
beat
a lot of
G2
tries
in
here
a
from
quite
TES to
dominant
make something
fashion.
happen, but T1
I was
played
like,
their game
maybe there's
and
a
they did it
chance.
flawlessly.
And
But I don't
Isaac, you
know.
get
Maybe
this
I
in your
don't want to
if
say.
you're in
I don't want to
game
be a game
and you
one
check
Andy. I'm
someone's
not gonna
elo
talk
before you
anymore.
do, and it's
Never
your
mind.
enemy mid laner, and you want to take him down. That's what TES tried over and over and over, but they
No
forgot they
game one
have a
Andy's
map
guys.
to look at.
Yeah, the problem is they were going after Faker again and again and again.
My
and
rage
every
in
time
G2.
they tried, they clearly the game plan was
제가 볼 때
counterpick
A
mid, leave
전통에서
Ori
A 거
open, and then put
흡수했다고.
all your resources into snowballing cream to the point where you can
누구
win through
얘기하는 거예요?
sides.
T1이
But
A를
every time they
흡수했다?
went for Faker,
아니지,
nothing
T1은
happened. They
흡수했지.
couldn't even
무슨
force his
얘기요?
flash, and meanwhile you're losing Dragon. Meanwhile you're losing jungle camps. Meanwhile
어?
you're losing the whole game.
아니 근데
Yeah, I
이거
think it came down to
계속
smaller bits
사이드에서
than that,
이게
right? 'Cause as
버텨주는 거
they're
자체가
trying to get this,
너무
it
컸다.
actually opens
계속
up
오공이
mid,
노렸는데
sets up a play
enemy team kept
where
trying to go for
Gumayushi
Faker, but
actually
Faker
blows
survived every
Hung's
time.
flash before the Rift Herald, and it's these tiny
T1은 그냥
things
T1이다.
that made such a huge difference because
우리
they
하나가
were so
풀을 쓴 적
slow,
있다.
because there were so few fights, and TES just stacked 4 Drakes completely uncontested.
감사합니다.
They did, and then of course,
한
T1
번도
didn't,
없는
and
것
of course
같기도
TES
합니다.
had to try and get
생각하니까.
that Drake, but had to try and get
Has
really
Orianna
any
flashed a
objective.
single
And as
time
we
this
take a look
game?
at this HyperX reflex
I don't think she even
replay,
flashed
one fight
a single
is indeed all
time.
they got. Now I understand that they feel under pressure, Mao, but they misplayed this completely.
Yeah,
Like
I
she
know.
was
While
never
we were going
like
in on the
Faker
level
was
50
never
Mordekaiser
needing
with
to
Trident,
flash.
She's just not going to be able to kill him before he owes anyone. There are comps that have enough
But like
CC that
enemy
can
team
hunt
tried
a
again
zero.
and again.
This is not one of
아니
them.
근데 모데카이저
And no one
개사기야
just
저거.
walks it off.
And the big thing for me is when we
Mordekaiser
talk
broke a
about what
champion.
TES are good at
What do you mean?
domestically, it is
Oh my
around
gosh,
these
look at
objective
Shin
fight
Zhao. Owner's
setups,
doing so
right?
much work here.
Because the
Your
game
6
was
line
so
tanked
close,
so much of the
to see
outcome
them
too, so
fumble
he got shredded
here
so much
is
armor.
absolutely massive
And then
because you
more.
really do only get
미드 차이
one
심하다고.
chance, especially with the game coming down to such slight back and forth.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. They had let them get
크렘
3 straight
선수가
dragons. Then you flip
아칼리를
it on,
뽑아서
you lose it
오리아나를
on.
줌으로써
They take that, they take Baron. The
TES가
game is
뭔가
essentially
플랜을
over,
한 게
and no one had feet of
근데 우리
warfare yet. The
롤드컵에서
score is 2-1.
봤잖아. 아칼리가 이제
And the
오리아나
game
상대로
was
막
done,
솔킬
right?
따고
Like,
이런 게
that is
막
it. If you're
We
gonna play
saw
that
the TES
passive
Creme
and not
Akali
force team fights and not contest
completely
objectives, you
dismantle
only get
and
one
shatter
chance.
G2 caps.
Yeah, the T1 Baron, but it's not. It doesn't
Remember?
even feel like a T1
Solo
Baron
Bono, but
as-
no.
Yeah, the two main
This is
characters
not
of this game
caps.
were Faker
This
and
is
Carrier.
Faker.
Faker tanked
This
so
is
many
Mr.
ganks, and if
Faker.
he was in a little
His
bit
Oriana's a
obstacle
bit different.
frustration,
absolutely
It's a bit
crazy in the
harder.
arena. And if he was even a little bit in
나
danger,
캡스
you know, was
선수
there
상대로 똑같이 했던
redemption number
전략인데 이
one,
오리아나를
redemption
풀고
number two,
상대가 오리아나를
and carry on the
선픽하면은
back.
이제 아칼리로
I
카운터를
mean,
친 다음에
it's almost, we're like, oh,
이제
are we
라인전
needing a Faker
단계에서는
full
그렇다
screen
치고
graphic
그다음에
again?
사이드에서
Yes.
I mean,
아예
it's so funny to
우리
me because
하나를
there's been so much
잡아야
talk.
되는
Every time I see
잡아
T1
버리는
game, I think back to the
그런
endpoint
플레이를
series.
구사했었죠.
Wait, can't give
TS가
him a
실제로
series. Of
그렇게
course
해서
he's gonna win with
지투를
that. Wait,
꺾고
can't give
올라온
Rise. Of
것도
course he's gonna win with that.
또
I go on Twitter after this game.
올라온
Wait,
것도
kick him
있고.
Ori. Of course he's
I
gonna
mean,
win
Cream
with
is
that. What
like
can you give him?
Akali is actually one of the
Crazy, and I
signature
think for the side
champions.
of TES, I think when we look
But
back to
then again,
yesterday
it's
and the
Faker.
upset that
No,
happened
it doesn't
in terms of
supposed to
KT
Faker.
taking that series over
Most
Genji,
damage.
it started where a game where
Faker
they
Guma
had
doing
rebuttals
crazy
for
some monster
everything that
damage.
Genji threw at them. And I think
Mid
that's
diff,
where
yeah.
I'm a little bit disappointed in the lack of fight that I saw from TES.
Faker,
I mean, I wouldn't say it's a lack of fight, but their plan was to try to get this Akali ahead, right? And they spent so much time trying to do that, it didn't work. That's what this composition was supposed to do. Their execution was not
노데스
good
킬각력
around it, so now it's
100%는
back to the
취한다
drawing board.
What I'm
진짜.
hearing is more threats. You can't try and run this comp.
Tendenser
Definitely not
너무
trying to
Follow the 5
stymie
rules.
Faker. Follow the 5 rules. That is Zale said in the pre-show. We'll see if Top Esports can fight back right after this.
방심하면 안 되겠네. Can't be game one on these guys.
Looking for something here.
However,
Doran jumped
Faker
on
is looking like
immediately.
Mr. Faker.
However, he's into the death realm. He's going after Kanavi.
He's looking better
He
than
wants
ever.
to take out the enemy jungler. Top Esports, they're trying to get him away. But as soon as the
I mean,
death
Cream
realm
Akali
ends,
is
Carrier's
one of his
quickness
best champs. I'm not even
begins.
joking. You
And
guys
Top
should
Esports
rewatch how he
have
played
already lost their
into
jungler.
Caps
They're about to lose
Orianna.
their top laner. 369 wants to go all out, but Gumayushi and T1 are all in. Hong trying to escape.
Faker is walking around.
Some fancy acrobatics.
Dominant rampage. Killing everybody. 100% KP. 100% KP, most damage in the game. Mid try. Mid gap. Okay, Meepos, where's the Mimo? Where's the memes at? 감사합니다. Thank you very much. The meme. Doran 1 KP winning the game is a meme? Okay. Ban the mod. What do you mean, Danner? He only had one. It was 1-0-0 and he won the game. 1-0-0. Win the game. Holy. It is what it is, guys. 기억을 돌아온 T1은 LPL이 막을 수 없다. 일단은 1세트밖에 안 되기 때문에 함부로 말하기는 좀 그러긴 한데 일단은 굉장히 TS가 다시 가서 조합을 다시 짜고 와야 될 듯. 카르마가 너무 픽이 미스가 아닌가라는 생각이. Karma pick, I still don't like this Karma pick from TS. That was a mistake. If they want their Rakan, they want their comp to work, they should have been the one securing Rakan there with Rakan. 50 아칼리랑 라칸을 본인들이 했어야 됐는데 4픽으로 이거를 T1이 가져갈 수 있는 상황이 나오니까. Like it's crazy that they didn't secure Rakan R4. Like giving over Rakan to the T1 after picking Akali and Rakan was a mistake. Okay, now give us Azir, give Azir game 2, give Bard game 3. Azir. 2x KO? Yeah. I don't know. I never played it. Is it good? I don't know. Why would you go Shurelias and Karma this game low? You know what, Yakata? I actually think the Shurelia was the only way they could have maybe look for an engage angle. But you're right, Sivir and Karma E and Sivir R already gives a lot of move speed. Shurelia was a little bit over too much MS. They definitely lacked engage, so maybe they wanted to have lots of move speed to kite in and out. Didn't really work, did it? It didn't really work. 다들 아재를 좀 풀어봐. 그럴 것 같진 않은데? 특히나 이제 오리아나도 없어졌어. 이제 오리아나 사용됐으니까. Yeah, Oriana's used. I don't think they're gonna ever allow Azir now. Sure. I'm guessing game 2 we're gonna see Talia or Rise. 감사합니다. Game 2, Talia Rise, we have Trundle, we have
Every moment of your
there's
journey,
probably like Pantheon, Talia, Pantheon Talia matchup. Pico carried on Talia into AL. Guys, remember that?
Close-ups, sharp and full of vibe.
아, 감사합니다, 이성.
Packed with detail. Zoom in
TS가
on
바드를
one
맞고 우리를 막은 게
face, still
실수인데 다음 세트는 아즈를 맞고 바드를 풀어야 응응.
Every scene, every smile, unforgettable.
제발 그러기를.
Oppo, find
제발
excellent
한 번만
series.
풀어봐 한 번.
Hasselblad telephoto.
Maybe
Zoom into
they will
detail.
leave open Bard and ban more mid laners like Talia.
And the bill from the store where I got it. Figured you could be
Oh my gosh, old TV, like TVs used to be this big, by the way.
Guess you're not as close.
Monitors and TVs used to be gigantic like that, like huge.
You don't know that?
옛날 옛적에 제가 기억이 납니다. I don't know if you guys were alive back then, but like back in the old days, well, TVs were like square.
We have a new mode for you that we're calling ARAM Mayhem.
Draven is the problem?
It combines all the fun augment
I don't
fueled
think we should pick
variations of Arena
Draven,
with
honestly.
5v5 ARAM gameplay.
We want
Champion's
every
okay,
champion to feel
but you have
special
to.
and
There's
get
such
explore
a
some
win condition for
combinations of
Draven that
fantasies that they don't
no
normally
reason
get
to risk
outside of Arena.
the whole game off of
It'll be
the
live with patch 2521, so look forward to some mayhem coming to the bridge soon.
40 years ago. No, we're talking like 20 years ago. 야, 20년 전에 TV 저렇게 생겼다니까. 요즘 얇은 이런 게 아니었습니다. Do you have a particular smell after you watch TV all day? I never really watched too much TV, so I don't know. I don't know the smell. 모니터도 뚱뚱했다. 모니터도 겁나 뚱뚱했죠. Monitors are super fat too. 아줌마. 아니, 벤이 되고 싶어서 아저씨 그러시면 안 돼요. 아니, 뭐야? What the hell? 벤. 허허. 플로피 디스크? 플로피 디스크 알 정도면은 80년생이신가? 그건 진짜 오래되지 않았나요? 고전 게임, 고전 게임 막 되게 비싼 돈 주고 팔고 사고 막 그러더라고. 근데 나는 다 버렸는데. 아, 어렸을 때 그 게임들 다 그냥 갖고 있을 걸. 아, 까비. Like old games get sold and bought, like purchased for such a such a lot of money, guys. Kind of crazy. I threw away all the old games from childhood. Could have kept it and then maybe sold it for a lot of money. 소장님, 지금은 이제 구하고 싶어도 더 이상 안 뽑으니까 그래서 이제 가치가 올라가는 그런 느낌이죠. Like everything becomes rarer because it doesn't get produced anymore. Like factories don't make it anymore. So then, old things like old games, those things rise up in value a lot. I never really thought about that though. I just threw away everything. What the hell? We can call you 아저씨 Fevi. Yeah, I mean, someone just called me 아줌마. It's over, guys. I mean, okay, to be fair, we're all unks and aunts in this chat, okay? We're watching a League of Legends Worlds tournament, huh? 2025 and we're sitting here in our rooms and in our chairs, in our beds, lying in our beds, watching
Ladies
League
and
of
gentlemen,
Legends.
welcome back to World Semifinals 2025. It's the last series before we head to Chengdu and the finals next weekend. KT Rolster is already waiting, and either T1 or Top Esports will earn the right to meet them there. Game number 1.
I'm pretty sure you guys are pretty old. I think everyone's gonna be in their 20s and 30s. There's not gonna be any Zoomers in the chat.
30 minutes in.
Yeah, you talk about waiting. I'm still waiting for Top
I mean,
Esports
you
to
fucking
show up
play
this
League of
series.
Legends in
They
2025,
just
you're
sat
already
there, did
old.
nothing and let
Everyone
T1
thinks this
have
is a
their
boomer
pick of the
game now.
litter. They end up
This
blowing a
game's
bunch
been
of
around for
ultimates
such a long
early
time.
right before key objectives, and T1 were
Giga
happy
Cults.
to scoop up the objectives and slow roll out
Calling
the
out
game.
chat.
The question is, gentlemen, are you game one?
I mean, look, Faker's almost 30, guys. What the hell?
That's true, and I would
What
say
the
that
hell?
I am not.
Okay. Faker 선수가 거의 30살이
defines a series, and I'm
되고 있는
confident.
상황에서 전방 캐리를 했죠! 라고 하는 순간 페이커 아재를 밴댔고요. No way! Bard banned! Again? Wow. 탈리아 밴 나올 것 같았다, 진짜. I knew that Talia was gonna be banned. I called it out. I am 25. Yeah, exactly. People are gonna be there in their 20s. Late 30s? Echo Fox is late 30s?
I'm curious kind of what happens with
That's
picks
pretty
like
cool, though.
Kiana as well.
Yeah, we even have late 30s. Maybe we have even 40-year-olds. No, League of Legends has been around at a long
She did a
time.
really good job of shutting down Tarzan
Yeah, I think
on what has
the
been a very strong
generation,
takeover in the LPL.
the new
So I
generation
think that's
doesn't
probably
really
where
play
they're
League
going
of
to be eyeing
Legends
up
as
once
much.
again. It means that top esports can't immediately go for this Kiana pick.
I'm younger than Debbie. Yeah, Kara is younger. Still going to school. Oh, let's focus on the game.
That rise that you mentioned, Betty, is that 84% win rate for Cream is available, but also
카나비 키아나 이거는 카나비 선수의 필살기죠. Kanavi has been having an amazing performance on this Kiana in LPL. I obviously don't watch LPL as much as LCK, but I have heard rumors about this Kiana.
1-1 lost one.
Exactly. So it's not.
But no,
it's
gonna be the Rise
makes
occurred.
a lot more sense to me.
We could actually just pick Trundle here, but I don't think blind Trundle is that good.
Faker Rise is one of them. He's got a music video or two of him portrayed as the champion. And so now with the Talia taken away as well, champions like Casio and
we could pick
do
Kiana.
rise in priority as answers, but T1
If we
don't
pick
have to
Kiana though, they might
prioritize
actually
that mid lane pick.
counter us.
Instead, they could look at things like the Corki to give them some agency towards the bot side of the map.
Oh,
Nico, another
is a
big
great
support
pick.
that also
Yeah,
T1
Nico's
is looking
open.
at Aya.
They banned
Yeah, I
Talia
think they
instead
end
of
up
Nico here,
taking,
and
probably as
Poppy.
you're saying, the AD carry pick here and leaving Owner for
좋은데?
free, just because
This
if
is
that
great.
Kiana
We
comes
saw the
through,
Nico
he wants
1v9
to
like
be able to go
캐리어.
towards the Pantheon.
캐리어
Unless
선수가
they just consider the
니코로
Pantheon strong enough to just immediately first pick,
W 쓴
but I
것처럼
personally
한다음에
think
거기에서
it's
궁을
not
막
really in that
만개
position
봐.
with the way the meta has
Pop
shifted,
Blossom.
so
Like,
imagine
you
just
guys
picking
saw
like
all the
Corki or at least
crazy
a strong
clip,
AD
right?
carry and leaving that pick till later.
I mean, you talk about how the Pantheon
AL
was a good
completely fell
response
for it.
to
Like,
Kiana,
Hope was
but overall
completely
at Worlds so
debated.
far this year, Pantheon has not been a super successful
Galio is
pick. And it
very
looks like
early.
for the side
It could
of
be swapped top,
T1,
by the way.
You
It
wanna
could be
say
Faker
that Cream's
Galio.
Rise is a pick to be feared. I feel like Faker
Faker
Galio is
Galio.
a pick that's got more than a little
Remember
bit of
how
a
RNG
reputation
into
behind
RNG?
Well,
Faker
the thing
played
is, you can
Galio
also
5
use
games
this
in a
as a
row.
flex,
Were you guys
because
there
Rumble
for
also
that?
very high priority at the
페이커
moment,
선수가
too.
RNG
So the fact that
상대로
you're
갈리오를 5번 연속으로
cornering
했었기
369 here,
때문에
saying you can't go towards that Rumble because we can always shift
네,
the Galio
APL에서
top.
페이커
We have
선수
a bunch of
갈리오에
picks that
대한
can still go in towards this
그런
rise in the mid
TES가
lane.
있죠.
And it means that now, as we get to see top esports, I imagine, lock in their jungle, you
오연갈.
keep that flexibility
거기에다가
of the draft
BLG가
for T1.
마지막에 이제 갈리오한테
Kiana's going to come through from top esports.
당해버리는
They want to make
작년
some sort of shift.
결승전에서.
The other thing for T1 is they could forego jungle, and I was just about to say lock Ambessa in for themselves if you choose to go
Yo,
for
Echo
the
Fox is
Kiana.
very good.
So
Let's
top
get this
esports
off.
taking this one away,
Thank
I
you.
think does make a
Oh,
lot of sense
yeah.
because already
Five more
T1
meeples
have
in the chat.
drafted for
Let's go.
themselves a lot of dive, a lot
No
of
way, you got
teamfight,
a sub.
and
Nice, huge.
They would love just a little bit more backline
Quincy,
threat, so
no more
Ambessa would
ads
have
for
been
you.
perfect in this position. Top esports, take it away.
Yeah, it does mean though you have an option to take
이러면은
something like
갈리오가
Renekton here
미드로
for
가면
Doran on this
좋겠는데.
next rotation,
Mid Galio
and
and
then
then
match.
probably have to
It
pick
does
something
mean
into a
jungle
Bessa like
pools
what?
probably going to be pinched quite substantially. More than
Rumble?
likely AD carry
I don't
pools
know.
and other
We should
options
probably
will be
pick
pinched.
jungle
So
here, though.
it's just a case of for T1.
탑을
once they
픽을
prioritize
해야
more
될 것 같긴
highly,
한데.
it looks like it will be the top lane, but it's
Oh my gosh,
Galio
Doran
going in for
Camille,
T1.
chat, please hold me. Please hold me. 아니 솔랭에서 아니 진짜 근데 카밀 갈리오 조합은 좋은데 the risk is too big. Camille's like, oh my gosh. She's so weak until her first item, guys. 카밀이 선템이 첫 템에 나올 때까지는 너무 약하거든요.
Because you can protect both of these
라인전에서
good 3-1 side
진짜
laners,
잘해야 될 듯.
add into that
Lane phase
potential
is very
global
important.
population and make sure that then
이건
as
뺐어.
T1 move forward, they can keep up their fights very effectively. You can see these dive threats already being prioritized by top esports with the buy taken away.
70% win rate on the Camille.
Kiana ban, thank
Doran across
God.
27
Okay, rebound
games.
Kiana, that's huge.
Definitely no stranger to the champion, absolutely. And there is
킨드레드까지
that
가면 안
Kiana
돼.
with the
진짜 안
Alistair
돼.
taken
아니야,
away on the
그러면은
side of
태양이 너무
T1
많아요.
Vi
진짜로.
looking to be, I mean, that
No
Vi makes a
Kindred,
ton
no
of sense
Kindred.
on the side of top esports. question is, do they want to look to get rid of something like the Pantheon? Do they consider it a
그리고
threat?
이제
There's
국미
also the possibility of the
연계가 잘
Jarvan,
되면 좋긴 하죠 당연히.
another
근데 이제
great
꼬일
engaged
때가 한
champion.
번씩 있거든.
The top
공
esports
타이밍,
could
킨드레드
consider
공 타이밍
looking
때문에
to
죽어야 되는 타겟이 안 죽고
Exactly.
막 이럴 수가
Galio
있어.
combo with Camille is pretty well known. Galio's combo with
I think
Jarvan is
Jarvan
also
is,
very,
pretty
very well
good.
known. But no,
Jarvan?
Caitlyn going to be the ban away instead. Caitlyn
라이즈면은 잘하면 나올
very
만한데.
aggressive bottom lane 2v2, so they want to remove
맛이
the
없나?
possibility there.
I think you're still happy to go with something like the Kai'Sa though for Gumayushi, so no stress in the grand scheme of things. T1 got to go back and forth between the two junglers. We were mentioning Pantheon and J4.
Galio ult. Oh, Nocturne might be better. I actually
feel
okay,
like
wait.
that was their answer to Kiana, so maybe I saw the Nocturne eyeing that up as
판테온
well.
갈리오, 자르반 갈리오. 오, 고민 많이 한다. 오케이, 렉사이. We have Rek'Sai top, but we don't have to pick. 근데 이거 자르반 지금 픽 안 하면 무조건 상대가 가져가니까. The thing is, if we don't pick it right now, the TES is gonna actually take away the Jarvan.
In the tournament after starting off 0.
So I think picking jungle fourth was actually not too bad.
We're
We're probably gonna last pick Rek'Sai, guys. No wait, if we last pick Rek'Sai, that'd be like there is no fucking ADC you idiot. So that Rek'Sai hover was a jungle Rek'Sai hover. Oh my, this is crazy by the way. Trundle here is crazy. 사람들이 근데 너무 무서운데? Trundle Rise? Okay, what are we picking here as ADC though?
Now, the Nami was
No way! This is the Kaiwing Nami that we saw from CFO! Oh my gosh, CFO 서포 그 카이윙 선수가 즐겨했었던 Doggo was playing Corki on repeat, and then CFO would play Nami.
Yeah, I was actually expecting
이러면은
maybe Renata to
그래
come
챔프
through for
이런
that hostile
거는
takeover.
없지만 우리가 이니시가 되게 많잖아요.
But on the
그래서
upside,
나미가 불편할
Gumayushi
텐데.
gonna
Nami's
fall
gonna be
back
very
towards the
uncomfortable.
Kai'Sa here. It works so well
No
with the rest of the composition.
way!
And even the fact that you have the Nico helps to
그만
enable
Kai'Sa,
you a
그만
certain
Kai'Sa,
extent in that
그만
bottom side of the
Kai'Sa.
map and keep you safe
There it
because
is.
the Nico pull.
증명했거든요,
But you are up
이미
against
증명했어.
Corki
He
Nami,
already
which is a
proved himself
very
with Kai'Sa.
abusive matchup.
He
So
immediately
keep your
locks
eyes
in the
on this
Kai'Sa.
bottom side to
Doesn't
see
think twice.
if this
although
Corki
Kai'Sa
can
has a
pick
really
up
bad
a
win
couple
rate
of
by the
wins
way.
because it's 0-6
이미
at Worlds at
보여줬는데
the
한 번 더
moment.
보여줄 수
I would
있나?
love to try and
I
bully
mean, this
at
comp
this
has
Kai'Sa.
very little CC again. I think
This
there's a
Kai'Sa
mistake
for
coming through from
Gumayushi
Coach
is
Home.
such a meaningful pick
감독,
because of the
TS
history he has with the
감독님이
champion.
조금
The last performance we
뱀픽을
saw on him,
1세트도
he
그렇고
absolutely
2세트도
popped
그렇고
off and
좀
stood
이니시가 부족하고
redemption on the champion, and now T1 fans have to feel
CC가
like
많이
they can
없는
trust
그런
him to pilot it,
조합을 뽑는 거
especially in these tense environments.
뭐지? 라는 생각이 들기도 하고
Dive is the name of the game for T1.
이게
If
레오나
game
서폿만
one was slow
있었어도
and
그렇게까지
controlled,
나쁘지 않았을
game
텐데
two
I mean,
is
I feel like
about
Leona would have been
ruthless
better
and
than
lethal
Nami in my opinion.
aggression. As they
Playing
set
Nami
their
into
sights on the
Camille,
carry of
Galio,
top
Jarvan,
esports,
and
they'll
Nico
have
is
to try
actual
and
hell, by the
survive
way.
the backline threat
It
that is
doesn't matter
heading
how
their
good
way.
you are
And
as a
you
player.
mentioned
Nami
Gumayushi's
as a champion
performance on
is just
that
so
Kai'Sa. Now,
squishy.
correct me if I'm
Doesn't
wrong,
have a
Vegas,
dash.
I do believe
Doesn't
that
have a
was
portal,
also the game
like a portal.
against
You
Hope,
can't run
where
away.
Hope was piloting
You're
this
gonna just
very
promo die.
Corki, and there at one point was
Kai'Sa
over a
날뛰기 좋겠다. 그러니까.
6,000 individual
아니, 저는
gold
감사합니다.
difference
Thank you.
between those marksman players.
Absolutely. And we'll see if he can look to have a very similar performance because
T1
for top
fighting,
esports,
yeah.
after losing game one in very convincing fashion in favor of T1,
한 선수가
they're going to
뽀삐를
have to show
못한다.
us a lot more
뽀삐가
in game
밴드에
two
있어가지고
to show us that they can go toe-to-toe with the reigning world
바드랑
champs.
같이 밴을 했었죠.
All right, we're on
전판도
the rip for
밴이었고.
game number 2 in this best
Oh,
of
there's the
5.
Kai'Sa
Remember,
skin.
log into your Riot
There
account
is the
right now
Kai'Sa
on
skin.
LoLesports.com
Kai'Sa skin 저거 뭐야?
and watch Worlds Live to earn some exclusive Worlds emotes,
my
icons,
gosh.
capsules, all kinds of cool stuff. But for top esports, the
하나,
only thing
둘,
they
셋.
want to earn
T1
is a top
fighting!
series. After an underwhelming first game, it's T1 who are
Blah.
feeling in control coming into this second one. Both of our supports this time,
우지
no
Kai'Sa.
summoner spellbooks. Gentlemen,
영예의
it's
전당.
about the lane.
Their goal in
$500
game one was
Kai'Sa
to put
skin
pressure
from
onto
Gumayushi.
Faker, and he survived that pressure very comfortably.
Imagine he used
This time
Jackie Love
around,
skin.
top esports, they do have some side lane threat,
IG
they have some
Kai'Sa.
good collapses,
IG Kai'Sa.
but ultimately, like,
Hi Phoebe.
I'm curious as to how they're going to navigate their way through the early
아니
game.
근데
because I
어저께
think,
카일 선수가 캐리어
mid lane
선수
is not an
상대로
easy lane to play
T1
for.
바즈를
That
하더라고요.
Camille is probably your easiest avenue of attack, but you've also drafted
BB,
yourself a Corki Nami lane
Yo,
that I
Boomba,
imagine
thank you for
wanna
the
try
6
and
months
invest some
really pushing
resources
it,
into,
so-
given that you are running a more of an
Anything-
aggressive
anything-
bot lane duo, and you can already see
anything
Hung and
else?
Jackulov
No.
posturing
Thank you so
far
much.
up in the bottom lane, looking for an early trade.
Yeah, I think the way you want to try and play this bottom lane is to use the slowing ability of the Nami to just make things really uncomfortable for Keria. And if you
The one
can end up
usually
enabling
goes
that
actually
to
kind of
close that
yeah, I
gap
guess
for the
he's
trundle,
like
Keria's going to have to invest the
being
flash, you got
respectful.
pillar for after, and that's the way you're going to look to try and chase down this bottom side of the map.
오,
If
Q
T1
적중률
are able to
좋아요.
alleviate a lot of that pressure by having
Nice
Jarvan
Qs
match
coming
or
through.
making sure that you're able to keep some of these early summoner spells, which
Yeah,
are already
so
double burned
nowadays you
on
don't
the
you
bottom
heal
side.
early. By the way, I know I
That's where
keep
that's,
saying this every
T1
single
can
game,
try and keep themselves
but just
safe.
in case you guys don't know, in the past with heal you would use it at the end just before you die and you bait them, but no, you don't do that anymore. You use it early level 1, that way you can have your heal up again, and then you can heal again. In around 4 minutes, your heal should be back up again.
It really was.
이게 옛날과는 다르게 힐을 옛날에 어떻게 사용했냐면은 그 죽기 전에 힐을 사용했었습니다.
Level 2 spikes up.
Flash having to be
Leaves
used
the
here
barriers.
though.
The tower shot comes through though. Gets punished for that aggression.
Yeah, but now you don't do that. You don't bait the heal. You try to use the heal. Level 1, and then you have your heal up again.
Owner wants to slip in behind.
No way,
Hasn't
Owner
gone
used
towards the
EQ,
top
so
side.
he
They
has
should
to
be
wait for his
pinging at the
E to
ward. You
back
can
up.
see it there, going, where the hell's the Jarvan? So top esports back away on the
like, think
bottom
about
side.
it.
They know something's
If you use it, then the faster you use it, the faster you're gonna have it back up, right? If you think about it. Yeah, if he forces bot lane, enemy team has all flashes, and then they can turn on Owner, and then Trundle's just gonna absolutely dismantle this Jarvan.
You can see they had a ward that just died on the Raptors on the
저
top
개인
side.
했으면은 이거 억지갱이라서 큰일 날 뻔했는데 다행입니다.
And now it's kind of a reverse of game 1, where it was top esports to go for the invade.
트런들도
and start to fall a little bit
바텀이었어가지고
behind on
굉장히
tempo
위험한
when it comes to the
상황이었다.
jungle. And now it's actually Kanavi who has that advantage.
지금까지는 손해 본 게 없죠.
An opportunity
I mean,
for
like,
again. Gumayushi has to invest the ward.
CS-wise, no problems, like
Good
nothing's
awareness from
problem.
T1 investing that early
Just have to
vision.
make sure we don't die to
Spot
Trundle
out
gang.
where Kanavi was. Owner will see him earlier on the red buff. And now this bot lane should feel safer with that vision to push out that wave underneath the tower as the jungler is on the
Yo,
top
Curl,
side.
thank you for the whole. Please the once.
Yeah, there's so much vision on this
2
bottom side.
years?
He flashed
Going
over
for
the
2
wall.
years?
Kanavi flashed over to
Holy.
avoid the vision and is now going to come in onto the bot lane.
아니 이거 진짜 히트다. Wait, they saw him though. They saw him. 아니 플래시로 이거 상거리 맞으를. He was trying to bypass the ward.
The commitment of the flash ends up not paying off. I think
It was
Jackie
gonna
Love
work,
just gave
but the
play
river was
away as they
warded. But the
tried to
river
move
was
up,
warded.
set up for the corresponding
큰일 날
gank.
뻔했네 진짜.
Kanavi.
It almost worked. It almost worked. Okay, it might still work. Okay. Unless 아니 이게 만약에 나미가 아니었으면은 괜찮았지만. I'm just hating on Nami at this point, but like if that was any other champion than Nami, that should have been a kill.
You can see they've already swapped
There's no
their
flash
lanes
on
as well.
Nico, by the
Gumayushi move up to the top side. The interrupt, not quite there. Doran trying to get that ward in the brush to give him that extended hook shot.
What did they go Nami for real? For real, yeah. I
Already
mean,
we're seeing how much pressure top
Kairing
esports
Doggo
want to try
really
and put
enjoys this
onto this
comp, but
game. They couldn't really find much in the
it
last
really
one.
makes
with
Corky's
so
damage
many
pretty
plays
insane.
already
Like
invested on
Corky
top
with
bot lane.
W in, and then you're just popping. It reminds me of Lucian dashing in and pops you.
Trying to hang around here, grab his last little
The
bit of
Nami
minions.
hate.
Colossal
SMH Bard player hating on Nami.
As up in the
To be
top side, Gumayushi just
expected, I guess.
continues farming on this Kai'Sa. Does have a nice little lead over Jackie Love on the Corki, but there is some extra minions for Jackie to pick up.
Yeah, it should even up as this wave ends up crashing through and top esports end up matching on this top side of the map. But already you can see the game plan from T1 is we want to avoid this matchup. It is so difficult to play against Scream. Gets the lockdown, can have in the area, but they don't want to go
Okay,
for it.
Faker hitting
Again,
level
like,
6.
Jackie Love and
Nice. He
Hong
just
should
recalls
be able to
Rise
punish
as no
in this
mana either.
matchup. So as long as Gumayushi and Carrier are able to push
He's
in
not
a
a
wave in the
couple
reset,
CS,
they
but
should
that's
be
to
good.
be expected.
But here we go, top lane again.
Playing melee range into a range. It is
Real
what it is.
Gumayushi and fake Gumayushi.
Nice W
both
to
hanging
scout
around,
out the
and there's
jungler
just the
again.
power of this Nico, man.
이제 뭐야?
Whether this champion is
Carry on with the
engaging
Faker
from
mode.
stealth for a team fight, whether it's checking vision with the clone, whether it's tanking turrets with the cannon, it provides so much unique utility that no other support does.
I just love
Yeah,
that
can we like nerf like can we actually nerf Nico please? Like holy.
enemy junglers' movements.
Am I the only
They
one
make
who's
it
sick
very
and tired of
difficult
Nico
for both
mechanics
Owner
of
and
turning into
Kanavi
cannon
to
and tanking
find
like 20
early
power
ganks.
shots at level
I'm
2?
impressed that Owner has
And then
actually managed to
also
accrue a CS lead, given that
Also,
early on, sacking one
her
side of the
W
map really
mechanic
should
is
have
so
cost him a lot,
BS, by the
but
way.
he's
The
been
fact
able
that
to
her W
bounce
lasts
back.
4
It's a great
years.
business.
It's because you end up seeing that Kanavi used all
지금
that time
나쁘지
to gank
않습니다.
bot lane, attempts
Not
to
bad
gank
trade.
top, whereas bot camps has spawned. So now Kanavi behind two camps as he starts to move into this bottom side of the map. But that
I
was
just
a
want to
big
nerf all supports
load of
except
damage
for
on
no,
towards
everyone,
Jackie on the
like
top side, and
literally
that's exactly where
everyone,
Roller is.
everyone, all the
Owner
casters,
level
analysts,
6,
all
Cataclysm at
the league
ready.
streamers,
Umeshi
everyone's
and
been talking
Keria
about this
are
Nico
both
mechanics
injured,
just
however.
being fucking
We'll
busted.
see if they want to keep looking for
Every
a little
time
bit
she
more
presses
because
W
Faker
in
is
the team
also
fight,
here
you
with
have to
the
get
hero's
zoned out
entrance.
every
The
16
Jarvan
seconds.
Galio wombo combo
Because her
could
W
be
can be the
exactly
real
what
real
T1
one.
wants. There are no teleports ready on the top esports side to try to reinforce
Oh,
this.
this Nami's
Hong's
so
gonna be in some
bad.
danger. Hero's entrance is first blood
Oh
on
my
Faker. And
gosh.
it's 2-0 T1.
Good fire from Faker, because one more tower shot he was gonna die.
As they shut down the bottom lane. No
방금 풀이 너무
for
좋았고.
escape whatsoever.
아니 남이 진짜
Kanavi
왜 한
spotted that
건데?
entire
Why did they
time
pick
on the
Nami?
dragon,
So
makes the
susceptible to
play
getting
look
duels.
smooth as T1
Not
go
the best
2-0
champion
up.
when you're on the
Cream
tower.
even invested the
I mean,
realm
obviously
warp
any
to
other
try and
champion
get up
would
there
have
as
a
well,
hard
try
time
and
as well
follow
because you're
Faker,
4v2.
but was just
But
that little bit too far behind.
maybe like a Leona would have been
T1
able to like
having a
trade back.
masterclass in these early games
Or last
of
long enough for
cracking
Rice to
the
come
enemy
in and get a
jungler
couple
and
kills.
making sure they just cannot do anything. You can see here as we get in towards the play, it's very late roam from Cream, and top esports already know they're in trouble, but they try to send anyway. Jackie look even investing
look
the
at the
flash to the
junglers
end
doing
here.
dragon,
They
can't do
try and
anything.
escape, but there's so much damage in the early
Beautiful
stages of the game.
dive
The
coming through from
tanking is
T1, really
spectacular,
well played by Owner.
and there's nothing top
Good
esports
stuff
can
from
do to
Faker,
cover.
good stuff from everyone else too.
Very well done by T1.
그러니까
They've
남이
taken
픽도
over
그렇고
lead
첫
here
아니
in
첫판
game two.
카르마도 그렇고
Top esports.
만약에 이게 상체에서
Last hope of the LPL.
이니시를 해줄 수 있는 수단이 있으면 그런데 트런드 라이즈라서 이니시가 막 그렇게 강력한 것도 아니고 살짝 팔이 짧은데 서폿까지 이게 나미가 돼버리면은 확실히 밸런스가 맞지 않은 것 같아요.
Especially as we get closer to these big fights.
I'm just hating on Nami again, I know, but I'm just saying, like, Nami pick is fine if you have some form of engage in the top side, like, if you're the one with the Jarvan. You have Trundle and Ryze, these champions don't really have engage. Yeah, Ambessa can ulti in, but without her ult connecting, imagine, like, she can't actually reach the backline. She can't do anything. As opposed to, like, a Galio just, like, EWing, like, flash W, like, Camille can engage, and then Galio ults on top, Jarvan can EQ,
once more, it's going to be
or...
top esports claiming all three grubs, just like in game number 1. So the kills and the gold may belong
Especially
to
into
T1, but it's top
Camille
esports
Galio,
keeping
you
themselves
cannot pick
relevant with control over
squishy
objectives.
utility supports.
I mean, there T1 just don't have
Maybe
the
if you
ultimates
were
they
playing
needed.
Janna,
Faker not
I think
having
Janna
his
would have been
owners
better.
is just only back off cooldown, and looking
Janna
at Cream
R
now,
can
it's a
actually
bit
lock them
Yeah,
back.
Cream gets cataclysmed, forced to flash
와 진짜
immediately.
TS는 진짜 어떡하냐. I mean TS just it looks impossible for them with this comp. Like, every single time owner goes somewhere, it's gonna be a flash from them. They all have these stationary squishy champions.
Expecting attacks as a result
Like
of their impact
Ryze,
in the game.
Nami,
In the
like
past, it used to be
these
the
champions are
QSS
susceptible
when
to
playing
Jarvan.
against Skarner. It's the flash tax when playing against the Jarvan.
That's expensive tax.
Oh, it certainly is, and that's why he is so successful in the latter half of the World Championship. It's so easy for him to walk into a lane, throw that ultimate down as Jackie Love looks for a fight against
Faker has no
T1.
flash. This might be a dangerous situation for Mr. Faker. Okay, well, 죽었다 이거.
Now Faker's trying to get away here on the Galio shielded Duran for a little bit of extra durability, but no! Jackie Love gets his shot.
Faker wasn't ready, but here we go!
369, public execution wants the attempt onto Doran, who uses the Hex Tech ultimatum defensively back against him. Keria comes in for the Pop Blossom, but he only finds
Keria!
Kanavi.
Okay,
Now
well,
Owner's showing up,
come
but Cream
on!
reinforces here for the
Okay,
round
well,
war.
이다요.
Gumayushi ready to
Doran
back
doesn't
up
have
his
anything either.
team.
No matter.
Both sides commit a lot, and both sides decide it's
Oh
not worth
man,
anymore.
that's the power of Nami.
Signs of life from
Guess I
top
gotta write an
esports,
apology
and
letter,
it's
guys.
Jackie Love that reignites that fire.
방금은
Skirmish
남이의
on the
힘이죠.
bot side
남이 아니었으면은
ultimately
플래시
fizzles
없는
because top
그루키라서
esports realize that they're at a numbers
죽진 않았을 거긴 한데.
disadvantage.
I think
By
the slow
backing
from the
away
Nami
the
E was
play,
kind of
they
big,
know
right?
that Jackie Love can secure some plates on the top side of the map
Genius
and
Nami
get some
pick.
gold back for top
No, I
esports.
still
Again,
think
just punishing the fact that Faker
it's
had
a bad
no
play.
flash.
I still think
And
it's
this
a bad play.
Nami slow is so painful to deal
The
with.
casters
for
talking about
anyone
the
that
Nami
tries to
split.
waddle away. So nice job by top esports to
Nami
find
픽의
something
이유.
back. And also to
슬로우를
escape with that bottom side.
1을
That looked
걸어가지고
dicey for a
원딜한테
second.
딜도 많이 당연히 높아지지만 이제 슬로우랑 원딜한테 이속 위치 서폿의 강점이죠. 이속, 딜, 실드, 뭐 슬로우 뭐 다 묻혀주니까 이론상 당연히 좋아요. 원딜은 기분이 좋아요. 나미가 막 버프 주면 한타에서 이제
top
그런
esports
상황에서
finding
움직이지
picks
마.
on the map, creating that sudden numbers advantage that T1 can't necessarily
룰루는
respond to,
살짝
especially
질적인
when the
부분은
Galio is
강력한
so
건
far
아니라서.
away. And this is another thing that T1 have to be mindful of. As long as Faker is sitting on the top
TS
side
is
of the
looking
map,
better this
he can't
game.
really impact the bot side
I
with
don't
his
think so.
ultimate. So he does now have the TP available. He can look
I
to
don't
join
think
the
so,
fray.
but I think the reason why you might actually think that, and that you might be correct, because the mid lane doesn't have a winning matchup. Okay, I mean last game wasn't supposed to be a winning matchup, but Faker won. But this time Galio's actually quite behind. Look at that. Look at the CS gap coming through, like around over 20 CS.
So you're not really going to find an isolated target, even
20
if you end up
CS.
jumping on towards Gumayushi.
I mean,
Gumayushi
that's
just
to be
ults to the
expected
other
when
side
you
of the
play
fight and
Galio,
keeps
though.
himself safe. So
Nothing too
I
crazy,
really
yeah.
am curious how top esports
But the
are
gap
gonna
is
get
gonna
value
increase
from
because
this
look at
Ambessa
Rise
throughout
has
these next
Rod
few
of Ages
games.
building up and also building Seraphs as well.
5 seconds on
So
that
double
Drake.
scaling
Now it
items
takes a little bit of
for
damage,
Rise.
but nothing that he's
Meanwhile,
going to be
Faker's actually going
extremely worried about
opting in
here
for a
on the
Proto Belt.
Trundle. Owner
So he's
throws
really
the
trying to go
flag
in
the
and
pit, but now here
initiate
in the
first
bottom lane,
team.
369 and Doran continues scrapping.
He understands. He probably understands he can't really match the scaling coming through from Ryan's. The only thing he can do is like try to out team fight and rely on Kai'Sa.
He's arriving to Drake here in time just yet.
Carry
Carry
has some flash, he might beat that.
Pillar there, takes Carry low, and now Owner has to flash out. Flash bubble attempt, not gonna get anything back there from Hong. He misses that as Gumayushi now has to flash away too. It's a ton of damage coming in as Carry is already dead. Jackie Love killed in response. It's Speed of Warfare claimed by T1, but Doran's got to try to continue getting away. 369
dodge the Ambessa ulti. Yeah, dodge it.
He goes for the execution. 369.
No.
Finds Gumayushi.
Mr. Faker didn't have TP. No, Mr. Faker didn't TP.
Make it 3 kills
Okay,
to
but
3.
they committed a lot of stuff.
Love drives the fight forward as he
방금은 근데
flashes
상대가
into
트래퍼 다
range of
쓰고.
T1, but that gave top esports the
I mean, both
confidence
flashes were
to
used for
chase
bot lane as well.
down the
바텀
escaping
노스펠이
T1
타이밍에
members.
우리가 무조건
369
남이
finds
코르키를
another
자르면
kill,
좋겠죠.
equalizes the kill score as T1 walks away with the Dragons.
Sometimes Jackie Love flashing
Faker
in can
didn't
be a
group
little
because we already
spooky,
got the
but that was
dragon.
exactly what they needed there. But now
용을 이미
369
챙긴 상황에서
flashless,
이제 빼기만
no
하면 되거든.
ultimates, keeping this wave out from the
Gosh,
tower.
we're going for
Yeah,
this?
he
I don't
wants
think we
to
should
stop
go for
the minions
this.
from
I guess we
arriving,
are
but
going for
Carrier's
this. He
got
doesn't
the
have any
pop,
dashes.
but it's
Nice,
a
so clean. I was a
top
little bit
lane.
worried. I was a
Vengeance
little bit
for
worried, but
Gumayushi
what a
as
clean play
T1
from
takes
Nico.
out the Ambessa,
Carrier's
but the
Nico's just
entire time,
insane.
Cream getting the opportunity to put
괜찮아,
these
괜찮아.
Void Grubs to work in the bottom lane.
They just keep going
이게
for these picks. And here,
옵젝티브를 먹은
Carrier steps too
상황에서
far forward, hoping that he can get that pop
그냥
blossom.
도망을
But the
갔으면
follow-up
어땠을까라는
from
아쉬움이
Hong
있긴
means
하죠.
that everyone on
So
T1
after we
has to
grab
run
the
away.
dragon, if we just
And
all
Jackie
focus
Love,
on running
knowing that
instead
he's
of
got his
owner
chance here,
EQing and stuff,
flashing
like,
forward, hoping to finish
oh,
off some of
that's
these
why
low
the
health
Nami
bars.
just does so
Not
much
expecting
damage.
Doran
Look
to
at
come
the
in,
Nami
but this
Corki.
entire time, 369
나미 버프를
is trying
받은
to
코르키라서
walk up
딜이
from this
굉장히
bottom
세죠.
side of the map.
절에서
And eventually
나오는 거야
spots
계속.
out 369.
I mean, this one, Kai'Sa just doesn't have
flash.
flash, by the way, so can't actually go.
Beautiful follow-up.
Doran actually played that fight pretty well. If we didn't shut down Corki, Corki was about to get a pen to kill there. 방금 코르키를 잘 잘라줘서 근데 카밀이 그나마 좀 비빈 겁니다.
And it looks to be the feats of strength as well for T1.
진짜 코르키 트리플 킬 먹을 뻔했다니까.
Exactly right before the tier 1 turret could have faced its own potential doom
First
on the
support not going
T1
redemption
side.
first item.
I'm always impressed
I mean,
when
you
a
have to
team
go in pure
that
Mandate on
loses all
Nami.
3 Void Grubs still
If you don't,
manages to
then you're trolling.
secure the first turret of the game for
나미로는 저거
themselves.
무조건 제국의
This is
깃발을 가야
a
되죠.
14-minute feats of strength versus the 28 minutes from last game as Owner goes in for the
no flash, no
cataclysm
flash.
onto Jackie
노플,
Love.
노플,
Doran
노플.
now ready to
갈리오랑
go.
해가지고 그래 못 지켜. Please kill him. Okay, nice. Okay, Faker running. 상대가 플래시가 없다. 바로 그냥 갈리오 가민공 박으면 되고요. Oh my gosh, they're scary though. They're strong.
As Doran gets a nice hex tech sweep for a little bit more HP. T1's not done yet as Carrier still looking maybe for a root here, but T1 are just going to take their kill, disengage. As now it is the turret dying in the top side on the T1 side, thanks to 369. Faker with the Justice Punch away from the Nami ball.
I told you, Corki no flash, just ulting his ass.
They overextend trying to look for the tower, but Doran doesn't end up, or just moves down towards mid. As we get to see here, just Jackie oh my god, that damage on Gumayushi was insane.
That was crazy. So
나미 코르키가 나오는 이유가 계속 나오죠. It really reminds me of when Lucian Nami was meta. 옛날 루시안 나미가 생각나는 그런 느낌. 루시안이 이게 나미가 1을 준 상태에서 그 폭딜이 진짜 말이 안 됐거든요. 그나마 너프를 많이 해서 어느 정도 조정이 된 건데 코르키는 나미랑 나오는 코르키 is strong in himself, but then you have the Nami buffing you with Imperial Mandate and EW. Damage up is insane, as you guys saw.
To move towards that objective, but instead, Top Esports.
Yeah, it's literally Lucian Nami in 2025. Mom, can we have Lucian Nami? No, we have Lucian Nami at home. Wait, hold on, that's the wrong meme.
Here we go. Rift Herald sum it up.
Okay, that turret was
ready to
gone.
drive it straight into the
I still
tier
think
one
the
turret.
comp is fine
Honestly,
though.
they don't
We
even
could try to
really
look
need
for
it, but it will
Lucian,
still lose most of the
Corki
HP.
again.
Shouldn't be able to get a second charge. No, it will
Corki
not.
should be
In a
going
game
down.
number 1, where Top Esports secured 3 grubs into every
저기
single other neutral
CFO에서
objective going
먼저
T1's
활용을
way,
했었죠.
almost
TS가
entirely
CFO
uncontested.
상대로
It's Top
당해서
Esports that are
그런가?
now tied
아닌데?
in Drakes here in the second
그냥
game.
스크림에서
But have
좋다고
secured the
판단하고
Herald.
꺼낸 거.
They've secured the
네,
grubs.
애초에 근데
They
CF
seem to be
카이밍
much
선수가
more eager to
도고
fight with
선수랑
T1 in this game.
루시안 남미
T1's
루시안 코르키를 두 번
very
정도
much
활용을
operates
했어가지고.
similarly to a shotgun, right? It's got a lot of power on that initial pull of the trigger.
Corki
But the
Triforce
longer the
damage?
fight goes,
No.
the more the threat
Sheen
starts to fall off. Now, of
plus
course, Camille in the
E
late game,
plus
once she gets
W
closer to those like
plus
3 completed items, she's always going to be that
Imperial
late game
Mandate.
threat. But in these 2-item mark, I do feel that if Top Esports can survive that initial burst in the extended trade, there are definitely ways for them to turn the fights in their favor.
너 Corki 나오면 Corki
Two-item
나오면.
spike, Vedius, and items that have to stack in League of
Lucian
Legends are
Corki,
naturally
Lucian
going to
Corki
have a
bot.
pretty high power point once they're fully
AP
stacked.
Lucian supports?
And
Hold
you've got
on.
Rise and
Let her cook.
Corki on the side of Top Esports,
Okay, I think-
stacking towards a
Can we actually
Seraph's
fight this?
stacking
Camille
towards
does
that
have TP,
Muramana
guys.
with the Manamune
카밀
already fully
11레벨에서
completed.
이제
There for
트포
Jackie Love.
완성됐고
As the third
지금
trigger
도란
game
선수가
has
되게
spawned,
잘해주고
it is
있습니다.
an
노른's actually
Ocean
playing pretty well this
Rift
game.
this time, but a TP is coming in from T1.
Okay.
Top Esports
Carry
committing
survive for
to
now.
the
Huge.
objective.
Owner.
Gumayushi's on the flank, but he's got to be a little bit careful. 369.
Oh, they're going for Corki. Corki만 잡으면 되거든요. We just kill Corki and they don't have anything. Oh my god, and Owner got the Stolen Dragon. Let's go. 상대 도망가야 돼. 이거 봐, 코르키 카밀공을 그냥 아플레스로 코르키한테 박으면 아무것도 못한다니까. We literally just use everything on Corki. They have to run other way. There's no way
Jackie Love
Corki
doesn't
survives.
get to play the game. Everyone is focusing down every single time.
Nami
and once
cannot
that's done, Top
keep it safe
Esports
at
have to
all.
run for the hills.
The
There's
only one that
nowhere
can maybe
safe
keep it
for
safe
them.
is like maybe
Vedius, you said this comp works like a shotgun, and
탕켄치 정도?
Jackie Love
탕켄치가
didn't even
있으면
get to
살리나?
hear him rack the shell.
탕켄치도
That
빡셀
was
수도
just
있어.
instant deletion at the start of the fight, and Top
No way.
Esports had to scatter.
Jackie
And
Love
hopefully we get the
PTSD.
replay because you'll see how difficult it is for Jackie. Keep your eyes
ADC
on the Corki.
POV.
In the midst of all of that, he's being attacked
ADC
from 3
POV.
angles. Doran on the left, carry on the right, and Gumayushi from
oh
behind.
my.
3 angles of attack. This AD carry is given no opportunity to get away to safety.
And this feels like a classic T1 fight where they surround you on all sides and they just slowly encroach and make your life miserable. T1, a well-oiled machine on that play, and once again, we started to see light from Top Esports, but it's T1 who are starting to pull away with the game.
How do you stay behind your front line when the battle lines are
Jackie
every
Love just
single direction around you? Jackie
actually-
Love focused down. That Corki that we were talking
I
about
don't know,
being
he's gonna- the
scary
thing
with
is, he
Trinity
has
Force,
flash now,
stacking
but he's
towards
gonna
the
die
Muramana.
again.
It doesn't
Camille's
matter
gonna
how
ulti him again.
farmed you are. If you're dead at the
카밀
very start of
진입하는
the fight,
거를
T1
남이
now
궁으로
with
끊지
the
않는
lead in
이상
Drakes here too. 45
I think
seconds
남이 has
until
ulti.
Otacon spawns.
Camille
This
as
time around,
she
he's
tries
down
to
here on the
hop
bottom
in
side of
with
the map.
the
Yeah, and also in the rest of these fights, there is a thought process of, well, you know, Jackie Love can die because we have other carries, right? Trundle can deal some damage and Bess is strong, Rise is strong. But realistically, when you're playing so many short-range carries into things like
But poor
Faker's
Corki
Taunt,
kicked away.
into
Yeah,
Carrier,
we all know
into
that's gonna
Owner as
happen
well,
again, bro.
it becomes so
just gonna keep
difficult
playing
to
like
really
that.
get value from them. Now Top Esports looking to overload the bot lane
Oof,
to make something
just have to
happen
give
for
tower
them.
here though.
Oh yeah, there's no way for T1 to try to defend this one. 3 grubs and 4 players from top is more than enough to knock down the last 25% of that tower's health. So that means our gold is once again back to dead even. 20 minutes on the clock, and Otacon makes his way onto the rift with Top Esports having control over the bot side river.
And Faker's going to go back to base. He has the TP available. Top Esports going to force the issue. Owner has a flank angle from behind. 369 trying to mark
Owner's
it.
location is actually
Owner
nice.
is
I
wrapped
don't
all
think
the
they
way
know.
around on top of a control ward, so he knows he's not seen here. Still trying to be careful about this as Keria and Doran also approaching towards this Otacon. that is starting to lose some patience, down to about 2/3 HP. Cream back over in the mid lane. Top esports back and
상대가
away.
이거
Remember,
되게
they still have their tier 1
불안불안해하죠.
turret down here in the
Like
bottom lane, and it
TS
still
knows
has a lot of health.
something is happening
Top
here.
esports knows something up.
Yeah,
They
exactly.
cannot find owner, and they know that's an issue. But it's misses on the ult.
They wanted
Ambessa, that's your only engage, and there goes! Oh my gosh, just everyone sending on Jackie Love, just dead again! Jackie Love just dead again. Okay, we actually win the fight though. Look at this Trundle just doing so much damage. Gumayushi, nice flash from Gumayushi! Oh, waiting around for Mr. Faker to do some CC. There it is, triple kill for Guma. It's gonna be a quadra kill, give him the quadra, Quadra. Copy. Nice! T1! Gumayushi actually flashed so perfectly there.
Desperately to catch anyone on the
진짜
side
카이사
of
징용.
T1, but once that misses, Carrier
Look at this engage from Carrier. Triple man. Immediately focus Jackie Love.
He trades his life to take out the AD carry, and then it's clean up for T1.
And look at this flash, cutting away from Trundle, and then he waits for Faker to CC the line. 라이즈가 CC 된 걸 확인한 이후에 진입해서 이제 패시브 스택 모든 라이즈 정리하고 나미는 그냥 살 수가 없고요.
Just cool and
나미
collected backstage as well. It's business as usual for T1. Up 3,000 gold, 25 petals. They've got the feats of warfare. They've got the Otacon, and the gold difference is just the blood of top esports being poured off the side of the graph.
Doran has found Cream.
Wants to go after this Rise. TP coming in from
Cream
the side of
flashes
top
out, but
esports. T1 ready to
can you
respond
actually
with
run
one
here?
of their own. Doran down to half
EQ coming through
HP.
from
Owner
Owner.
wants a little bit more.
No,
The teleporter's a little
no.
bit late to arrive
Okay,
from
nice. Ambessa can't move. Another double kill for Gumayushi, and Faker saves his teammate.
And they get the double kill because of it.
와, 이거까지 살라고.
They can hide,
게임
but top
붐, 게임 붐,
esports
게임
cannot
붐.
escape the
게임 터졌다
nightmare
그냥.
that is T1. It was
아니
a
근데 너무 좋은데? 아니 너무 잘하는데?
4 versus 2 is Faker's Onyas.
Faker walks right towards the brush, but he's got
Faker
the
knows,
reaction
Faker knows.
time. Top
He
esports
has
wanted to
Onyas, so
find
he
their
knew.
moment. Carry is wrapping around from the side. He wants to cut off the
Oh,
escape.
look at the rally engaging, and oh my gosh, Jackie Love dead again. Nami just dead.
And Doran cuts the enemy support down.
Doran! 아니 도란 진짜 개
And
잘하는데요.
T1's got a
Who doubted
5,000
his
gold
cameo? Who?
Images of 2023 and Faker on this
Were you
Galio
guys doubting his
must be
cameo?
in the heads of 369 and Kanavi because they attack the side lane, they get caught. They attack the jungle,
I feel sorry
they
for
get
Jackie
caught.
Love.
And T1 look like they're about to take over once again.
Faker face checks, but the reaction speed, I mean, is still exquisite. Carrier leveraging the clones as he often does, drawing that focus, allowing him to find an angle that top esports did not expect. Jackie Love, similar to what we've seen in this entire game, is locked down and shut out, and T1 are looking to go match point in this best of 5.
It has been complete domination from T1. Anyone's Legend pushed them to the brink, but top esports have yet to find any purchase in this series. And the
I'm making a meme right now, guys. One sec.
It has been comfort across the
I'm
board
making
for
a meme right now.
Dagda, because Betty, as you mentioned, back at the draft when we saw the Kaisa locked in, never mind, we don't have time. Jackie Love
Oh,
going after
Jackie Love is
Gumayushi,
just that
who sidesteps the public
again.
execution and kills Jackie in.
What the hell? What is that? What is
It has
that?
been comfort
뭐야
across the
방금
board
뭐야?
for
Legend. Dagda, because
What?
Betty,
That's
as
on me.
you
That's on me.
mentioned,
That's a stream. That's a stream. 방송 화면이 방금 저렇게 됐어. 방송 화면이 그렇게 된 겁니다. I didn't do anything. I didn't touch anything. 송출 화면이 저렇게 된 거라. Okay, shut down from Guma, but 아니 Faker just walking in.
Now Owner's putting the pressure under Cream and Hong,
뭐야
making
어떻게
more
된 거야?
space as Faker lets blow the winds of war, and they will blow down top esports. Nobody's left alive.
We don't even need Guma. We don't even need Guma. Everyone else is so fed right now. Holy, don't worry, Guma. We got the revenge. We got the revenge.
Was insane.
Holy moly,
He uses the
I mean, he
Kaisa
took down
ult
2.
to
Guma took down 2
dodge
before he
the
died, so
Ambessa
that actually
and find the
kind of
fight
helps.
that will net T1 the Baron.
Gumma가 잘했다고. 죽기 전에 폭딜 넣은 다음에 죽어서.
We look back at the play. Guma
와,
becomes the
1호
target.
이게.
The ulti
군 타이밍.
response from Guma to sidestep the public
And here,
execution.
he does as much damage as possible on the Ambessa.
as Guma lives to the very end
So he gets
to
the
dish
Baron
out
here
as
as
much
well.
damage as possible to help T1 win the fight.
Yeah, the question marks on Guma Yushi's Kaisa kind of need to go to the wayside. This man is performing like an absolute hero for T1 in this.
And before the fight started, that's what I wanted to say. In the series against Anyone's Legend, his Kaisa had a 6,000 individual gold lead and just did circles around Hope's Corki. This time around, Jackie might have been off to a decent start, but T1 has shot that chopper down every single team fight, and it's Guma Yushi
Okay, guys, I have a meme. I have a meme. I have a meme. 방금 롤백에 뭐였냐? 그러니까 저도 잘 모르겠습니다. 버그가 난데? 하면
Carrier has to flash away to keep himself alive, so at least that's one less playmaking tool for T1. But they're wearing purple with a 9,000 gold lead and Soul Point.
I love that Jackulov, even though he's got a 275 scoreline, he's 3 levels behind Guma Yushi, still does not hesitate to press W towards T1. He knows that they will not turn this game around idly by.
Oh, they're just going in. Guma Yushi is. Zonya's in the middle of everybody, but he flushes in and Jackulov goes out. Guma Yushi is on a rampage. He gets another double kill. That's a triple kill. Guma Yushi, triple kill. Guma!
T1 crashes
Oh,
down.
never. Oh my gosh, 난 Kaisa, man. Guma Yushi, Kaisa. I thought he was trolling Zonya in the middle of everybody, but no. Call an ambulance, but not for me.
In this second
Call an
matchup,
ambulance.
as 369 will get one back at the very,
Another kill for
very
Guma.
end, but he
There it
dies
is.
on the steps to his own base. T1, match point.
아니 Guma Yushi 뭐냐고? Guma
Exceptional
Yushi.
performance from T1. Let's get the breakdown
Guma
from the
Yushi, man.
analysts.
Oh, Corki is 86
The
POV,
breakdown
man.
is that it wasn't enough
Feels
seemingly
80C.
for Faker and T1 to have that record over the LPL. They also want to get the fastest record over beating the LPL at Worlds, because this is an unbelievable shellacking from the man you see walking behind us right now and his team, Emily.
Yeah,
I mean, game 2 was it was an entire solo show from Guma. I mean, then again, everyone played good too. Doran, Owner, everyone was just engaging. Perfect dive. Nico, perfect ultis. Okay, TBH, that was just amazing game.
Along with Carrier on this Nico, which you'd already set up at the beginning of the day, Azale.
I just want to call out that we are witnessing greatness. They are one game away from their 4th straight World Finals. That is just unthinkable. In a game where you're competing against so many people from around the world, where there are so many talented players, to keep doing it again and again and again and again, it's just insane.
It's insane, and I want to call out specifically because we had such a quick conversion from Swiss stage into quarterfinals into semifinals that we saw that conversion in real time being so fast. I remember it was a mere few days ago where you said, I don't think they'll be that good in these playoffs, in these knockouts. I don't think I've seen enough. There's so many problems with their play. They are non-existent today.
Yeah, and then unfortunately for everyone, as always, that was then followed by I can't see how they could do it again. And now I'm actually really happy to report that we are now
possibly
figuring out
do it again.
for the
after
4th
watching them
time
do
in
it
a
again.
row.
ADC experience.
I'm really glad as we now know it's not time bound, it's stage bound, right? It's not the
ADC
week off in
experience.
between. It's just we get to quarterfinals. Lock
Boom.
in.
Let's go. Let's tell the story of this game a little bit, because I think so much will be said about Jackulov, who at the beginning of this game
Okay, this one's funny.
finally
This
was
one's
able
funny,
to kill
guys.
Faker, got a nice play out in the mid lane as well after, but it just made T1
아니 근데
set
진짜
their sights on
코르키가 너무
Jackulov.
불쌍하지 않았어?
Yeah,
전판
absolutely.
뭔가
I mean, this
솔랭
was a good punish. Faker had spent his flash on an earlier
솔랭에서 원딜들이 왜 그렇게 화가 많은지 나오는 그런 장면들이 나왔죠.
The problem is there's no protection
예민할
for
수밖에
Jackie in this
없다니까.
composition.
상대팀이 그 나한테 모든 궁과 모든 플래시를 다 받고 있는데.
But we saw time and time
He
and
also
time
ADC.
again, even when he was positioning well,
fucking
he's just getting one shot.
Yeah, there were so
I
many
mean, the
fights
Corki
where
was
it
working out,
obvious
the low
that
damage was
T1's
coming through,
focus,
but
even
everybody
as
just
this
immediately
is
punished every single
369
time.
getting onto Guma,
During
it didn't
fights,
look
I told
super
you, I
bad
told
for
you.
TES, but as we already pointed out, Jackulov was out of the fight, right? And T1 had such a laser focus on killing this
safe.
Corki
Safe, bro.
before, and they, like you said, Azale, had no peel for him to keep him safe.
And this is where, like, I never like to make everything about the draft because it's not. There's a massive portion of it is execution. But when I was watching the draft, I was just saying, Renata is insane here.
Renata's insane, but they've
shown that on the first 3, and we're going Nami to try
yeah, I was thinking Tom
like,
Gensh, but of course Renata.
Blow open the game through lane to a point where
Renata Corki would have been crazy. 근데 진짜 서폿이 만약에 레나타를 골랐다면 레나타는 살릴 수 있었을 것 같은데? 레나타 트런들 해가지고 라이즈랑 같이.
They find them all. I mean, if it wasn't over by then, it definitely was over again. And it's that Atakan, man.
Yeah, as the attempt from TES here to find a catch, not quite working out. These engages from Keria have been insane.
Getting Camille ulted, Galli ulted, Kai'Sa's running at you, Nico's flash ulting your ass.
Comes in with the heroic entrance.
제키로는 방금
going down early, Doran getting chomped. Doesn't matter because the damage dealers are still alive.
아니 진짜 이거라니까? 왜 하늘에서 카밀이 궁을 벗은 다음에 하늘에서 갈리오가 떨어지질 않나? 갑자기 카이사가 내 뒤로 돌아오고 막 니코가 플래시로 들어오고.
They were trying to set up closing in on this TES team.
I don't
as
even
you
know
see the comparison, Jackie Love started off not bad in this specific game, but it was Gumayushi again on this Kai'Sa pick that previously domestically he's been a little bit shaky on, absolutely showing up once again on the world stage. 11, 3, and 8, nearly
now he just has Zeri and Ezreal, these two champions. Everyone like, oh, Kai'Sa, Zeri, Ezreal. He's proving the Kai'Sa again and look at this damage output for Kai'Sa, number 1 damage, 25+7k.
The current games on their shoulders, but all of their fans in the LPL in the 12-year history that Faker has
태빈님
against
바드 좀
the
주세요,
LPL.
유유. 아니, 제가 결정할 수 있는 부분이 아닙니다.
T1. I will say something that gave me some confidence is it never felt like they gave up. They still kept looking for fights, even when they were massively behind. They need comfort. They need to have some early plays go their way and hopefully build a little confidence.
Oh, they have to show so much to stay in this one from the side of top esports, or it is T1
Give me
that head
Faker's
over to their
edge.
4th straight.
I mean, I was thinking 3-0 today, but I didn't think it was gonna be this dominant. 아니 근데 이렇게까지 일반적일 것 같진 않았는데 물론 아직 한 세트 남았긴 했지만 한 세트만 더 이기면 되죠. Just after with one more game, we're 2-0 match point. I didn't think it was gonna be this bumpy. TS is getting absolutely dismantled from draft. 뱀픽부터 그냥 우리가 완전 이기는 느낌? 1세트 그렇고 2세트도 뱀픽에서 TS는 뭔가 좀 아쉬운 부분이 많죠. So I don't really know what they're cooking here. TS is cooking some burnt food right now.
Every new path seems to lead us closer to chaos.
Piltover was a lesson. Calamity
Arcane, that chest.
Perhaps we should focus on the opportunity that's washed up on our shores.
Besides, you have no host. Unforeseen turns are simply
Katarina.
part of any path. Our next move must be bolder.
얘 경기 볼 때랑 지금 볼 때랑 완전 다르다. 아니 그냥 완전 찍어 누르고 있어서 그 뱀픽부터 에일은 뭔가 뱀픽부터 막 머리가 아팠거든요. 에일이 워낙 뱀픽을 너무 잘해가지고 탑의 감독님이 like Coach Tabe is just insane by the way. AL is from draft. I feel like we were losing some of the drafts.
You know the tale of the devoted
and AL's drafts were like on point every single time. But today TES coach is getting completely destroyed here. Losing draft into Tom.
Ionia was just
Mata
another
and Tom
battleground among
cooking
many.
today.
Some of us prayed to the shrine spirits for deliverance, and that was when he
봐준 것도 문제야. 근데 그만큼 T1이 그때 뱀픽을 준비를 못한 거
When the
같기도
war
하고.
was over, we returned in victory.
뽀삐 주고 바드 주고 막 갈리오 밴 안 하고 사일러스 할 건데 알리스타를 밴해버리고 우리가 아니 우리가 사일러스 할 거면은 알리스타는 오히려 상대가 픽하면 좋잖아 우리가 사일러스가 알리스타 공 가지고 I mean, okay, to be fair, T1 was struggling with draft for the whole tournament, but we gotta praise the coaching staff, like game 1 and game 2, solid drafting coming through from T1. Solid draft. 아타칸! 오, 개 무섭게 생겼는데? I never realized how scary Atakan looks. What the hell?
He says he experienced a dark vision.
I saw Demacia in ruins.
Demacia!
Someone knows the truth.
Isn't it Jarvan and Garen are like fallen or something? Like, or is it Aatrox? I think that's Garen. Twilight's End November 7th, by the way. So that's next week. 다음 주에 나오네요. 5일 후에. The lore analysis now? I think we already saw all these clips, by the way. These clips have been out for a while. I opened your stream, slept through game 1, and just got the end of game 2. LMAO, come for streamer. Good night. Yeah, I think a lot of people like to turn on my stream and like fall asleep. 제 방송 보시는 분들은 근데 뭔가 틀어놓고 라디오처럼 틀어놓고 잠을 자던가 뭐 일을 하던가 그러는 분들이 많죠? 채팅을 적극적으로 막 활용하는 그런 방송은 아닌 것 같아요. This match is already first place in Budoship? No, really? But it's a one-sided card, what the hell? That's crazy. Imagine how crazy the final's gonna be. Final's gonna be crazy. Shout to wake them up. I actually have a compressor on my mic. Oh, it's maybe not a compressor but an expander. Yeah. So even if I shout, the volume of the shout is actually lower. Like, so I don't like accidentally kill your ears randomly. Accidentally make everyone in my chat deaf. This match is a nice sleeping match. I mean, I don't even know if TES can come back from this, guys. God damn.
Alright guys, I just landed in China.
We're one game away from T1 vs KT Telecom Finals, by the way. Telecom Warrior Worlds Finals? Like, oh, what the hell? This has never happened before.
Have you ever seen the Great Wall at night?
KT랑 T1이 롤드컵 결승에서 만나기 직전입니다, 여러분. 딱 한 판만 더 이기면은 T1 대 KT, KT 대 T1. 텔레콤 통신사 대전. 야. 해킹당한 통신사. 요즘 근데 모든 게 다 불안불안하죠? 해킹이나 이런 거. 3사 다 해킹당한 거 아니었어? K-Drop!
The Infinite Precision is part of the larger Circular on Stage standard initiative aimed to bring your home or training room settings.
Lucky's Edge, thanks for the 90 bucks for the percent to 1 and 9.
세팅을 더 원활하게 할 것 같고
감사합니다.
가장 편안할 때 더 강력한
Faker,
플레이가
K-Drop.
자연스럽게 나옵니다.
Oh damn. I mean, I don't know. I was actually watching Secret Lab apparently has like this motion desk. So they make like motion desk too. I looked at the price. $1,000. $1,000 for a desk. For a table. And then if you include options, like even higher, by the way. Even higher.
Red Bull gives you wings.
Levy has a T1 jacket now? Yeah, we are wearing a tracksuit. T1 track. Oh no, not T1, but T1 colors.
안녕하세요. T1의 페이커입니다. 오늘 상해 8년 만에 와서 경기를 했는데 오랜만에 또 중국 팬분들과 같이 경기를 할 수 있어서 너무 기쁩니다. 항상 응원해 주셔서 감사합니다.
Table better play my games for me. That's what I'm saying, Sketch. Although the table does look really cool. Like it has all these like compartments that hides your cables. Yeah. Like and then like it's like it's a motion desk, so you can like make it like taller. You can move it, like it's pretty cool. I mean, motion desk actually sounds really nice. Cause like when I'm not streaming, maybe I can like have the table go higher and I can like use it as a standing desk, something like that. Sounds actually nice. But I don't know if I want to commit like $1,500 to buy it. Secret Lab. Maybe I should like sponsor free product from Secret Lab. How does Keijo download the match replays? I think he has the he must have connections with Riot where he gets it. Do you? It's an investment, might as well. I mean, the thing is, like, I have to like literally unplug all my cable. Like, it's a lot of work though to set it up. I'm so lazy. I'm so lazy. Like, literally, like hiding all your cable means that you have to like unplug all your cables and redo all of that, like your setup. Yeah, it's crazy. And honestly, the table's too big. Like, my table is perfect size. The size of the table is just too big. And if you're mid-time, yeah. And my table's nice. The table I have now, I've been using this table for like 7 years now. We've been using this table for 7 years. I carried it with me when I moved apartments and stuff too. 지금 사용하는 테이블이 근데 좋긴 해서 든든합니다. If it was a bar-themed table, would you change your mind? Obviously. Bar-themed, we gotta get it ASAP. Nephew, thanks for the 15 months membership. 1 and 1. Welcome back to the Meeple family. Thank you. Thank you and thank you. T1 is back-to-back world champion. Oh, come on, Perry. Chill. Did you see how KT completely dismantled Genji yesterday? Did you see how BDD completely gapped Chovy? We cannot take them like easily at all.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Worlds 2025 here in the
And we haven't even finished the series here, okay? We could actually get reverse swept, but we have to lock in and finish.
In the finals in Chengdu just
죄송해요, 잘생겼습니다요. Mr. Faker Hansen. Closing his eyes, meditating.
Was a slow burn that was one-sided and very quick once
Close
it caught
eyes,
fire.
one-sided.
The second game was much closer early on, but T1 found their mark and Jackie Love every team fight and again dominated Top Esports.
Yeah, and now that mountain seems higher, that river seems longer for Top Esports. Not only do they have to beat T1, but they have to do it in a reverse sweep if they hope to find an LPL team in finals as we get ourselves into
I have to imagine that Kiana is going to be the priority for Top Esports.
Oh, Unibound for Moss, I think it's really
something that he is extremely confident on.
이러면은
His only
카나비
loss on
선수가
the champion
키아나를 꺼냈네요.
this year was against G2, against the Mundo. The question is, will T1 draft the Mundo for themselves? Last game, Dagda, you talked about how Pantheon has been an answer for them. But the question is, what could you even pair alongside that Pantheon in the mid lane? Champions like Victor really rise in priority in situations like this.
No
but with the Sion
Trundle,
open and
really
the
good
Trundle
angle for
gone,
Sion.
it looks like that they
트런들
will in fact
없으면
lock
사연이
that
그냥
Pantheon
적대죠.
in alongside that
Oh,
strong
the
top side.
2-9
And now
Pantheon.
that becomes a little bit of an issue for, okay,
Pantheon 2인 9배야 레전드네.
to get through this Pantheon in that
No, my
top
Pickens
side.
is so
Looks
doomed,
like
guys.
Orange is gonna be the
Everything I
answer
said,
for
like Knowledge having this
369, but I
weakest
still
win
want to see something
like
from
lowest
that AD
win rate.
carry roll that can do a bit of
No,
damage.
Knowledge has been winning
your
games
Sivir's
now.
gone, your
Pantheon
Kai'Sa
has
is
the lowest
gone.
win rate.
You need
판테온이
something that can
승률이
be a
제일
bit
낮은
more
걸로
TPS
알거든요.
heavy if you want to try and match this.
Okay, the
노틸러스가 제일
Ornn
낮았는데
top lane, the Aurora there.
There's a Mel! Again for Faker!
Now
Mr.
going
Faker
to
with the
play the
Mel!
Mel again.
Mel from Arcane.
Can you
Giga
reflect
Challenge.
Ornn? You must be able to, right?
I'm almost certain you can.
Orin ult gets W?
And that is not going to be a fun time for Top Esports. This was
Orin
brought up for the
궁을
first
W로
time 2 days ago
막으면은
by Faker in their series against anyone's
Orin
legend, and he
ulting,
liked it so much, he's
boom.
like, I'll bring it out
And then
twice.
Mel's like,
The
back up.
Ezreal now going to be taken
W.
away by T1.
And the Braum, I think, is a really good response
네,
as well.
승용도 이미
Wow, so you'll
받고,
see T1 just get rid of range
페이커
options because
대상력이
they want to have
이번
poke of their
대회에서
own. To
제일
think about something
다양하게
that could pair
챔프를
nicely
픽하고
alongside
있습니다.
that,
So
they could
Faker has
consider
been
the
picking the
Caitlyn
most
for
different
Gumayushi
types
if
of
they want a little
champions.
bit more range. Jhin is also something they consider.
People were saying,
However,
like, maybe
Jhin into Ornn not
Chovy
necessarily
was
the
gonna do
strongest
that,
threat
maybe.
into that tank top side, but it would facilitate some of the poke direction that T1 is going for. Alternatively,
Some
Lucian
other
could
players.
be a very powerful
They were
bot side,
thinking
but
maybe
with both
Keane was
Braum
gonna
and
do it, I
Nami
don't know.
gone, that does
I don't
lower
know.
the value
Fickle.
of that AD carry.
Although to be fair, T1 has been playing the most Ramona games. Since playing with IG, like 플레인부터 시작해가지고 T1이 제일 많은 경기를 뛰고 있긴 합니다. 애쉬 레오나 해도 좋겠다고? 애쉬 레오나 좋지. Ash is like actually really high priority nowadays.
Yeah, I think
애쉬가 요즘 되게 핑률이 되게 높아가지고.
Very similar to
And
what
where
we
you saw
saw
Guma
last
Yushi
time
Ash.
T1 were on the stage. It does end up opening up for a lot of
Space
we
gliding
can
on
slow,
Ash,
we
yes.
can look for picks, we can play for this, but your
Oh, I
damage
love
can
our
be
comp so much,
relatively
but
lacking
I
if
think
you
the
start
only
to fall
scary
behind,
part
since you do have a
for
tank
TES
on
comp
top
is
esports side
Kiana.
as well. But I'm
Kiana가
curious
좀
what we're going to
무섭긴
get
하죠.
now for Jackie Love again. I think you need wanting
캐럿을
something
보고
with a little bit of
싶다.
higher
근데
DPS.
럭스
The bottom
서폿이
side can
너무
work.
안 좋아서 요즘.
I was about to say Misfortune is something that I would kind of expect from Jackie Love, especially with more of the wombo combo that they're going for.
Oh my gosh,
They are
Jackie Love
hovering through
Draven,
a
Jackie
few
Love
options
Draven.
right now.
They're full sending. Oh my god.
Jackie loves Draven. We've
이러면
seen so many
우리가
Dravens come out
룰루를
at this
하기에도 되게
tournament.
빡세겠다.
But
I
into
feel like Lulu
Ash,
Ash is gonna be very
I
scary
don't know
now.
how great of a pick it is. Like, Draven
Bro,
needs to be able
Pike?
to close that gap.
T1 Pike?
And
None of
against
this?
an Ash who has the
Pike is
ability
maybe
to
a
slow
little
you,
more
we expect the Seraphine to come through. That's
worse than
probably
T5s.
why they're
Pike가 근데
hovering a hook champion, someone who can help close
파이크가
that gap, provide that additional
않나라고
CC.
생각하지만
You
사이온이랑
can see how top
판테온이랑
esports
이런
are
거
very much
한타 때
drafted for the
빡세니까.
team
Like
fight.
Mel
They
W
have a
counters
ton
Pike,
of utility,
Pike
a
R.
lot of area of effect
Sion
damage, and Jackie
can't
Love
really
looking
R
to bring
Sion.
the damage
Pantheon
on the
E
back
counters you.
end. T1
Ash
considering
Renata
rather than
though.
going for some follow-up on the engage,
Yeah, the Renata from last
disengage
game.
in the
An
Renata.
enemy team could
I
have
think they
played
have enough
Renata, but
engage
this time
already
we
with
take
the Ash and the
Renata.
Scion, even
Oh
the
my
Pantheon
gosh.
as well.
Can
So T1
carry out if
trying
he
to set up
wins
to be an
Worlds? I
absolute
think he can
nuisance
finally have
as
a
top
Renata
esports
skin.
go for the engage because TS's engage is
바드
very
레나타인데
telegraphed,
and it gives you that
skin인가?
opportunity
opportunity to set up the hostile takeover
skin.
and make things a little bit more
No way.
difficult, especially if you can look to
Maybe
reflect
this
some of these
Worlds
engage
if we
tools
win.
by
If
Faker.
we can win.
For top esports,
It's
they went
finally
back
time
towards
for Carrier
Comfort
to
once
have a
before.
Renata
It didn't
skin.
work out.
Because his
But
Renata's
can
insane.
Jackie loves
Carrying
Draven,
Renata.
his signature pick, take them across at least one game?
So, I have to pose the question.
I mean, the thing is, Carrier hasn't played a single game of Lux, Kyrie.
Aspect of this game
Carrier hasn't played any game of Lux.
Because whether it was a super
So maybe in the finals he has to bring out the Lux.
game so far, T1's been the
He has to bring
better
out the
squad.
Lux in the finals.
I think Kanavi's impact on the map.
Can it carry out one of the Seraphine skin though? Oh, Seraphine actually is better. No one really plays Renata on solo queue. Like, have you ever seen a Renata one trick? Have you ever seen Renata on your games?
No. Was something that AL really struggled to close the gap
But
against.
Seraphine?
So in order
You see it every
to be
game.
able to find
Very
those
popular.
engages, you need to not only
Lots
have
of
an
skins
advantage
with
with your
Cell.
Draven, but you also have to have good objective setup.
Anyways.
And I think that that really has been the area
Enough talk about
that
skin,
T1 has
lock
gotten
in,
the better of top
win.
esports in this series.
롤드컵이 이번에 바뀌었습니다.
gonna be an easy
You guys
task
know
for top
this, but
esports. If
they
we get onto
changed
the
the
Rift for
design
game
for the
number
World
3,
Championship Cup.
History is not in their favor.
롤드컵
This series has not been in their favor. Well,
디자인이
they'll have to dig
예전
deep if
디자인이
they
다시
hope to take down the
복귀돼가지고.
Korean powerhouse.
I mean, that design is just better.
remaining Chinese team here in Shanghai.
The new design was like
trying to hold
too-
on against the
too sharp and,
back-to-back
like,
world
ugly.
champs as we make our way onto the Rift for Game 3.
So immediately I want to
I hate like the whole like minimalistic
the minimap,
designs
as
like,
you'll see
about
on the
everything.
bot side
Like,
of the
everything is
Rift,
like
both top
minimal.
laners investing their early wards to help get that control over the early brush, along with a vision invested from Cream towards the mid lane to protect that bottom side jungle, as Kanavi is looking to start on the top side and path towards bot. Very much what we
하나,
expect.
둘, 셋. T1 fighting!
Okay, so they're just going to clear out the ward
T1,
for
let's
now.
go.
But
Okay.
it does mean the reason why you'll see top
Wow,
laners do
Nautilus
this
is going heal.
specifically
That's crazy.
is they're like, oh, we don't care if you gank us. It's really not that big of a deal.
드레이븐인데
instead,
노틸러스가
save
힐을
your
간다?
ward in the bottom lane. Save it for when the junglers are likely going
그
to be
정도를 요즘
ganking
힐
you
메타라는
around
거죠.
that 4-minute mark,
So,
so that
you
can be
have to go heal
prepared
because
and
enemy
read the
team's
play.
gonna go heal.
Makes it so you're able to poke them down very effectively in the early stages.
Ay, ay, ay,
And if
ay,
Jackie Love and
ay.
Hong can't get
They should
aggressive
have
in this
nerfed
bottom
heal.
lane,
They should have
it is
nerfed
going to
heal.
be very difficult. And traditionally, that's where I'd look towards the jungle and be like, okay, well, you want to have something that can, you know, facilitate these plays, try and be that spearhead into the bottom lane to enable Jackie Love to follow up. But Kiana
Yeah, a
is
lot of
very good at
Dravens do
dealing
that, by the
damage,
way.
but is not
This
very
way you
good
could
at setting
actually
up,
have
so a huge amount
2
of rest on
axes.
the head of
Oh, he
Hong
actually
to
doesn't
see
have
if
his
he
2
can
axes.
find
One
these
sec, let me
crucial
change
hooks
my overlay.
when Kanavi makes his way down to the bottom lane.
Earlier I mentioned that I expected Kanavi
도끼를 이게
to
2개를
start on the top side of
돌리면서
the
라인을
jungle.
복귀할 수
However,
있는데
he's he's actually transitioned over towards what we just saw
두 개
Jack do,
돌리지
though, helping
못했죠.
him take out
레드를
that red
때리면서
buff. so that he doesn't have to go for an early base is very much what I expect. Meaning that he's passing towards the
근데
top
저게
side.
레드를 때리면서 도끼 타이밍 재면은 도끼 2개 돌리면서 라인전 들어갈 수 있거든요.
I think
그거
Kanavi
얘기하는
just
겁니다.
needs to try and avoid Owner. This is what we saw in the Anyone's Legend game, where Owner just end up syncing up with Tarzan and making it really difficult
Doran's
for
just
the
absolutely
Kiana to
winning out
actually
on
be
the straight.
effective in any of these lanes because the
Not
Pantheon
anymore,
is so
though.
strong in
Hold
these
on.
early ganks. So if top esports are able to desync Kanavi, maybe there is a chance where he can actually get access to the bottom lane when T1 are not on that side of the map.
And you can see in the first couple of games, Owner's performance versus Kanavi, just a much better showing so far from the T1
Kanavi,
jungler. More than 80% of the overall kills scored by the team has been doing exactly the job that they need him to do, and has been controlling those early games as well.
Kanavi getting a little bit gapped, not gonna lie.
Just shows he's getting that value early.
정글 차이.
He absolutely was, and he really has been the heart of T1 throughout this year. That's why at this World Championship so much praise has been recognized and given to so many of the other members because of how much they've stepped up. But so much of this year's accomplishments by T1 have largely been driven by Owner, who so far in this series has been spectacular.
Doran now could be the target, knocked up into the air.
I think
by
he's fine though.
369
He has
Kanavi.
flash. He has a flash.
the
Kanavi's
river to
okay.
try
Nice,
to lock him down.
nice.
Decimating smash.
Ah,
won't
not
matter.
nice, not nice,
It's
not nice.
first blood
Okay.
to Kanavi
It's okay.
and top esports.
Great patience
키아나가
from
근데
Kanavi,
딜이 진짜 많이
waiting
저게
for
말이
the
돼?
flash from Doran
키아나's
before
damage
he
makes
committed
no
the
sense,
root,
by the way.
allowing him to then
Okay, Mr.
get the
Faker.
additional
Auto
W
attacking to
into
that.
Q.
One more
Scream
Q, one more
getting
Q.
very dangerously
와
low.
평타한테
You're back away.
도우면은 잡았는데 the execute from Mel is disgusting by the way. 멜이 저게 처형이 있어가지고 패시브가 개다리죠.
Faker,
템프가.
no mana to work with, only 400 HP. Kanavi
No
still
flash
has
from
flash,
Kanavi? No,
but
he doesn't
Faker has
flash.
Owner, so that means the top esports have no play to make.
And this is what I was talking about. If Kanavi
Nice
ever runs
ult,
into
Fevy.
Owner,
Oh
it's
my
a
gosh.
difficult time because that burst damage from the Pantheon plus the tankiness makes it very difficult for Kanavi in the 1v1 and 2v2s. But still, nice gank in towards the top side. Means that Kanavi
Junglers, both
back,
channels
pick
are
up his
back
right
at the
Dirk
same
and be in a
time.
very good spot as he continues out onto the map.
Kanavi going to interrupt the back from Owner.
Yeah, Owner losing half HP there.
Oh,
Solar Snare
Kanavi.
does not hit the
Hold
Kiana.
up.
Owner has to throw up the shield.
Nice
Get a
W
little
from
bit of extra
Faker to
distance and
deflect
walk away
the
from this one.
Q.
Meanwhile, bottom side, Jackie and Hong going to be forced back underneath that tier 1
So
turret.
Renata Ash is
Keria
laning
and
pretty well.
Gumayushi having a fine time against this Draven bottom.
So you asked Flowers, what is it that we want to see from top esports? And for me, it was very much about Kanavi being proactive on the map. And the fact that he's already secured first blood is a great start, but I want to see him translate that pressure towards that bottom side of the map. Draven as a champion needs to be accelerated, simply tied to his passive. He is relatively short range later into the game. In those hyper late games, he becomes very difficult to execute as the late game threats increase. The mid game is where he spikes, and you want to support that passive to allow him to spike effectively.
I don't think top esports are in a position to help Jackie Love at the moment, though. You can look at the reset coming through from Kanavi. He just cleared out his bottom side jungle before going for the reset, which means he can't actually get involved in the bottom lane. And now he's going to be moving back up towards this top side of the map as well.
이렇게
So
라인전을
across
그때
the
애쉬를
board, it means that
하다가
top esports
일반적으로
are putting a little bit
해주면
more pressure
아무래도
on the top side.
드레이븐이
Now, it does mean
기운이 안 줄
369
수밖에
going to be able
없는데
to punish Doran in the
I
position
mean,
that he's in.
Draven is such
But
a
unless you can get
it's
another
a champion
kill
that
for this
needs
Kiana
like
on
an
the top
early
side,
lead.
it means that Jackie Love is just
But
gonna
it's hard, you
continue
have a
to
heal
struggle to
Nautilus.
Another nice route there with the solar
You have a heal
snare.
Nautilus.
Fourth
Maybe if that was a
Faker sets
pike,
up
I'm not
so
even
well to
joking. Like
combine with
like
the
an
radiant
ignite
volley,
pike,
hit just
yes.
all of those projectiles
점화 파이크 같은
immediately
걸로
for the
그냥
follow-up.
라인전 두드려
Faker is
부실
playing a
생각을
very
했어야
low amount of
되는데
health, but Cream
노틸러스면은
doesn't really
그랩을
have the mana to
해도
try to punish him. Faker needs to flash away there as Cream goes between
Nice flash for
worlds.
Faker,
Hits
he
level
survives
6,
for those
wants to
things.
immediately drop that
Holy
ult to
moly,
get the
that
flash
ult.
out of Faker.
Oh my
Now in
gosh,
the
he
top
might be dead
side,
again.
Ornhorn coming in. Doran's gonna get dove. He tries to pop the shield.
Wait, Orin's dead!
But 369 will fall too. It's a 1-for-1 here in the top
오른이
lane.
높은 레스라서 도란 잘했다, 도란 잘했다.
Kanavi making
Good job,
sure this
Doran.
Kiana can continue to get the kills, and this was the trade-off that we were talking about. Top esports needed to invest time on the top half for Kanavi, and they do
Top
get
wave's
the
good
kill.
too.
I mean, normally we see players not really invested into trying to camp Sion, but the fact that Kanavi is the one picking up all
Good
these
death.
kills, he's built
Oh,
up a very
he missed the
healthy lead,
cannon.
and the beauty of
It's
this
okay,
wave
enemy
is
team
it's now
missed the cannon
pushing
too. At
towards
least he got the extra.
369, so it doesn't matter.
경험치는
He doesn't have
먹었잖아,
his TP
한 잔에.
available, but it also especially
상대로
doesn't
대포
matter
못
because he's
먹었습니다.
pathing towards the bot side of the map. The Draven going to be the one to send up
they're
towards
stopping it.
top, secure that wave, and also
야,
be in a
왜냐면
position to
오른이
contest the grub spawning in
텔포가
the middle.
없어가지고 걸어 올라갔으면은 저 웨이브를 저렇게 빨리 밀어버리는 사이언.
Owner already hitting his.
타는
He'll be
건
able to
똑같죠.
move up towards the top
So they're
half,
actually
look
swapping
towards his
it, but
big ultimate
as you
for the
can
available fights,
see,
and Cream has already burned Faker's
Pantheon Steal
Now, Faker
is doing the
does
top
have that reflect.
top
Always got to keep that in
caps.
mind. But if
And he's gonna be
Kanavi
popping
can
both
find
sides.
Faker in these fights, there is enough
So I
burst
wonder if they're gonna
damage to
just do
set up
Dragon here
alongside
like
Jackie
early,
Love
like
to very
Ashen
quickly erase the
Renatar
T1
looting.
member off the
애쉬라스타가 안 올라오고
we don't
판테온이
see a
탑에
lot of Mel
있는
in
캠프를
professional
먹으면서
play, but rebuttal is on the
바텀으로
same
돌 수도
level as
있거든요.
something like
사이언
a
놔두고.
Yasuo wind wall
이렇게
with
되면
just
이제 용을
how
먹을 확률이
teamfight
있다는 거지.
warping it can be with the proper timing.
And then maybe
Keria
enemy team just
going
gonna
to
get
go ahead
Void
and clear out the vision
That could
from
happen,
Top
or we could
Esports
just
in this
try to
Drake
contest the
Void.
Void
Doesn't
Grubs.
look like
It seems
anybody's
like
really
our
concerned
bot
trying to
side
go after that objective
isn't moving though.
here in the immediate future.
Gumayushi
Considering
carries
those
not
Grubs
moving.
are only 30 seconds away. 369 down here in the bottom lane.
애쉬 사기처럼
Does still have a
보인다.
little bit of
애쉬
a timer
메가
left on the
진짜 사기야.
cooldown
애쉬
there for the
메가
unleashed teleport. Same story
상대
can be
정글
told for
위치를
Doran,
너무
who
잘
is still up in
보여주기도
the
하고
top lane near that grub pit.
라인전도 사기고
But I would
뭐
think
사기가
that 369
헌터도 그냥
should have
궁만
the summoner
딸깍해서
ready
궁
to go
맞추면은
to
그냥
join the
한 명
grub
자르고
fight if
시작이라서.
that's what Top Esports wants. Remember, they've claimed all 3 grubs in the first 2 games so far.
Jackie Love ticks over to level
Ash
6.
broken.
Gumayushi been sitting on that for a little while, of course. The Ash
Strong
arrow
lane,
will be something I'll be keeping my eyes
good
on,
utility,
especially if you
crazy
use it
team
in
fighting.
conjunction with Ona's ultimate.
뚜벅이.
Yet to see Ona have much
그러긴
impact
하지.
in this early game, but with the
There it
level
is,
6
they're doing
himself and the
Dragon.
Dragon being started off,
Boy
this will
Grubs
be
and
the
Dragons
first
traded them in
objective
this
of the
case.
game, and T1 is looking to secure it.
Yeah, just the trades with Top Esports being in a better position on the top side of the map. T1 happy to look for this.
take this. I think we
And they
take
should
this.
be able to continue what has been basically the Dragon stacking for them all series long.
이런 건 나쁘지 않습니다.
The
전파
ability
보셨잖아요.
to translate for
용을
these team
빨리빨리
fights later
먹고
as the game goes on.
굉장히 이득을 많이 본 모습이고요.
369 just going to try to keep
Gumayushi
Gumayushi away as much as he can. Meanwhile, topside, Kanavi looking for maybe another opportunity. No, goes ahead and takes the recall as Hong and Jackie Love are going
아
after
이거
Doran.
진짜 죽으면 안 돼.
Sion
아
is the
진짜
focus
도란.
here in
Oh my
this
gosh,
game.
remember his
Knock
Rek'Sai?
him low.
탑에서 드레이미 너? 렉사이. 진짜 이거 진짜 저거 죽으면은 1000골드 넘게 먹을걸? Draven has been stacking for 9 minutes. Only like 1k gold. If he dies. 영어권에서도 드래곤이라고 하네.
He doesn't know this, but Kanavi is on the top side
선생님
of the map.
드래곤이 영어잖아요.
Pay that Sion a visit.
아니
looking to try and
선생님
cover, though, and this is gonna be the
한국어를
job that
용이라고
Kerry's been
하는
up
거고.
to all of this early game has been making sure he can be in positions where Top Esports are trying to
두분
make
키우면
plays.
못
And
이긴다.
he's going to look for the reset and the wave
그치,
starting to push in.
TS는 이제
369.
진짜 드레이븐 조합을 꺼낸 거지.
Yeah,
저건.
Gumayushi making sure he takes
Gumayushi,
this
look
trade
at the
as
damage
long as he can take it.
Orin
Since there's
is
nothing
Orin.
369 can do
Just
in
walking
retaliation.
out.
Green
Faker,
wants Faker.
no!
Kanavi goes in.
W!
Kanavi takes a lot of damage from the turret, but he gets his man.
Oh, Mr. Runner, can you get him? Okay, nice!
Flashes for the point blank Q. So the
그래,
Kanavi
그래,
cannot
그래.
escape.
이러면
It's a
괜찮아,
1
이러면
for 1.
괜찮아요.
But it's
This is
3
fine,
to
this is
2
fine.
for Top Esports. They'll claim the feat of
Faker doesn't have his ulti
Owner
weapon.
with the cover, make sure
Oh,
that he's
the
able to
ult
get
from
one back,
Draven
but
to
still,
stop the recall,
it's
that's annoying.
Kanavi who is constantly looking for these dives. He is so much more active in this game.
Kanavi making his presence felt. Hong vicious
Steal
for a hook onto
cover,
Hona, a very
Ash.
dangerous
Hey,
fight to take.
some defensive
especially
items
given
coming
the
through
health
from Guma.
discrepancy that we're seeing from Cream right
I mean,
now.
Tikiana and
Kanavi
Draven,
is
I think, still
snowballing
kept his fine.
so quickly though. Already he has completed the
신발을
Profane
올려버렸는데
Hydra.
나쁘지 않죠? 드레이븐이랑
Kiana is
키아나라서.
getting accelerated. It's what we wanted to see. Top Esports, they need to keep this momentum going if they want to start the reverse sweep.
Kanavi and Tarzan being those 2 big LPL junglers throughout all of 2025.
피바 드레이븐이
Kanavi now
진짜
on this Kiana.
장인들의
He's
빌드라서.
5-1 now, I believe, with
No
in
carry.
professional
Okay,
play this
thank
year.
God he warded
So
that fish.
now we'll see.
Holy,
with all
I'm
the
so scared
money,
that Draven's
with the
gonna
carry
like
opportunity in
cash
his
in for like
pocket,
1,000
can he be the
gold.
one to keep
Oh,
this
they're
series
looking,
alive
they're
for
looking.
Top
Oh my
Esports,
gosh, they don't even
who are
want the
now
minions.
again looking for a dive, this time onto
이건
Gumayushi.
죽었다.
Hong wants to try to get away from the turret, but it's
Oh,
a 1
thank
for
goodness.
1.
Okay,
Guma doesn't
Guma
have
got one.
damage
Draven
to
gonna
make
get
an
the
even
kill.
trade.
Thank you.
But Top
Thank
Esports are
you.
continuously happy to make these
Thank you,
plays
thank
work.
you. 아,
They're
저거
getting
드림을
the kills for
먹었으면 큰일 났는데
Kanavi,
정말
but they're
다행입니다.
crucially getting the kill on the laner, which means you're
Kanavi
not
yoinking
getting
it.
that same
와,
experience level
저걸
on towards the
드레이븐한테
individuals on
안 간 게
T1.
너무 진짜
And it's critically not
TS는
on
실수네
the
저거는.
Draven. Jackie Love doesn't get the chance
Yeah,
to
1 for 1
cash in on
Gumayushi
all
doesn't
those
mind
stacks.
it. Especially because
240 nearly now.
Draven didn't
For
cash
this
in.
Draven, really would like to get paid and cash out on some of those.
Hey, I mean, there are small optimizations, but Top Esports is definitely making stuff happen, which is more than can be said from what we've seen from them
Someone
so
killed
far
Draven
in
in
this
game.
series. Top Esports want to keep this momentum going. Kanavi hovering around the middle lane. Ona has been continuing to farm through his jungle. He's got a sizable
Kiana's quite fed,
CS
y'all.
advantage, a bit of
I'd
an
rather have a
XP
fed
lead
Kiana
over
than a fed
Kanavi.
Draven, though.
And the gold overall largely remains even because Gumayushi on the side lane has been farming up those plates.
Oh, the exhaust is up for Keria? That's
Jackie has
huge.
finally been able to close.
Exhausting to Kiana is so nice.
Already an item and a half in though before a lot of people have completed their first. This Kian is incredibly strong, but it is going to be a case of trying to find value in these fights.
멜로 어떻게 라인전 저렇게 잘하지? 이거 브리드하고.
Ultimate, work around the rebuttal on Faker.
그러니까 CS를 지금 오히려 리드하고 있는 페이커 선수 모습이고요. Faker's actually leading in CS by the way. And pushing Cream back. W 타이밍을 되게 잘 잡으려는 뭔가 이십니다.
back to the Belveth that he played for JDG in 2023, saying I will be the carry, I can do it. Wasn't successful then. But now, with the tournament life on the line, he wants once more to be the carry for his team.
Faker is just so good, man.
He's looking for
Okay,
Faker
I need to
yet
stick
again.
blazing Faker. He's gonna die.
Grass enchantment for the invisibility, but he's not gonna find the angle. Doesn't have the range. Solar snare. Also, not quite the range to catch up to Kanavi there as Owner is
Kanavi walks in the bush,
jungle.
then Faker's gonna R.
But if you're top esports, if you're Kanavi, you have to know that the bottom lane priority has belonged to T1, so that bottom half of the jungle is not
Yup, Kanavi looking around.
Very, very good reads. Kanavi will get a few little scraps of the Raptor camp.
He's getting some morsels.
Chicken nuggets.
오너 선수가 키를 많이 못 먹었지만 골드 차이가 막 그렇게까지는 않은 건 아니죠. 4 kills to 1 kill, but it's like what, 800 gold?
Now finished for Faker. Top esports, will they feel confident enough to go for this early fight?
Because of the CS gap.
As Top esports is
오늘 actually has equal CS to like a laner. 지금 라이너급으로 CS를 잘 먹고 있는 정글이죠.
So if you're T1 and you want to try to grab
오히려
one of those instead of go for
사이언보다
the
잘
big, well,
먹었어.
the problem is you're not getting a whole lot of a great chance to do it. 369 still holding the fort up there in the top lane. Now for T1, you do have teleport available on Doran, but there's no teleport for 369.
네, 레나타가 진짜 픽인 것 같은데 우리 조합이. I think Renata pick is just so broken. Look at that. Like, I'm gonna show you. Like, the team fight's just gonna be really impossible for TES. Because if Renata ulti,
and critically,
what can they even
369's
do?
teleport now is
this.
available yet again. So top esports, they're going to try to commit everybody to this. Doran has already teleported into the area first, but Ornn's about to arrive into the mid lane. T1 get engaged on. Hong's ready to go in.
Oh, that W from Faker was atrocious.
Tries to keep him alive. Carry is staying up.
Oh, that W was atrocious. Oh, Faker lives for a long time. Oh my gosh, Guma is just taking down Jackie
And top esports have already lost 3 men.
아니 방금 멜 W가 너무 일찍 들어가서 큰일 나는 줄 알았는데. But 멜 W was so early, I was so confused there. Oh crap. He's not even gonna flash because he's dead. 플래시 써서 사라져 이게 해주내기 때문에 그래 안 쓰는 모습인 거. I mean, look at this carry out. Oh, that ulti. Look at that. 아니 저기에서 드레이븐이 그냥 폭딜을 넣어야 되는 타이밍에서 클렌즈를 살짝 늦게 쓴 느낌이죠. He cleansed a little bit late. 그만이시 just immediately just flashing onto the Draven. 드레이븐 도끼가 한 두세 개 돌리고 있는 상황이 아니면은 왜?
We're not done though. It's a pick coming in for top esports. They find Carrier
No,
in the
can we get Hong though? No, Cream is TPing. I think Faker's in danger himself.
Now
Actually.
Faker with a rebuttal. Hong still manages to close the distance here with the dread line, but Owner's ready
Okay,
to show
doesn't
off
matter.
and offer a little bit of
Owner's here.
assistance. Cream
Crème
in
has a
some
flash. I think
danger
Crème has
now.
flash.
There's the execution. There's the damage. There's T1. Owner and Faker
Crème?
get one back as top
Krispy
esports
Kreme,
are
where's
still
the
on
flash?
retreat. Hong now
He's
stunned up by
flashing
the
next season.
Pantheon.
이러면
Little
다
bit more
잡았지.
damage from a point blank comet spear.
나이스!
And Owner's unstoppable. Top
아니 근데 이거
esports
전령은
take the
먹혀도
Herald in the
괜찮습니다.
meantime,
It's
but
fine.
it's more kills over to T1.
드레이븐 개망이고 Draven hasn't been able to actually capitalize on his passive.
Whereas the rest of Jackie Love and the rest were trying to move in towards that topside jungle to find the plays.
Owner in the enemy jungle stacking up his comet spears was waiting to see if Kanavi would just greedily jump over the wall and try to start the blue buff. Kanavi finds him there.
노틸러스가 거지예요.
coming in. Big collision on Jackie Love and Gumayushi.
Dora.
Picks up the free payday.
No flash on the Draven
우리 탑
means
돌아.
that T1 can simply run
Doran's been playing so well this series.
No, Kanavi.
Oh, Kanavi just hooks from the air.
Wow!
아니 오너 뭐야? Pantheon broken champion, please nerf this champion. What the hell, bro?
As owner tanks up
Okay.
369 for the time being.
Guma's in trouble though. I think he's gonna be able to. Oh, he's fine.
Tries to jump in. Kobayushi about to die. The bailout will not save him.
Yo,
Top Esports,
Doran's
they
that
need
too.
more
Everyone dies.
now. Cream wants to get out, but the solar snare
Oh,
locks him
thankfully
up.
the
Faker
kill
gets
didn't
the
go over to
return
Draven
kill
again.
as Faker
Draven
and
has like
Carry
no
a
stacks
duel with
though.
Hong and 369. A
Triple kill
to Yarn, as that will be the execution to the golden eclipse for
아니
Faker to take
대박이었네.
out Hong.
2,000 골드 차이야.
Made its way to the
Faker's
Rift as
2K
both
gold ahead
teams
of Chris
have
the
taken
Cream.
the gloves off. Top Esports don't want to walk away with nothing, so they bring the fight to T1. It ends up considering the goal deficit quite good for them finding a couple of kills. The problem is it's the Ornn getting the shutdowns. 1,000 goals secured by 369 after he
오늘
takes
좀
out
매일 솔랭
Owner,
주의보
but
떴나
the
이거?
ulti back in
솔랭
from
돌리면
Owner,
이제
who's
매일
been having a
굉장히 많이 나오죠.
fantastic game.
요즘 애쉬 많이 나오고
6-1
있습니다.
won the
고마이슈
scoreline.
선수가
Let's look
애쉬로
back as this is started
굉장히 활약을
by
잘하고 있어요.
Kanavi getting caught.
They started horribly because they've just lost.
오른이 킬 먹은 건데 오른이 근데 킬을 먹을 수밖에 없는 상황이 아니었나.
Think maybe, hang
The thing
on,
is,
we
Ornn
don't
had
wanna
to
be
get the
around here
kills.
as Top Esports look to collapse. 369 gets a good Ornn ultimate to set up for Hong.
Oh, look at
and
Ornn, just
Cream
1v2.
to go for the in-between worlds. But as you
Like,
call
even
it,
if he
Benny,
didn't get the,
it's
like,
all this extra gold
nobody was
going
able
on
to
towards
actually
the
get
burn from
kills.
369, taking that one. Cream then gets
그러니까 오른이
focused
먹을
down as
수밖에 없는
Faker
상황이긴
comes
해.
in through that bottom side.
Ornn
And it's
has
just
to carry
369 getting so much of this gold.
The TP in from Faker towards the Raptor pit. He pushed out that top wave.
Mel
He
is
arrived
broken.
behind
What do you
and
mean?
provided
She
the
can
much
just
needed
R
damage to help
and
get
then
a few
one
kills
shot
back
Ornn
for
like that.
T1, but we return to the Rift as they push on the
아니
top
매
side.
근데
Kanavi
토영이
goes in,
진짜
but his ultimate
사기구나.
doesn't get a lot. Owner with the shield ready to continue the
This fight
counterattack.
is so
Hong
bad
will
for
be first to
TES.
die. Faker takes the kill, and 369's their next target. Solar snare won't hit him. Horn maybe for the counterattack.
Ornn, 4 people, but no
it is
damage
not
from
enough.
Jackie Love
T1
Draven.
still over 2,000
와
gold ahead.
드레이븐이
Whirling
지금
Death
딜이 너무
will not find a snipe.
약해요. 오른이 진짜 모든 걸 다 탱킹하면서 막 궁 4인공 맞췄는데
Cream is in the
아무것도
bottom
안
lane
된다.
with no DP available. That pressure is now even going to be matched by Doran. It won't convert into major objectives, but
Seems
T1
a bit
find themselves
overpriced.
more kills.
I don't wanna like, you know, curse the T1, but
that's exactly what it is.
or
T1
completed for
have
Gumaishu
run
as
this
well.
region for
I think
such an
Gumaishu
incredibly
doesn't work
long
is super,
time, and it
super
feels like
nice.
it's just going to be another notch
Because he's definitely
in
going to be having
Faker's
to
bedpost
cut down
as they
Ornn.
start to move forward.
앞라인 그냥 오른 노틸 때리면 되는 거라서 애쉬가 뒷라인을 때릴 필요가 없습니다. 그래서 아예 그냥 몰락한 왕의검 애쉬 나쁘지 않죠. 굉장히 좋아요.
Gumaishu and Faker are completely safe. They know they have the numbers advantage. Jackie Love is afraid to approach with the
체력 많은
collapsing
뚱땡이들
Scion,
상대로는
and it
진짜
converts
몰락한
into 2
왕의검만큼
kills for
좋은
T1.
게
There's just
없습니다.
no damage
Carrier's
there every
smiling.
single time. Like, great knock.
Feels like Slurk.
We're back to it again.
We might be fighting once more. Rift Herald
아니
summon
5천
a
골드
mid
차이
lane here
나고
from
한타
Top
망했는데
Esports.
막
But
웃으면서
T1
자켓
are
벗는
looking
그
to knock
모습이
the thing down
나왔거든요.
before it ever even gets to charge.
Carrier
Plus
was the one who
25
always got
gold,
like
might as well
super
have been a melee
invested
minion.
and like
T1
emotional and like
hold the line there, and now the
tilted and all
next
that.
Drake has spawned.
But
Whoever secures this
he
objective
changed,
will
guys.
secure
He
the
changed.
feats of strength. T1 first to the area,
What
control
happened?
over the bot side river, trying to defend
캐리어
their control
선수가
board.
그냥
Jackie
극
Love has the
F라서
axis spinning, ready to
딱
step up, try to
뭔가
clear the
되게
vision. Cream
감정적인 반응이 항상 나왔었는데 요즘은 진짜 막 웃으면서 여유가 굉장히 많이 생기는 모습이거든요. 마인드가 좀 많이 달라져. Oh my gosh, Doran just flashing immediately onto the Draven. Draven just gets one-shotted. Oh wait, I mean not Draven, Kiana. Draven's here, feviknight. Okay, Draven's gonna be having to fight out. I think he might be. Oh, Jackie Love immediately flashes on, so I think he's okay for now.
Hong is running. T1,
Oh.
they want more kills.
Owner, is he looking?
369 and Jackie
Owner's
get enough
looking,
distance to get away, but T1 have claimed the feats, claimed the Drake,
Doran just
claimed the
immediately
Tier 1
flash
turret.
ulti.
Otacon's live on the map, and T1
키아나가 너무 잘 컸는데 마킹을 너무 잘해주고 있고요. Kiana's super fan, but Doran just not allowing Kiana to play the game.
As they just see
Immediately
Cream
flash
go
ult
invisible,
Q.
thinking that might be the engage, but immediately Kerry responds, and T1 are able to
Krispy
chase
Kreme left
down
alone.
the back line as there's nothing Top Esports can do.
It's so difficult for Jackie Love to do
Jackie
anything
has to
in
flash
these fights.
out.
He was just pushed back by Doran. He was tickling this Scion as the rest of T1 handled the flank from Cream, shut down Kanavi, and won in a landslide victory. They find themselves at Soul Point.
와
They're
너무
looking to
잘하는데
go
진짜
3-0
근데 T1 너무 잘하는데? 369 just flashing. 아니 오른 방금 무슨 챔ber이지? 아 근데 슬로우 걸리기 시작하면은 지금 끝까지 맞긴 합니다. The moment you start getting auto attacked by Ashe, she gets movement speed. Approach velocity gives you the movement speed, and then her auto attack actually slows them too. 평타가 슬로우가 걸리는데 거기에다 이제 룬이 있거든요. 미스터 페이커? 살짝 위험한데? 위치가? W는 없고 미스터 페이커! 오케이! 오늘 flashing in for the revenge! 아니 저 판테온 개사기인데 승리 왜 이렇게 저조한 거야? Oh my gosh, look at this, look at this, look at this. Look at 구마유시, look at how fast he is. 이거 봐. 애쉬가 겁나 빠르죠? Oh my gosh, look at
one more volley takes him out, and Gumayushi gets it done.
T1 will not let Top Esports rest. It has been so many years that they've continued to find picks and plays.
Kanavi is in big trouble. Kanavi, oh, that Q did not connect. Oh, the R did not connect.
He goes in, he survives for
아니
now.
뭐 솔랭이야? 그냥 압도적인데? Absolute dismantle, absolute destruction.
And look at the mini map. It looks like a Christmas tree of red pings. Everybody's calling for Otacon.
Ona adds another notch to the spear as he goes to 9-1-3.
This is not
here
even
at the
close.
2025
like,
semifinals. What a monstrous series it has been from him, as the early game was going the way of Kanavi, but the rest of it has gone the way of Ona.
12 years T1 have beaten the LPL in best of fives at Worlds. 5 years Top Esports not making it to finals. 3 last years it has been T1 that have taken down 369, and it looks like that reign will continue.
And this pick onto Faker looks like the start of something. But the collapse from T1 is just so fast. Ona and Doran are there to shut down Cream. Jack11 369 trying to regroup, but they then become the targets
T1
of
confirmed
the hunt.
LPL's
The slows
father.
from Gumayushi.
Gumayushi, father of Jackilove.
Onto Jackilove as he desperately tries to escape.
아니 드림은 너무 개불쌍해. 저거 뭐야? Draven trying to run
onto
the count.
Faker costs them 2 on the escape.
애쉬 진짜 개좋네.
Ever
와우.
forward against Top Esports. T1. It's 75 seconds until the Chemtech soul
connecting, no
spawns.
problem.
Kanavi on the flank. He's
TES
got
has to just
find
win
some
a
sort
miracle
of
team
a
fight.
major redemption play. He finds a root on the carrier and nothing more. Now he's marked. Kanavi trying to do something on the side, but it's
Front to back, is this okay? I don't know, Owner's gonna die though. Owner, bailed out, redemption! Owner does go down, shutdown goes over to Jackilove! But Gumo's kiting. Hold on. Mr. Faker wasn't even there!
Faker's not even been in a fight.
What do you mean? 세상에 뭐하고 있었냐고.
Cream, the only damage really left for the side of Top Esports.
What the hell? That interrupted the dash from Orin. 와, 근데 이번에 진짜 만약에 우승을 한다면은 he's trying to stall. That way Orin's not up for the Baron, by the way. 바론이 25분에 나오는데 오른을 늦게 죽임으로써 리스폰 타이밍이 꼬이는 거죠. Orin's gonna respawn at this wrong time. So T1 can maybe look for another 45 with Orin down. It's not a BM, it's actually smart. It's 500,000 IQ. You can even apply this in solo queue. 솔랭에서도 굳이 이제 급하게 잡을 필요가 없는 상황에서는 좀 시간차를 두면서 천천히 잡는 것도 좋아요.
The AD carries
왜냐면
managing to
이제
battle
턴이
it out and
꼬이거든.
take them
그렇게
down.
되면 한
But
명이
now you
꼬이기
can see
때문에
369 just perplexed. He is trying desperately on this Ornn to find
리스폰
some
꼬이는
way to
그때
structure the fights. But
저게 막
T1 are not letting them
BM을
find their
하던가
footing.
그런 게
And
아니죠.
now Jackilove
It's not
up in
like BM or
topside.
anything, guys. We all know Faker wouldn't
I think
BM
T1
like
happy to
this.
take that fight if it comes to us.
T1 pushing their way into the top side river. Dagda, you mentioned early that lifetime record of T1 against the LPL at Worlds. Jackilove forced to flash over the wall. Doran flashing after.
Jackilove just getting destroyed by Balsi. Doran more like Balsi.
Maybe the kill from Kanavi, but no.
Doran just tanking the tower like 50 times in a row. Oh my, Faker does go down here. Oh, maybe T1 is kind of throwing. I don't know if T1's to be throwing here. No, Gumayushi-san. Booking wrong. Booking wrong in there. Okay, I think
damage as Keria, Owner, and
Doran
Doran
is
want
an
some
absolute
more.
menace.
Hong gets almost caught by the hostile takeover, but it's 369 focused instead. T1, their carries might be down, but they still find another kill. Doran goes
Look at that 실버
Doran. 3 remaining men on T1.
아니 도란 괴물이 안
369 survives for so long.
Doran
but
is
it's
a
only so he can
Pokemon
shed
monster,
more
man.
tears.
Lure
as
accurate
T1
style, lure accurate
continue
style.
to buckle the
You know,
knees
in
of
the
top
lore, like
esports.
Shine is
There's
gigantic, by the
little
way.
that they
He's
can do in
fucking
this scenario. They just
huge.
don't have enough damage.
I mean, top esports are coming very
Doran
close in
was
a number
tanking,
of these fights.
casually
But as
tanking
you said,
during the
Dagger,
tower shots.
they're just a little too
Dagger
behind in the
flashing
goal.
out fun.
Very forced play comes through from
Three-many.
T1.
Oh.
A nice execution onto Faker. Ends up being
No.
traded with Kanavi. Meanwhile, underneath the tower here, you've got Doran and Ona tanking so many tower shots. Cream with a good ulti.
I thought this was kind of a
with a good
throw here.
ulti of his own, but then Cream
Okay, it
closes
is
the gap
technically
too
a throw
much.
because you're
The
ahead and you're
target
trading
focus
kills
from
with a team that's super
T1 allows
behind.
them to get the kill onto
However,
Cream,
it's totally
and
fine,
then it's
guys.
just a
Now they
retreat
don't have
from the
some.
side of top esports.
상대가 근데 드레이븐이 플래시가 없어서 다음 한타 때 좀 노리면은 상대가 뚫지도 못할걸? And they can't even get through this area with Doran just sitting in the C bush like that.
They eliminated AL in the quarters. They're about to
Oh,
eliminate
look
top
at that. He's
esports
just
in the
zoning.
semifinals.
He's gonna die.
takes the arrow, and there's no way he's getting away from that
Carry
one.
on.
The Baron secured
Okay.
by T1.
Kill secured, guys.
There's no neutral objectives to care about on the map right now, and there's 35 seconds until the enemy jungler is back alive.
T1 and eliminations at Worlds are just a different beast altogether, and top esports are all too familiar with it.
I mean, this is like the
Quarterfinals,
hydrogen bomb and the
semifinals,
coughing
it does
baby.
not matter. T1 only see victory.
T1 with
Hydrogen bomb vs coughing baby. Like, what happened, man? I thought TES was actually gonna pull back a game at least.
Continuing their push straight through that mid lane inhibitor. Sidewaves not really set up for a successful multi-lane push. So T1's just gonna keep going straight for the Nexus. Here comes the grand
Doran Jackie Love ADC POV just getting older than one-shotted by ADC tank Sion, by the way. 아니 도란의 사이언은 진짜 무슨
T1, it's only the mid laner left. They'll get the final kill. And yet again, the highest peaks of the LPL are nearly
T1 makes it to the finals. T1 made it to the finals.
Faker
Cursing
and T1 have set the stage.
T1, one more best of fives. We win one more best of fives, and then we win it again. We win it again. Back to back to back to back.
Define excellence.
Guma, Yushi, Keria, Faker, Owner, Doran, all of them played above
to the world final
and beyond.
8 out of the 10 times Faker has made it to Worlds, he has now made it to finals. An 80% appearance rate is absurd.
아니 근데
at this
Faker's
level of competition,
like how does Faker do it every single time? How? I was sure for this time, this year. It looked fucking doomed. I wasn't even sure if it could beat IG. 플레인에서 IG도 못 꺾을 것 같았거든. 되게 불안했습니다. 솔직히 말해서. 80%로 지금 롤드컵 결승을 지금 진출을.
블루에이드 YGK 멤버십 가입 환영합니다. They try the last representative of the LPL in their own house in Shanghai as they once
LCK
again
vs LCK
walk into
in
the
China.
wall that is T1 and Faker at Worlds.
And it's just another notch for T1, and it really hammers home again that we are in the I don't know how many era of T1.
Standing ovation.
The goat.
Standing ovation. What a series.
Yeah.
For him, right?
I mean,
It
wasn't much of a series, but great for T1. And I think the big difference, like in terms of like actual analysis of this series, came from nullifying Kanavi in the jungle, right? Because you saw whenever TES were trying to make plays, T1 was there stymieing them at every turn.
I mean, I just think it's another incredible performance from T1. You just can't say enough. 4 straight World Finals, ridiculous. 8 out of 10 times Faker has made World Finals when he goes. He's now going for his 6th World Championship. it is just unmatched. It will never be matched. He's so far beyond the game to me that
아니 근데 진짜 Faker's almost 30, guys. Imagine, wrap your head around that. He's almost 30.
Yeah, and we were talking about it just here before, right? It is such a long
지금
career, and you've
30살
had to come up with
돼가고 있는데
markers
이거
for him over and over. It was the young
언제까지
upstart
하는
that
거야?
won worlds. That
What do
was
you
the start
mean?
of a dynasty. It was
Best
the T1
millionaire in the
dynasty
world.
with the back-to-back victories.
2025.
It was the unkillable Demon King. It was the captain that led his team when the rest of his team
Faker,
fell short. It was
still
the
got
other
it?
way around when the rest of his team stood in for him and made him shine as well.
Top
into
3 this
now,
year is all
this
LCK.
narrative that was slumbering already with
My
beating the
region.
LPL, but in the last
Let's
couple of
go.
years, specifically in
Korea.
2023, going through
Korea.
that bracket, showing that the
Yuki cooked
LPL
an
was
Omega
no match
meme
for
at
him at
feviknight.
Worlds,
Okay,
and that he
let me
does
check.
it again in this bracket today.
And to me, it's now about the longevity. It's about the fact that he has become
What
the
does this
timeless
mean?
one. You know, he is someone who just
What is this?
never is seeming to
Hold
fade,
on.
is always
Let me
able
show
to
chat.
maintain
Let me
that
show chat.
level. And it's just a beautiful thing to see.
Yeah, I mean, I think I'm glad you brought up in sport because I feel like we were just having this conversation walking down the street the other
What
day
is it?
where we
What
were
is-
like, who
what
is
is
the
it?
faker of like Bled?
Huh?
There is no faker,
Faker?
of any other
Throws?
traditional sport that we can
Doran,
think of. Like
Guma,
we
you
started
should
with
carry a
esports,
owner.
we moved to traditional sports. Nothing really came to mind off the rip. And that just shows how dominant he is. And the most impressive thing is something we brought up.
But
there you go. At the beginning of the day
The
was how many
timeless one.
times he's had to reinvent himself.
Where is this from?
To stay
Is it
relevant.
that? I don't know
This
which manga
Mel
this
pick
is
kind of coming out of nowhere.
But
Where is
I
this
want to draw
from?
it past Faker, right? Because obviously
timeless
everything will
one?
always
Yeah.
gravitate towards him, but we also need to be the last time that T1
Pine
was in
Pine,
the World
Dragon
Finals
Ball.
was
Oh my gosh,
2021.
I
It
don't
was
know
EDG
Dragon
versus
Ball. I'm
DK.
sorry, chat.
Back
I
then,
never watched
that
Dragon
was the
Ball.
debut of the four-man core that stands to this day.
I grew up watching
Keria,
Naruto.
Yumayushi, and Owner. And I think that
Ninja.
even today, we also need to highlight again, and I'm not here trying to dig on Doran. I think he actually had a great series. His work has been solid so far.
Oh, they're gonna
But
interview him.
that
Neither, yeah.
three-man
It's surprising,
unit for me is something that
at the
we keep
Pokemon meme.
going
Okay,
back to the stability of
Okay, I know
Yumayushi,
Pokemon.
the carry potential of Keria, the way he takes over games, and Owner, who just is one of the most reliable junglers that we have seen here, as my boy Doran, or I say our boy Doran, getting the highest damage in the game as well.
Hopefully from this game and this performance, people stop criticizing
That core
Doran.
that you're talking about,
I don't know, Doran did have some shaky
inarguable. They have
performances.
to be in the
Don't get me
greatest
wrong.
for their position ever.
But like,
these kind of
I don't
talks
even know.
because
He's probably
they
playing
are
weak
there
side.
for
You guys
so
gotta
many World
understand.
Finals in
Weak
a row.
side top
Even though they
is
did
feels
it
hard.
in a much more condensed amount of
Playing weak side
time,
of game
they have accomplished more than many of the greatest players ever did in a full decade.
He was
Absolutely,
eating
and now
turtles,
they are
yeah.
playing another grand final just
Tank of
next
Legends?
week. And since you didn't want to celebrate Doran,
oh,
he is
hey,
standing
don't
by
throw me under the bus.
Yeah, he's standing by on stage for the Verizon
goat.
post-game
Okay, chat.
interview where
Do we
he will be
post
talked
this
to
one?
by Candace, if my eyes don't deceive me.
Look at it.
再一次恭喜
LPL into
获得
T1
本场比赛的胜利。我们邀请到的是 T1 的上单选手
Okay,
Doran，
interview.
也有请他和大家打声招呼。
먼저 인사 한마디 부탁드리겠습니다. Say hi to the fans.
안녕하세요. T1 탑라이너 도란입니다.
Hi, this is T1's top laner Doran.
选手，今年我们世界赛的主题是争者留其名，而多兰选手，你的名字也即将会出现在全球总决赛决赛的舞台上。你即将登上那一个所有选手都梦寐以求的舞台，这也是你职业生涯第一次
Pokemon
踏上决赛舞台。
Yo, click like forget the
而
bots
召
of Charlie
会
Fish
奖杯就在
Let
你
me
的
turn
身
up the
后，
sound a little bit for
同
Doran.
样的也是近在
인터뷰
咫
때만
尺。
되면 소리가
所
좀
以
작은
你
것 같아.
此刻有怎样的感想呢？
먼저 승리 축하드립니다.
Congratulations on the victory. This year's Worlds theme was Name Etched in Battle, and this is also your very first Worlds Finals of your career. With the championship trophy now so close, what kind of feelings do you have at this moment?
입장하면서 트로피를 봤는데 너무 가슴이 벅찼고 꼭 저거를 갖고 싶다라는 마음이 많이 들어서 오늘 열심히 했던 것 같습니다.
What should I caption it?
When I was making my way to the stage,
I don't know
I
what
was
to
able
caption.
to see the trophy, the Summoner's Cup, and I really, really want to have it in my hands. That made me want to play even better, even harder
类型的
today.
英雄， 但是在今天的这一场比赛当中，当队伍需要的时候，你依旧会拿出自信的战士类的英雄。所以，当你拿出不同类型英雄的时候，会有怎样不同的心态呢？
In previous matches, Doran, you're often playing tank champions, but today when the team needed it, you brought out the bruiser champions. How different does it feel to play these different types of champions? What kind of mindset do you switch back and forth?
메타라고 생각했기 때문이고 또 상황에 따라 필요한 챔프들 언제든지 다 꺼낼 수 있다고 생각해서 마음가짐은 카밀 같은 경우에는 탱커와는 다르게 좀 상황을 만들어줘야겠다는 마인드로 임했던 것 같습니다.
I've been playing a lot of champions because it is the tank champion meta on the top lane, but I'm always ready to play different type of champions when the situation needs me to play different.
I mean, the Camille was amazing.
The
Camille
mindset that I
was the
had
game.
when I was playing Camille, I was like, unlike other tank champions, I should be able to set things up for my team as well.
两种英雄都发挥得非常的好。
Okay, guys,
我还记得你在刚刚加入 T1 的时候，曾经在直播当中说，一切就好像是梦一样。现在我坐在了 T1 的基地当中，而你也未曾辜负这一份机遇。面对重重的压力，你不断的证明自己，也让大家记住了这一个 T1 多兰。所以你觉得自己加入 T1 之后，给你带来最大的改变会是什么呢？
I still remember when you first joined T1 and you said on your stream that it feels like a dream. I cannot still believe that I'm actually sitting in T1's facility. And since then, you have worked so hard in order to make everyone to remember the name T1 Doran. What do you think has changed the most since joining T1?
Please, Doran has to win, guys. I'm sorry, BDD.
좀 마음의 여유가 없었는데
BDD 선수한테 정말 죄송하지만 도란 선수는 정말 우승해야 되거든요.
또 그런 것들이 지금 이렇게 월드 결승을 진출하는 그런 성과를 이룬 것 같습니다.
우여곡절이 많이 있었는데 진짜 다 왔어. 진짜. We're almost there. There were ups and downs. There was a lot of drama.
Time
like Zeus and Doran,
focus on what's next. You know, I was so stressed out
People
by
still
every single
criticizing
result.
Doran every
But
single time he makes a single mistake.
I was able to see how mentally strong my teammates are, and I
Doran
was
has
able to
always
learn
been
so
kind
much
of an
from them.
iffy
And
question
with that,
mark.
I was able to make it to the World's Finals.
But, I mean, today, look at him. He's just 1v9ing on the Camille. He's 1v9ing on the Orin.
在燃烧着自己，同样的也守卫了 T1 的荣耀。那现在你们即将步入决赛的舞台，你有什么想要对这一些并肩同行的
The
队
way
友
Doran
们
plays
说
is
的
a
呢？
bit different than Zeus. I think a lot of people kind of
Throughout
compare him
this
to
year,
Zeus.
in T1
Just a
sports
different player,
comms,
different player style.
T1 players and coaches have always been there encouraging you. But today, you gave it everything you had, defending T1's honor with your own strength. What message would you like to share with the team?
네, 1년 동안 너무 힘든 순간도 많았지만 지금까지 같이
T1 is so greedy trying to get World Cup 6 times. Some regions haven't even gotten in for NA.
모든 걸 쏟아부어서 꼭 일주일 후에 뽑고 있으면 좋겠습니다.
Okay.
We have gone through so many
Yeah, I mean, I do
this
kind of
year,
feel bad.
but we were able to overcome
But
this
like,
because we were together.
We're
Now
just the
we
best.
only
Like,
have one
Baker's just the
more
best.
week to go. Let's give it
Not
our
our fault
all,
for like,
and I hope we are smiling
Baker just
next
working it
week.
every time. Good luck, carry out.
那
Owner.
其实之前多兰选手也说过，在瑞士轮阶段，你们面临了很多很多的挑战，就好像是一个个的死胡同，但是每一个死胡同
AL
的尽头
상대로
都
진짜
是
한 끗 차이로
观众们的欢呼
이겨가지고
声。
와
那今天
오늘은
你在现
이렇게
场
3대
有没有
0이
感受到
나왔지만
他们
Today
的
was
欢
a
呼？
3-0 and
而这
absolute
些欢
stomp.
呼有没有
But
给到你
into
动力呢
AL,
예정
you
인터뷰에서 좀
it was literally down to like
teaser,
one moment.
You said
One
everything
team fight
looks
in
like
a
a
bot
dead
side.
end.
If
But at
Jinx was
the end
excited
of
and then
every
she
dead
actually
end, there's
was able
always
to
the
take out
sound of cheers of
Ash,
T1
think we
fans.
lost out.
Tonight, did you feel that loud cheer you talked about? How much motivation did their voices
Yeah, next
give
week is
you?
finals. A week from today? No, it's like 6 days from today.
네, 이렇게 타국에서 또 큰 경기장에서 좋은 경기 할 수 있는 게 너무 큰 행운이라고 생각하고 또 항상 팬분들의 응원 덕분에 지치지 않고 잘 달려갈 수 있는 것 같습니다. 감사합니다.
Says,
I am
okay, wait.
very, very lucky
I don't need to do it.
to be able to perform on
I have
such
the
a
urge to
big
like translate
stage,
sometimes because I always do
also
that for
abroad.
LCK.
It's
But we don't
all
have to do it
thanks
here.
to this energy, the cheer, the support coming from the fans. You guys make me
Jisung
keep
is
going.
translating for us.
Thank you very much.
First finals for Doran? Yes, it is actually. 도란 선수 지금 롤드컵 결승 처음 진출하는 거 아닌가? Yeah, first time he's going to finals. Bro! Let's go! We might have another interview coming.
And that whole interview
not.
to me is such a microcosm of Doran, a player
Feviknight
that
wins
is
the
so
next Spearshot
insanely
duo game.
endearing, right? This is a player that since 2020
I mean,
DRX, right?
I don't
Even
know, I haven't
before
played
that
solo
in
queue in a
Griffin,
while.
in
Let's
Gen
go back
G,
to grinding
by
solo
all
queue
of his
now.
teammates, despite
Yeah, we have
some
an
of his
entire like
failures
6 days of no
internationally,
worlds,
has
nothing.
been praised for his
Yeah,
teamwork,
롤드컵
for his
결승은
work ethic,
토요일로 알거든요.
and the
토요일이죠.
energy that he brings.
Let me
the
look it up
fact
right
that
now,
he's
actually,
finally
when the World
able to
Finals
exercise
is.
his demons, and again,
World's
through
2025
showing
finals.
good performance as well,
When
it's
is it
just
on?
so heartwarming to see.
Schedule.
I think the real battle in the finals, it's not BDD versus Faker. It's Dorian versus
Oh, it's in a week. It's in a week, guys.
They're just so adorable.
오후
It's
4시
so hard not to cheer for
다음 주
Love it.
어,
A battle for
11월
everyone's
9일.
heart. I think the big thing for me is Doran is trying
November
so much
9,
on
same time
so many
as
other teams.
today.
And I remember
But like
he kind of
a week
reiterated
later.
in this interview, but that MSI interview he did on stage.
So
when
whatever
he was
time
like,
it is in
yeah,
your
I just
country.
saw how
So it's not on Saturday. I
not
thought it was going to be
only
on Saturday.
the
No, it's on
resilience of
Sunday.
his teammates, but also just
Korea time.
everyone was here to help me, right? Whatever I needed, they helped me prepare for these games. I feel like I'm a lot more mentally prepared too, thanks to the staff and people who are here to help me out. And I thought that was great because, you know, like now he's getting a lot of great support and he's in the World's Final.
All he needed was a team that was as crazy as his. And you know, as far as teammates go, T1 is a good team.
T1 is
to
pretty
have.
crazy, yeah. Doran's crazy, T1's crazy, everyone. But we made it, yes we did!
And
I was like
Oppo
a
player
little
of the series for
bit
today,
worried for
none
today a
other than
little
the
bit,
GOAT
because TES
himself,
was popping off
my boy
into
Faker.
G2.
It all comes back to the
Oh damn,
prediction.
I guess
mean, he
G2
crushed
just...
it. I think there
How did
honestly
G2 get
could have
stomped
been
by
a number of different
TES? They
players
look
who
kind of
did
weak
get
here.
it, because a lot of T1 members were stepping up. But when I think
아 근데
especially
G2 상대로
back to this
TES가 너무
game
좋은 모습을
one, he
보여서 살짝
absorbed
오늘
all the
불안하긴
pressure. He
했습니다.
was crushing
I
through the
think
game.
draft,
Game
like,
2
they
was
completely
very
troll
active on the
draft here
Galio.
with Nami and
I
Karma
think it's just
picks.
another stellar performance in a line of so
They should
many.
100%
Yeah,
like
and I love
Nami
how,
no
again, we talk
Renata.
about how he keeps
여기서
reinventing
레나타가
himself,
궁을
bringing out
쓰고
this Mel pick now
W를
2
주고 막
series
Q를 막
in
친
a
다음에
row
막
against anyone's legend and top esports has been.
Faker Mel.
I don't think it's necessarily decided games, but it's yet
뭔가
another pick he's
여기서도
added to his arsenal to
노틸보다는
prepare
파이크를
for
통해서
some of these
바텀
LPL drafts.
라인전에서
That's
뭔가를
why
노렸어야
he's
되지
still
않았을까?
dragging
A
Vance
Draven
towards
Pike
his
maybe?
Azir, which
Draven
obviously
Blitzcrank?
cannot be given to him. And I want to highlight what you were saying as well.
Oh, no.
Faker is obviously
No.
the core, but we had standout performances
No.
from Guma. We had
They
Orin
pick
and
Norris with heal. 노틸러스가 힐 들고 드레이븐이랑 뭐 어떻게 하자는 거야? 아무것도 못하죠.
in the final
It's
game.
the donor combo.
The two of
They're
which popped
donor
off.
now.
We had Carrier, whose Nico
그러니까
game I
G2가
think was his
올라왔으면 오히려
personal standout.
반갑긴
Right? We
한데
had Guma and
우리가
Kai'Sa,
전에
which has been
전적이
such a big
있었잖아요.
issue
He was
for him.
schmoovin'.
G2한테
It is
힘들었던
just
전적이.
the entirety of T1
물론 그때
coming
G2는
together
지그랑
for
다르죠.
yet
아,
another
천원 감사합니다. Thank you.
Worlds. It's
crazy.
It's crazy.
Really, I mean,
Happy day
we're going to
today,
see
everyone.
Faker
We
and
have an
Owner at the
entire
top
week
of their
to
game
prepare.
versus Cuz and BD. And I
to
just
chillax.
wanted to make a note. It took
Yeah, it's so
LPL
weird.
teams,
We had like
right,
quarterfinal,
give
quarterfinal,
them the fight
and
in the grand
semifinals
finals in
right away the
2023
day
and
after.
2024. They
Semifinals,
couldn't do it. They
semifinal,
couldn't beat
and then we just had
Faker.
like an entire
In
week where
2022,
nothing
there
happened.
was an upstart team called DRX who made the impossible happen in 5 games. With that, KT has a very DRX vibe, Emily.
I have another story for you. It goes all the way back to 2013 when a young
Shox looks like a
bright-eyed
Greek
Emily
goddess or
was
something.
watching as her team, the KT roster
With, like,
Bullets,
the
went up
really
2-0
pretty dress.
over SK
Really
Telecom.
pretty.
Her heart
It's a
was
compliment,
then
by the way.
dashed when they fell. And now they are meeting in the 2025 World Championship where I expect the same result. I expect to be absolutely crushed.
Wait, Emily not trusting her favorite team?
I know. Well, you believe in that.
How come everybody's cheering for
Quarterfinals or
KT?
anything, it's
What
time to
the hell?
believe.
No, No.
It's so cool to have a telecom war here all these years later. I mean, you're talking about so far in 2013. For me, telecom war goes even further back because I used to watch them in Brood War. I remember watching Bisu versus Flash, which to me was like the peak of esports. That was the greatest StarCraft players in the world going at it in telecom wars, coming out in the Ace match. And to me, like, that was the genesis of my esports journey, was watching them as a little kid, staying up in the middle of the night to watch Brood War.
Okay, Unk, you lost. We're gonna have
old
to,
as
in the pre-show next week, we're gonna have to show some images of that because that is a long time back.
Man.
But I love it because it is such a long tradition. I love it when things happen that kind of transcend the game you're seeing at that moment.
스타크래프트 얘기를 하는 거야. 옛날에 브루더 그 스타크래프트 경기, e스포츠 경기를 봤었던 얘기를 했거든요, 캐스터분이.
It's been a pleasure. This has been such a fun
여성분이 엉클.
6 days in a row, 4
삼촌이라고.
banger quarterfinals, an incredible set of semifinals. It's just been such a pleasure, and I feel like we are going to be treated to an amazing finals next week.
I
통신사 대전이 그 스타크래프트 시절부터 통신사 대전이 있었구나. So KT vs T1 SKT has happened even before League of Legends.
Not doing any of that.
Back in StarCraft.
I will not cry on broadcast again until next week. That's fine.
You will.
I hope. I do truly hope that KT can.
No, next week is Chronicler's final week. No way, bro.
They're gonna be the
world champion.
Chronicler is retiring, by the way. He's not going to be a caster anymore.
No, I'm going to cut you guys off. It's been enough. Thank you.
그때도 인연이 맞아.
This is crazy,
그때
but that
SKT.
is a wrap for us here in Shanghai as our finalists KT and T1 make their way to the World Championship stage in Chengdu. We'll be live next week for the League of Legends World Championship Finals with Game 1 starting on Sunday
I didn't scream too much today. I'm like losing my voice, so we have an entire week to recover our voice for next week's finals. We're gonna be having to
on the West Coast, and the pre-show will start an hour before
because we're gonna be
that.
yelling a
But
lot
if you're looking
next
for
week.
more League of Legends
Yelling
right
and
now, in just a
screaming.
few hours, the EMEA Masters Summer
That's all for
Finals
your
is
ears.
live from the Paris Games Week, starting at 7 p.m. in Paris, 10 a.m. Pacific. We have KC Blue and Los Heretics who will compete for the crown, and to lock the last spot at LEC Versus, the all-new winter format coming to the LEC in 2020.
KC Blue mention?
Max with more on what to expect from LEC Versus. Bye-bye!
Bye.
What? LEC mention?
Hey LEC
My
fans.
region?
I'm Max, Director for League of Legends Esports in EMEA. And I'm here to walk you through some of the big changes coming to the
so they're changing the LEC format,
season.
by the way.
The biggest change for
So,
next
okay,
year,
I really want to get co-streaming
saying
rights for
goodbye to the
LEC.
winter
Who do I need to
and
contact for
hello
this?
to LEC
I
Versus,
really want to do
the
co-streaming
EMEA
for
Invitational.
LEC sometimes.
Kicking
Especially
off in
because Rose
January,
Donuts is in LEC
Versus
now.
will bring together the 10 LEC teams you know and love. And to make things even more exciting,
My favorite team in
2
Europe,
ERL teams will
the
join the mix.
Rats.
The EMEA Masters Summer Champions and the best performing team across the 2025 EMEA Masters season.
Ratuni.
And yes, you guessed it, the latter is Los Ratones. Both invited ERL teams will compete exclusively in LEC Versus, neither in the LEC Spring nor in the Summer Split. It's a one-time shot to show what they've got on the big stage, and we cannot wait to see how they stack up. And the champions will lift a brand new trophy and qualify to represent EMEA at first stand.
It's shaping up to be an incredible year for League of Legends esports in EMEA. In the meantime,
They should get Faker to join G2 so EU finally wins Worlds. Bro. G2 does not have enough money, Michael. Oh my. Area, Guma, Faker, Doral, ADC, POV.
Just go with them. Gumayushi needs a little bit more as Kanavi chases forward on Doran. The Trundle needs the kill, but he dies to the Cataclysm. Cream locked up by Faker. It's a justice punch to the jaw, and Gumayushi
큐 구마이시 카이사. 구마이시 카이사는 이제 완성형으로 진화했다. Mega Evolution. Gumayushi Kaisa was a little baby. And then it evolved. Now you have to worry about Gumayushi Kaisa now too. 페이커 갈리오 너무 강하다. 승리의 카세. 페이커 그러니까 T1 상대로 밴해야 되는 챔프들이 너무 많은 느낌. There's so many champions that you have to ban into T1 now. Yeah, Azir, Bard. But it's not just Azir and Bard now. There's so many other champions that you cannot let have Faker Orianna either. Faker Orianna is just impossible to play into. 챔프풀이 너무 다양한 느낌 지금. 플레이 스타일을 되게 다양하게 플레이할 수 있죠. 로고 크기 차이. 이게 T1 로고가 살짝 저도 항상 그 썸네일 같은 거 제가 직접 만들거든요. 썸네일 만들 때마다 T1 로고가 너무 납작하고 길어. 그래서 다른 로고랑 크기 사이즈가 좀 달라서 그렇다고 크기를 맞추기에는 너무 길어지니까 너무 커지고. T1 logo is weird, by the way, because it's so flat and it's long compared to the other logos where other logos are more square shaped. So it's really annoying whenever I have to make thumbnails because I make my own thumbnails and everything, so I have to design my own thumbnails, man. Feels bored though. Anyways, thanks for watching, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed the co-stream, and I'll be catching you guys next week for the finals, by the way. 다음 주 결승이고 저는 이제 다시 솔랭 방송으로 찾아뵙도록 하겠습니다. I'm gonna go back to solo queue and running it down on border. You guys don't know who I am. I'm actually Grandmaster 1 KLP. We are like a couple wins. We're like 3-4 wins of Challenger right now. So we're almost challenging Korean server. We're gonna try to hit up Challenger this week. 이번 주 챌린저 찍기로 한번 도전해보도록 하겠습니다. 4승만 더 하면은 5 wins. 5연승 하면은 챌린저? 5연승 챌린저. 이번 주 안에 한번 찍어보도록 할게요. I think for today I might take a break because I've been kind of like boom recently. Especially my voice. I've been sniffing a lot for a reason. Anyways, thanks for watching and 성환입니다. 가보도록 하겠습니다. Thank you for all the support, all the subs and all the follows. appreciate it a lot. 오늘 많은 후원들 감사드리고 다음 주 아니면 솔랭 방송으로 다시 보도록 하겠습니다. 챌린지 과연 가나요? Can we hit challenger? Korean challenger? 1000점 넘은 것도 처음이고 해서 좀 집중해서 하면 진짜 갈만한데? Goodbye for now, y'all. 해방. Bye. Bye.